Just when oh, he's done well to save the bounce. Oh, he's put it down. Bowling. It is that time yet again. It's midweek mayhem. You're watching a CDC Watchalong, the cricket.com Watchalong to be specific. It's Chennai Super Kings hosting Rajasthan Royals. And well, Rajasthan going to be batting first. My name's Avnish Hegde and I'm joined in as ever by Somesh Agarwal. Somesh, CSK RR boy. The first ever game in the sense of final, essentially. And well, it's going to be happening again.
Yeah, I mean, I always like this fixture.
It is. I mean, it invokes some great memories. So, sink your streams in, first ball, and it is good. Ooh, Akash Singh straight away. I like the shape from the youngster.
The Nagaland boy.
Yeah, is this a direct replacement for Mukesh Chaudhary?
Let's see, CSK are experimenting. Abhi, Hangar they played first two games and he's not played the last and he's not playing this one as well.
Correct.
He's in the impact player list, but impact substitute list.
Yeah.
I think they will obviously be taking a batter in the second innings.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to see how this boy bowls. I think he gives you an impression of an Indian Parnell, young Parnell, in terms of his action right now. And he's got some swing straight away. He's throwing it up as well. So Akash Singh is not going to be shying away. I think Dhoni's also told him, "Tu aage dal, fikar mat kar, bhai." By the way, Dhoni, 200 matches, captain of CSK in the IPL. Speaks volumes of his longevity.
I mean, 250 bhi honge, right?
I mean, 250 technically, I think he's reaching that landmark if you count even Champions League games. So we won't be surprised, would we?
Not at all. I mean, this impact substitution just only makes it easier for him to play 4 more years.
Yeah, but there's some fascinating subplots as well. We'll get to all of them one by one. But straight away, RR opening their count. Oh! Have you seen an India gate?
Thick Sena.
Yeah, we've seen an India gate or the Sri Lanka gate.
Very inauspicious start.
Yeah, I mean, I know the teams are out, so we'll just reflect them for you all if you guys need any memory replugs. And as you can see, the subs also there. Joey Root, will he play? Only time will tell. But remember, there's so many players who played for both these teams. Rahane comes to mind, Jadeja, Dubey, not to forget from Rajasthan as well. You can see Ravichandran Ashwin there who's played for Chennai, Holder as well. So there are quite a few familiar friends around here. So for Fanan, RR, of course, batting first, Dhoni winning the toss and had no hesitation.
4 more.
And flicked away. And this is a tough league, right? If you're Akash Singh and it's I know he's played an IPL game before, but essentially it's a cutthroat tournament. This and sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean Dhoni is very fair. Fair. I'm saying fair when I know that Angar has essentially been dropped after 2 games, but they don't have any other option as well. Deepak Chahar is most likely out of the tournament.
Yeah.
Although it's not been announced. Is it announced? I don't think it's announced.
But for 4 games is what I read. Yeah. But I think that 4 sometimes makes up into 6. And then by the time you know it, Chennai would love to have him back at the business end because I think they're looking.
Maybe we can go to the play 11 once again and figure out who the impact sub options are going to be like.
Yeah, we will.
Because I think for from Rajasthan's perspective, although you mentioned Joe Root and they're starting with 3 overseas, I think the plan would be to bring Zampa on in the second innings.
So let's just reflect those teams again right now. 5 balls in, 8 for none. Shorak, if you could just put up the teams to confirm who are on those respective impact player benches like Sol keeps hinting upon.
Yeah, I mean, can we take the logo off because it's coming over Rajasthan? Yeah. So from Rajasthan's perspective, Butler, Jaiswal, Sanju, Padikkal comes in for Riyan Parag, which is surprising. Maybe they thought that given they have both Moeen and Jadeja and Santner, plus Moeen might not play, that would have pushed them to make that. Otherwise, I don't really see a logic to it. Hetmeyer, Dhruv, Jorel. So Ashwin, Holder. I think batting wise they're sorted. So I don't see a batting sub happening. On the bowling front, they do have 5 options right now, but having Zampa as well will give them a lot of flexibility.
Correct.
So I think Rajasthan are pretty sorted. When you think about CSK, they have Akash and Tushar is the spinner and Magala is there. I mean, Magala is preferred over Pretorius. Pretorius, I thought, did a very good job in the last game against Delhi.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I'm interested to see what happens when CSK.
It's straightforward for CSK, right? Deshpande goes out and Raidu comes in.
It is, but I'm a little. I feel they are bowling light, but three top spinners, especially for these conditions.
Yeah.
They have Moeen, they have Jadeja, and they have Theeksana.
Yeah.
So spin department they're sorted. It's just that Rajasthan will have to go all out against their pacers.
Yeah, let's see if they do so, because Deshpande is going to be sharing the new ball with Akash Singh to Joss Butler, who's been looking absolutely devastating since last year, pretty much. So let's see if he really does choose to respect Deshpande.
There's movement in Switzerland.
Yeah, there's movement in Switzerland. What Dhoni said at the toss. Now, I want to ask Som and kick you guys off in the comments as well in terms of that pivotal question we're asking right here. Right, what is your favorite CSK RR memory? There's so many which come to mind. That 2008 IPL final, like I mentioned, there was one game, I don't know which year it was. I remember Shane Watson and Stuart Binney. They were 48 for 4, chasing about 170 in Jaipur, and I think they got over the line. That was a brilliant game. Brilliant game.
Let me guess what that year was.
I think 2013,
2012 or 13.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
And Shane Watson was like bomb Shane Watson. So yeah, it's maybe the Shane Watson derby, maybe the Ajinkya Rahane derby, maybe the Ravichandran
I
derby.
think I'll call it the Shane Watson derby. I mean, Shane Watson has scored a century for Rajasthan while playing against CSK and a century for CSK while playing for Rajasthan.
Correct.
I mean, if you have to pick a player, then this has to be Shane Watson derby.
And think about 2008 and 2018. Shane Watson was so pivotal for RR, and then he was so pivotal in the 2018 final itself against SRH. So, I mean, he must be watching it somewhere in Adelaide or whatever. But even the other RR CSK game, who can forget Dhoni versus Ullas Gandhi? And that memory, I mean, that is probably in cricketing folklore, right? People will remember that 20 years down the line as well.
Yeah, there was this one game when Dhoni took apart Unadkat like he always does. This was also in 2018, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, shot, yeah.
That's a great shot from Jaiswal.
Alagi intent pe chal raha hai.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that you brought that up, because that actually was in Chepauk as well. And Dhoni got 75 or something like that in that game. So he really took the liking towards Rajasthan's bowler. That was his last 50 as well, I think. Might be wrong. RR needs to bring in Root Vasant. But look, even I want that, but So made a good point. They're bowling second, of course. So Zampa in Chepauk is a no-brainer. It's almost math. 2 + 2 is 4.
Yeah, I think they will bring in Root agar the batting just collapses.
Imagine that.
Yeah, because they have 5 bowlers. Aisa nahi hai ki they don't have bowlers.
Correct.
The thing is, there is no bolt as well.
Hmm.
So you need to make up for it.
And did Root take a 5 for Chepauk or Ahmedabad?
That was Ahmedabad.
Ahmedabad. Right. Oh, top edger. And Tushar Deshpande could be smiling earlier on. He does. Oh, sure. He nearly takes it on the chin. He nearly did a sky last night. If you guys know, you know. 11 for 1, 1.4. And the Chepauk faithful are dancing in the aisles, and understandably so. I thought there was going to be spin, no spin, because obviously Butler just take them down. Butler has, bro, I was looking at the stats. It's ridiculous. Since IPL 2022 against spinners, his average against spinners is 222, his strike rate's 182.
Oh my God.
That is mad.
Who comes in?
I think it's Padikkal. I mean, I know there is a temptation to go maybe Samson and not disrupt it, but because a left-hander gets out, you want to choose.
Sanju's there, so I think Padikkal is.
And the best bet is Padikkal to exploit the power play, bro. Every time in the middle order, he just looks like a fish out of water. He doesn't know when to go to third gear, when to go to fourth gear. It's quite crazy. By the way, we'll be getting lots more people on in terms of this watch along. We've of course scheduled it out for the rest of the innings, and not to forget the match as well. So keep your comments coming through and your insights, most appreciated. We'll take a few right now. And subscribe, tell a friend about cricket.com. The Ravindra Jadeja derby, saying Nachiket. Yeah, you can tell me whatever. It's funny how even Ashwin and Jadeja started off their plying their trades in the IPL for RR and CSK respectively, and now things have changed. So it is Padikkal. And Rajasthan don't make these glaring obvious errors, right? Like they're one of those sides, if not like, I mean, no one's kind of close to CSK, but RR at least don't fuck up.
Yeah, they're very flexible.
Yeah.
They're open to.
And is that purely Sangalkara?
I think it's their entire management. I mean, they are very data driven and very vocal about being data driven.
Yeah.
I think I was watching one of the videos, their auction planning video, where they were discussing on a certain player. Then Sangalkara raised a point that, guys, as a group, we've decided to go down the data route. So let's not make subjective calls.
Which is fine. And sometimes numbers do paint a clear picture. especially in a short tournament like the IPL, right? You just want to maximize your resources. Hello, brothers. Good evening. Good evening to you, Nandlal. Good to see you. I hope you guys are checking out all our other content, not just our watch-alongs. We've been doing some fantastic work on Instagram and YouTube Shorts as well. So lots more content it comes. So subscribe. 12 for 1, 2 overs. Let us know in the comments also how much RR will end up scoring, because we're going to give out lots of goodie bags and gift vouchers and things like that. So if you guys get it down to the T in terms of accuracy, say if they end up scoring 175, one of you guys let us know in the comments. Reach out to us on Twitter and we'll of course give you your 1,000 rupee Amazon voucher. Any early predictions for the power play? At least 12 for 1 right now. I was just telling Akshay and the boys that it seems from the offset it could be a 200 v 200, similar to what CSK LSG.
I overheard you guys saying this, but I don't think this is a 200 pitch.
So what we saw in the first Chepauk game against LSG was 200 v 200.
That's there, but I think even Moni Mogal said, who's I think a bowling coach for Lucknow,
correct,
that both teams were surprised by the amount of bounce this wicket had. So I think, like we saw in Delhi yesterday, as the game progressed, the pitch sort of slowed down. I expect something similar. And looking at how the spin-heavy attack that Chennai have today, I don't see a 200 v 200.
Okay,
it may be 170 v 170, but as of now, I don't feel that way. Maybe
there was good.
I'll be happy to be wrong because
fair. I mean, there was good evidence in that first 2 overs from Deshpande and Akash in terms of the bounce and carry they got, but that could just be, I don't know, with the new ball. Now, speaking of their spin-heavy attack, so here's a man who they've been waiting to get back into the team, and he's Tikshana, and he's going to be bowling to Padikkal. But the real matchup is this one, because the single's been offered to Butler. Now, can you give me a little gut feel of how this passage of play is going to go? Butler or Tikshana? Who's your money on? Because I can foresee, like a googly castling him, but I can also foresee Butler dancing down the track and really taking him apart.
I think because Rajasthan have lost a wicket early, I feel Butler won't take a very expensive route.
Okay.
He will take on it if it's very short.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think he'll be a little sensible. I just want to take that comment regarding Holder. Maybe we can do it when the over is.
Yeah, because done. This is something's going to ensue here.
Yeah.
Tikshana to Butler and
single.
Circumspect, like Som said. Circumspect. Yeah, we'll take that question right now because Som Greg asks us a question for the panel. Can Holder bowl his 4 overs quota, get sub by Zampa, and then get Zampa's 4 overs in the middle?
So I think Rajasthan see Holder as the death bowler. So I don't see this happening.
Because if you look at the other options, I know Kuldeep Sen's a real
Kuldeep Sen and Sandeep Sharma. Sandeep Sharma bowled 1 over at the death, but the game was already over last time around. Kuldeep Sen is coming out of after an injury.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that maybe Sandeep Sharma could bowl maybe 3 up front.
Oh, short, yeah.
Great shot from Padikkal.
Yeah, this was another one of the contentions that I had, that maybe they think Padikkal is a better player of spin than Riyan Parag.
Yeah, that is true. Because we saw Parag get that promotion in the last match. Maybe it was a day game, maybe it was just Assam and him knowing that home ground better. But Padikkal's played a beautiful shot there. What I also caught from the corner of my eye is that Sisana Magala is at long off. Surely they can find a fitter fielder over there. Go on. Oh, lad, they have done their research.
Oh
That's
God.
Freaky, bro. So that is freaky.
Nandal, I'm not working for the Red Associates anymore. As you can see, I'm sitting here.
Maybe he is. He's maybe moonlighting.
On a weekday. Yeah, my branch was mechanical.
That's insane. So now you guys know. I don't know how Somesh made that shift in lanes, but he could probably tell us if there's a lull in play this time.
There won't be. T20, right? Test match. Also, that point on... Hello, Tanmay.
Hello.
Also, that point on subbing out Holder and bringing in Zampa, but why would the team do it?
Yeah. He was just trying to be greedy in terms of...
there's no need, right? Just sub out some of the batter, any batter who won't bowl.
Exactly.
But sub out Padikkal.
Anyway,
Padikkal is an excellent catcher, so maybe Jaiswal.
Yeah, because the other one I'm thinking of Dhruv Jurel, but even he's apparently a good fielder.
And Jaiswal,
correct. Yeah, Jaiswal as well.
Although Jaiswal is a leggy, you never know.
Check conditions.
Yeah.
So Tikshana's first over has gone for 10 so far. Final delivery. 1 edgy boundary and 1 sumptuous cover drive from Padikkal. And RR would like to fancy themselves 180, 190. And Sometimes Theekshana goes down as a mystery spinner, but sometimes he has the ability to swing the ball back by the looks of it.
That's the mystery.
That is the
That
mystery.
Imad Wasim ball.
Yeah, which literally kind of castles batters as well. By the way, check out our cricket.com app, because what we've done is the fact that we've managed to put out lots of these nuggety press conferences bits, right? So we put out the Akshar Patel one as well, where he was asked after yesterday's defeat to Mumbai. So
That's a funny one.
that is really funny.
सच
And
में
Akshar
यार,
Patel generally,
उससे पूछा कि भाई do you think you should be coming higher up the order? बोले क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है, मैं नीचे भी आ रहा हूँ तो भी I'm getting to bat for 10-12 overs.
talk about honest press conferences.
He's like ऊपर आऊंगा तो भी 10-12 ओवर मिल ही जाएंगे, so that's enough for me. So
It's quite crazy.
he just took a jab at his own team's batting, which clearly is shambles at the moment.
Yeah. So check that out. It's on the cricket.com app. It's a brand new feature along with so many other ones that we have. Now, it's a funny old field. They've got what? A fly slip,
भाई क्या
a gully. I mean, this is MS Dhoni.
They're just gonna keep it wide, ये पक्का है.
For sure. I mean, I love it. How do you term that? Because that's a fly slip, surely. Then you have a gully. And then you have a backward point, and then they have a sweeper on the offside as well, which is quite crazy. Which money batch are you from, he says?
9 to 13.
9 to 13. What is Manit?
MANIT.
Oh,
The name of my college.
Oh, okay. My bad. NIT. Yeah, sure. But yeah, I mean, essentially just coming back to this clash, let's see how Butler goes about it in the power play, because right now he's more than happy to give the strike to Padikkal. Vasan Narayan going on to say, ask if we can try a domestic pacer instead of Billy, get in route through the trade window. The spin game will be sought, which will free Kohli and help him out with his risk game. I mean, that's wishful thinking, Vasan.
But where will they play route?
Yeah. I mean, imagine that Maxwell, Root, Faf, Kohli, top four. Oh, that's a great shot.
Is it?
I think essentially the power play, it's that good old saying, he takes the aerial route. Are you surprised with Santner's exclusion? I thought 4 spinners would be Moen, Conway, Theekshana, Santner. Magala played ahead because of death bowling issue, isn't it?
I think the rest, everything is acceptable. I feel Pretoria should have played ahead of Magala.
Yeah.
Because he is now, 1 season old?
Correct.
So he should be trusted with death bowling, and he did a good job against Delhi.
Correct. And generally, Pretorius has been nailing those wide Yorkers.
Yeah, and he can bat as well.
Exactly.
Which is a standard for Chennai.
But what is the thinking with Magala then, so? Because so far, 3.2 overs in, we've still not seen Magala warm up, let alone bowl.
I'm actually not sure, because I in my opinion, this wicket will suit Pretorius a lot more than Magala.
Yeah, and you fancy Jadeja and the likes of the other spinners to come in the middle overs. Mm-hmm. Is he probably just going to be bowling from the 12th over onwards? Literally like...
Magala?
Yeah.
No, I think he'll bowl at least 1 over up front. Okay. He should be bowling 1 over up front.
Yeah, because essentially Sisanda Magala, if you guys have seen him, he has a little bit of swing going for him.
Having any pacer bowl 4 overs on the trot is never a good idea.
Yeah.
Unless that pacer is a bravo who don't really waste that amount of energy in his bowling, right? He's a pacer, but you know, right? He's clever. He's clever, but he doesn't have a longish run up. Doesn't exert so much pressure on his body.
Correct.
Because 4 overs on the trot is demanding.
And at times, as an RCB fan, I realized that even Harshal Patel used to do that, just bowl from the 12th, and then he'd bowl the 12th, 14th, 16th, 18th, things like that. So, yeah, it's food for thought that. But yeah, Pranav, I think Santner could have played because of his chip-off, but who knows? Dhoni knows better than us at times. Right now, 27 for 1, 3.4. And something's got to give here, because I know Akash has bowled pretty well in his 1.4 overs, but right now, you think there is going to be some sort of intent shown, either from Padikkal right now, or Butler will probably wait for Magala's over, which we're thinking could be the next over. At least that's my gut feel. Kafi senior up saying, Jai Kishan, good evening, saw your Prithvi Show comment, become a banger. I mean, it's good, man.
It's fine. I mean, see, the point is, there are definitely 7-8 openers which are over.
But that's a fact, guys. I don't know why people are...
Maybe we got carried away. And actually, I did not, never intended to say it's pertaining to a particular format. I just spoke in general.
I agree with you.
And then we sort of narrowed it down to T20s, which is still fine. And that's the truth. I mean, I'm still with what I said.
Which is crazy, but it just makes me think about those comments that you got heckled for. What was the main problem that certain people had?
Oh, because I
singled him out?
I mean, not really. People, see, people threw some lump sum numbers. Okay, he averages this much and has a strike rate of 150, which is fine. ठीक है. I mean, if you look at it since IPL 2022 till now,
Yeah.
he won't be in the top 10 run getters as an opener. But I mean, run getter should not be a criteria. It's about the consistency. But ठीक है, let's move on. I mean, this is what I feel, and I'm entitled to feel what I feel.
100%. And you
So,
guys are entitled with your opinions
yeah.
as well in your comments.
Yeah.
So of course, if there are some unpopular choices and opinions, let them loose in the comments.
But
We'll
I
take
want to
them.
know from Nandlal and Jay. I mean, are you guys from NIT Bhopal as well? Because just I'm curious.
Otherwise, it's just freaky. If they've just
It's not
stalked you,
really, I mean-
stalked you on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I mean, like, oh my god, this guy's ZS. Oh my god, this guy's NIT Bhopal. That's crazy. Okay, so Tiksana resume and Dhoni's playing his cards very close to his chest. No Magala still. And Padikal's on strike. Something has to happen here. Oh, he's trying to cut it with a slip in place.
And by the way, Shaw's childhood coach also agreed that
Oh, yeah.
this is the exact thing that he said. Ke, on talent he is, but on numbers maybe not.
Yeah, we had Prashant Shetty, who is with his dodgy Wi-Fi connection.
Oh, that's dropped.
Tough chance for Moeen Ali. It's hit him on his shin or his ankle, but it goes down as a hard grab. So Padikal gets a little rub of the green going his way, but now this battle, I really want to see it to come to some sort of potential. Butler on strike, Tiksana, he goes over, and he goes over for six. I mean, this time, Tiksana didn't do anything wrong. It's just the swing of the bat sometimes with Josh Butler.
And with Butler, that little squat he does
Yeah.
to basically make himself balanced.
And it's similar to, I think, sometimes PKB also used to just squat a little bit, not obviously as crazy as Butler, but let's put out some numbers right now because we were hinting about how Butler was good against spin, but we have different numbers to show you this time around generally. And we'll reflect them for you guys right now. 36-1, 4.3. Now, look at this.
It's more than double the second best.
Look at this. Butler absolutely piling it on. I mean, we talk about every nationality having their own imprint in this league. Butler has been flying the flag for England, and those numbers vindicated. In fact, he's just about 5 more runs away from 3,000 runs in the IPL by the looks of what's going on right now. There, yeah, six more runs. So Butler is reaching on to another milestone, but it just shows you the quality. Peterson just 1,000 runs. But yeah, we can take that stat off. Some good names there. Butler, Morgan, Besto. But look, Thixon has been targeted. Is that strange?
I mean, not really. Over pitch ball tha pichla bhi ye bhi. So I mean, if there is the ball is asking to be hit, they will hit.
Yeah, I mean, I know he got an edgy 4, so you take that 4 out, but essentially, right now, 40 for 1, 4.4. And even though they all lost just SSG as well quite early, they're kind of, again, throwing the initiative back at CSK. Padikkal, I think, is way suited better in the power play. It just gives him the options, which he kind of thrived in when he was opening with Kohli in RCB in 2020. But since then, I don't know. I mean, he played that disgusting knocker earlier, which was crazy. Go on. Oh, I'm a graduate of IIT Kerala.
So, and Jay is from NIT Srinagar.
Yeah. What do you do, Nandlal? Have you also taken a completely different line of life like Sobesh has?
So, I mean,
that'll be 4 more. 1 second. He's going after him.
4 more.
He's going after him.
Good over, top over. I'm just thinking at times when you're playing Chennai, facing a spinner, you'd know that Dhoni bilkul yahi khada.
Yeah.
As a batter, I mean, I don't think there is a more intimidating position to be when you know that there's a genius standing behind you.
Yeah.
Who would be doing something. I mean, would be telling the bowler something you would have observed about you. Like if you're batting, you don't want to give any hints to MS Dhoni.
Yeah,
because he'll catch it.
He'll
catch it. He'll be like, हाँ ये साला ये वो आगे बढ़ने से पहले ऐसा करता है वैसा करता है. You'll have to be like poker body, not poker face.
For sure. And sometimes you've seen it, right? I mean, so many ones which goes lost, obviously, but the ones which has come to at least the reels and the shots that we're privy to see is the one that I think he was telling Jadeja to Maxwell last year, saying ये बीच पे खड़ा है तो
वही बोल रहा हूँ मैं. That's what I'm saying. I mean, with MS Dhoni standing behind, you have to have a poker body.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Magala won't be bowling the power play because Deshpande is introducing the attack and he's been greeted for another boundary. And Padikkal is clearly making his presence felt out there. He's not got some great shots, but he still kept the scoreboard moving, and they're 49 for 1.
But he's played a good few great shots. This one, ठीक है, but
This one,
apart
okay,
from
the
that,
edgy 4, that 2 cover drives for sure.
Yeah.
And Butler also getting that
He's
6.
been very good to spin. I was told before this game कि Padikkal के लिए Magala ही काफी है. Let's see what happens when Magala bowls, but I'm surprised he's not bowled.
Oh, he's
in
going
the
to
power
get
play
4
at
more
all.
Padikkal.
Yeah, I don't know if you're listening to us. I just want to know, is this how teams operate with Magala? Doesn't he usually bowl in power play at all, especially in the SA T20? Even the last game, did he bowl in the power play?
Yeah, he bowled in the power play.
Okay.
He bowled in the power play
Because
last game.
Then I'm a little surprised that एक over भी नहीं कराया.
Maybe there's something going on there because I think with Pretorius out, they just want to see if Magala can potentially do and replicate what Pretorius does, which is a tough ask. It's a big ask, right? Magala, anyways, young in this league. He's not been a T20 pro like Pretorius has. All of those factors has to be considered. Anyway, 2 back-to-back boundaries. RR got up their 50 thanks to Padikkal and his 16 ball 28 so far. I have a feeling RR are going to take an approach to just bat CSK out of the game. Because if Butler is there till at least the 10th, 12th, you know that there's a 220 inevitable.
Let's see.
Because there's Sanju, there's Parag. I'm just looking at their batting because you made the point that unless they bring in Root, why would they bring in Root? Sanju, Parag, Dhruv Jurel, Holder, Shimron Hetmaya. I mean, that's technically a good amount of firepower that they have. I know that they have to make up for the absence of Bolt because Bolt would have been a real threat, even though it's a Chekhov pitch, but they just have to get a cushion of 15-20 runs extra, I feel. Let's see. Butler's scores so far 54 of 22, 19 of 11, 79 of 51, and 15 of 8.
Do Rajasthan have a reserve pacer in their squad? Bolt is McCoy. But I don't think he's in the substitution list.
Yeah, he is it.
I think the reason why he's not is because he was taken to the cleaners when these teams played last year. They played only once. Yeah. Moin Ali played a good knock.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
You're right about that. So, look, Butler is more than happy to play second fiddle by the looks of it. 55 for 1, 5.4. And they're showing us an archive right now.
Willie playing for CSK.
Oh, yeah, Willie also played for CSK. That's quite crazy. Butler is honestly it's just been such a good player. I mean, we were talking about the top 5 other players. We had to throw Butler in there because he definitely features. But who are you backing tonight, by the way? I didn't ask you that. CSK or RR? Just for the tournament, just for the sake and the sanity of the IPL?
RR. I mean, see, this is my standard response in cricket. I mean, when I don't have anyone to support, I end up supporting the away team.
Yeah, which is true, or the underdog.
Yeah, I mean, away teams are usually the underdog in cricket.
Yeah, nowadays with the venues coming back into the scheme of things.
I mean, even in Test cricket and neutral Test cricket and all that.
Because it gives me an impression, and I know it's still early days in the tournament, but CSK and RR seem to be into that top 4 list already for me. CSK, RR, GT.
I mean, they are in my prediction also. They are in my top 4, but my 4th prediction was Delhi. So, I should not be taking credit for the other 3. I mean, the 4th one has gone so wrong.
So, if you had to substitute Delhi for anyone, who would it be? CSK, right?
CSK are already there. So, for me, CSK, RR, and Lucknow were there.
Oh, okay. So, basically, Delhi for GT.
Delhi, at this point of time, maybe Delhi for KKR. Because the point is, this kind of victories that they've had, it just, season after season, you see teams which end up winning certain games, which they shouldn't be doing. They had no right to win. There is some what is that word? Charisma. There is something in their season. Because last season, Gujarat also, right? There were a lot of games where they had no right to win, but they ended up winning.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for KKR, things are seeming so that, it might be, I mean, obviously you can't say that they can just go ahead and win the thing, but yeah, maybe they'll just go on and somehow qualify in the top.
Let's see, it'll be interesting, right? So I'll tell you what, we'll make a small substitution.
But logic would say GT.
GT as well, right? So that's Som's top 4. I wondered by your comments as well in terms of who you guys feel the top 4 predictions are. I know it's still match day 17 or something like that, or 16. I might be wrong, but let us know who you guys think.
Match 17.
Match 17. So let us know who you guys think. By the way, Jadeja into the attack, 57 for 1, 6 overs gone. We'll make a substitution right now in terms of Somesh going out and I don't know. We'll tell you exactly who's going to be coming on.
The last time he was here, he was not very happy.
The last time
Let's
he was
just say
here,
that.
yeah, we'll leave it there. You'll see in literally 10 seconds time. Along with Particle, they say hello, hello, Nix, and of course Akshay Kumar Swami. Good to see a change in the Watchalong proceedings right now. 57 for one, wherever you guys are joining us, or should I say 62 for one? 6 overs gone because Jadeja started off by bowling a wide. Guys, what have you made of the first 6 overs? Because Butler's played second fiddle, even though he's 18 of 11. And Padikkal, like you just said, what the fuck, man?
Seriously, and it's encouraging to see both that RR sort of decided to sort of send him up the order. I'm assuming it's the left hand right hand combination that they were trying to maintain. But either ways, good to see him get some runs because he seemed to be struggling, in the last 3 games. And yeah, CSK's bowling hasn't been that great. So yeah, I actually want to hear what Nix has to say, as a CSK fan.
Yeah, and Nick's just on that because I mean we all thought that Magala is definitely going to be bowling one over on the power play.
Yeah.
Where do you think his entry point is?
I think it's going to be the Dwayne Bravo role. Start with the 9th over and then see how they go ahead and
I can't.
make. Sorry, am I audible?
No, I don't think you're audible. But 1 second, let me just see if there's something.
Okay.
That's another wide. Oh my goodness. These are sort of losing the plot here.
Jesus.
Okay.
Okay, that is
Yeah, I can hear you now.
okay. Maybe it was just the why that needed to happen because I felt it was clear. But yeah, I think it's the Dwayne Bravo rule. In the last 12 overs, you bowl on the trot. There is a clear stubbornness to not bowl a lot of spin in the power play. I think Tikshina did start well, got a few edges as well. One hit Moeen Ali on the shin, one went past the keeper for a boundary. So fairly decent start from CSK standards. They've given away runs a lot in the power play, but this is the time where they come back in the game. So very keen to see how Josh Butler paces this now because Padikkal has gotten off to a start. Now he doesn't have to slow down. So it's how Josh then keeps adding those runs will probably put more pressure on Chennai.
Okay, I just want to ask you guys a particular thing right now, which has struck me, right? So we were discussing this with Somesh as well. The first game in Chepauk this year saw 200, play 200 essentially. Is it going to be deja vu tonight by the looks of this pitch so far? Because there was bounce and carry for Pacers earlier on. And it's not the slow, typical Chepauk pitch, which even Dhoni kind of indicated. So is it kind of fooling people again, this pitch?
Yeah, I mean, the way RR have started, there is reason to believe that, they can go on to sort of score 200 runs. And Dhoni also alluded to the fact that, once dew starts coming in, the pitch will become a lot more easier to bat, as it is with every other surface. So, yeah, there's no reason why we won't see a 200 v 200 again today.
Yeah, I think that's the modus operandi from an RR perspective, right? Tonight, Knicks. I mean, essentially, I know they said they would like to bowl first as well. But what do you think can potentially bat Chennai out of the game? Is it 210, 220? Because Chennai also will make that inevitable sub with Deshpande going out, Raidu coming in, and they battle like 8-9. So even 210, you're not really confident, right?
To be honest, I expect the pitch to slow down. So 200 should be par. But if it doesn't slow down, then you need as many as you can. But I feel Rajasthan do have a better bowling attack as well in terms of defensive options on this deck. So very keen to see the role because they've named only 3 overseas players. I'm pretty sure the fourth one could be Adam Zampa if they get a good score. And then we know what he did last time. He bowled second at this venue. So in that sense, I think Chennai will want to keep them to around 165, 170. Ideal score. And I do see Moeen Ali coming on now, which is yes. So there should be either a wicket or 2 boundaries. So that's the prediction number 1 for the day. Let's see how that goes.
Okay, so Moeen potentially to Butler. I'd like to see that matchup. If you guys like to see it,
15.3.
check it out on the cricket.com page right now. Sorry?
15.3 is what Butler averages against
What?
Moeen. 3 dismissals,
No.
15 average.
Oh,
Yeah,
15.3.
44 runs, 3 wickets or something there and thereabouts.
That's madness.
Yeah.
DDP to CSK in the next mega auction if he hits big runs here, saying within the melee. Keep your comments coming through, by the way. We'll take all of them. And Ali the Butler is going to be just another fascinating subplot right now. Bipulan, good to see you. Good evening to wherever you are. Since the 50 over World Cup is in India this year, what should be the ideal time to start the match to counter dew in the ground? If the match runs late, chasing team will have a huge advantage. Essentially, I think they'd probably like to go slightly earlier, half an hour earlier, maybe.
Ideally, yeah.
Even in an ODI, I mean, you're eventually going to get due because they'll go to line 30.
Exactly, yeah. And also, I mean, to be honest, there's no point in just, is
Oh,
that
one
a wicket?
second,
Is that-
Moin. Oh, nearly. And Sisana
Okay.
Magala is not the fittest, but he'll still get around and save the boundary. Initially, they plugged him at long off, which is really strange. But look, Padikal's night, maybe he's already been dropped, even though it was a sharp chance it slipped. This time around, Moin Ali dangling the carrot, nearly he was succumbing at short third man. Right, so Rajasthan still have a lot of firepower to come. Sanju, Parag, Hetmeyer, Holder, Dhruv Jorel.
Yeah, correction that Parag's been dropped today.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So who's playing instead of Parag?
So they've gotten, they've structured their 11 in such a way that bowling and batting, they've got Kuldeep Sen in, right? So I'm guessing that's how they've replaced.
Oh, yeah. Because Kuldeep Sen has not played a single game this year.
Yeah, which was again surprising. I want to believe he had some injury concerns, and that's the reason why he didn't get a game.
Yeah.
But yeah, just going back to the Parag question, that's something I would like to hear from Nix as well. Like, what do you make of Parag not playing today?
Yeah, because sometimes you get a feeling that Parag's pretty much their first or second, or maybe their fourth name on the list for sure, right? They're
Correct.
playing 11.
Yeah, ideally, I thought after backing him for like the games that they have, it felt this is the right deck to play him.
Yeah.
Very good player of spin bowling, has bashed a lot of spin in Guwahati Premier League as well.
And
There are some decisions that franchises are taking that are beyond your comprehension. So maybe they're learning from Delhi, who knows?
Yeah, who knows, honestly. 74 for 1, 7.4. Wicket alert, boys. Oh, that's a 6.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it
we have
is
the two
not-
boundaries.
Yeah, I don't have the predictability like Nick's does. So, guys, lots of conversations to be had throughout the watch along with you guys watching this right now. And I'll throw it open to these boys right now because we were mentioning our favorite CSK RR memories with Som. What is yours?
Has Nix already told his?
No, I'll come to Nick's as well because I'll give Nick's a little time to think. We've
Alright.
mentioned Dhoni, Ulas Gandhi. We've mentioned, of course, that Watson Binny game.
Correct.
We've also mentioned, I think, sorry, the one just popped up in my head. Murli Vijay. Oh, 6 more. Butler is taking on Moin Ali. Oh, and that's top tier. That's top tier.
I mean, no kidding, and no discredit to Moeen. Off air, I was actually telling that Moeen's numbers might good look against Butler, but there's no point looking too much into it. It's one of those Virat Kohli versus Shreyas Gopal things when this sample size is too small to sort of say okay, Moeen Ali is going to be the wicket taker against Butler. And the way he's sort of dealt with it, oh man, and Moeen's dropped shot, man. Like, the 2 balls that he dropped shot, it's just gone. Like Butler's really gone after him. Sorry, yeah, you were saying.
Jaikishan Sharma saying RR owner is an uncle of Riyan Parag. That explains it.
I'm assuming that's sarcasm.
I think it's sarcasm. Maybe it might be true. Surely he's.
Who, the Bal Thakur guy, Ranjit Bal Thakur. Yeah, he
that
was.
Badale, Manoj
Not
Badale.
Manoj Badale. Bal Thakur was there at the stadium as well in Guwahati. So I don't know. I have no clue. But yeah, Parag, what actually surprised me was last game was the first time he was actually. Is that a wicket?
Oh, it could be a wicket. Oh, it could be boundaries and runs. Save.
Oh, thank God.
I think Conway nearly makes a meal of it. Anyway, it's not a wicket. It's 88 for 1, 8.1. England top Pakistan T20s. They have bowling speeds pre and post bounce, unlike our broadcasts have only release speed. They should be added here too. Will also help in reading pitches, slowness, and much more. I mean, essentially, if the BCCI don't put it up, be the world's richest body. Sometimes it makes you think about these things. Anyway, Nix, what's your favorite CSK RR memory? Just to finish off this chat, was it even that humdinger where I think 240 played 220? I think once.
Oh yeah, in Sharjah.
Well done.
Sharjah as well.
But
Yeah.
my favorite
Oh.
one is same 240 versus 220, but this happened in 2010. Murli Vijay scored a century.
Okay, now
Yeah.
And I hope,
Correct. This could
yeah,
be
good, well
out. Is
done.
out. So
But I
Patil
left,
had to go for it.
yeah.
yeah,
Go
but
on.
surprise, surprise, left arm spinner dismisses a left-handed batsman. Oh my God, franchises are going to lose their mind.
Matchups are for what? I mean, this is definitely not one of them. But Jadeja gets a wicket. I'm happy because I've actually vice captain Jadeja today, fantasy wise.
Everyone's got ulterior
Yeah.
motives about who needs to play, who doesn't need to play.
So I made this team around 5:30, and I should have changed it. And then I realized after the toss that shit, Bolt's not playing, but it's fine because I've not put Gaikwad in. I've actually put Holder, Jadeja, and Ashwin as my all rounders.
Interesting. Either way, it's always well that ends with Padikkal's gotten out to
Correct.
Yeah.
And my captain is Butler.
Nice
The
of
captain is Butler for sure because it's just a no-brainer that. By the way, we'll be showing you some interesting packages along the way in the watch along as well. During the mid-inning show, we will have that player impact ranking show that Somesh did earlier this week, and it showed us some brilliant numbers from what's gone by in week one so far. Right now, boys, how's it looking? Because Cricketlytics tells me that CSK is still 60% favorites to win from here, even though it's 8 overs, and we're still going to see 32 overs more.
I mean, I'm guessing Cricketlytics is also a CSK fan.
Maybe.
There's still a long way to go, though. It's too hard to sort of.
But I have a feeling that Chennai, whatever they do, they'll have people come there and, entertain fans for a while, but eventually they'll have the last laugh. Eventually they'll pocket the points, and eventually CSK will have that fortress checkbook again.
I mean, with Lucknow, Gaikwad, played really well, and he was sort of the fulcrum around which everyone sort of supported. If he, gets off to a flyer just like the other day, then yeah, why not? CSK stands a great chance. But the way I see the batting lineup, Moeen Ali's got, certain clear weaknesses that can be exploited. And Conway isn't exactly the fastest off the blocks. Raidu, we've seen he's been sort of off color on color. He's not really set the stage on fire so far. So there's still a lot of question marks around their batting lineup.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll be hoping for Gaikwad to come good again. So if that happens, yeah. Otherwise, I really don't know who else, who's going to be there, Rinku, there, Shardul, whatever you want to say.
And plus, if they actually get a competitive total on the board, Knicks, RR, then we can actually see CSK chase something which properly will give them a run for their money, right? I know they chased against Mumbai, and it was a timid what? How much did Mumbai score?
150s. It was
something like that.
Yeah.
So it really didn't threaten, especially after Rahane got going. So this time around, I hope that the batters, say 4, 5, 6 of Chennai, actually work hard to get their runs and get the points. I wouldn't mind that. Wouldn't mind a close finish. RCB fanboy shifted allegiance to CSK.
No, he's just jinxing.
He's just jinxing it.
No.
I don't think Akshay and me will ever turn to be any other fans apart from RCB. Even if we don't win an IPL for the next 20 years.
Yep.
It's just that.
20, I mean, I'm pretty sure that part of me is not going to change. There's no second favorite, third favorite, fourth favorite. Yeah, I like every other team equally. Or I dislike every other team equally. You can put it either way.
Yeah.
Not really, yeah. Whatever you want to call it.
I used to dislike Chennai back in the day, but now I just don't, because how can you hate Dhoni and how can you hate Chennai, especially when there's bigger teams to hate, like Mumbai Indians. What do you mean? For sure. That's my subjective call. I apologize to all you beautiful Mumbai Indian fans out there as well. They're showing us pictures.
Samson, I think,
Yeah.
I think Samson had his worst average against Chennai. So I think he just has to watch out early. Let's see. Oh, and it's gone.
Dude, this guy. Give this guy a medal. Give this guy a job, Crazy Nicks, because honestly, he can
Wow.
That's
like man. That is freaky.
Yeah, I mean,
How do you do those things?
I just told you that he has his worst numbers against Chennai. That's all. And he just got a very good ball. But yeah, it's what it is.
What a ball that is. I mean, Samson, Castle, and 88 from 1 becomes 88 for 3, which is just a double jolt that Rajasthan didn't want. The captain returns to the shed for not troubling the scorers. Kumar tells me my future soon, saying Vikramaditya Agarwal. Tell us all of our futures because by the looks of things, he's made some remarkable calls. I thought it was just the WPL and some ODIs which preceded it, but even the IPL, he's just been Nostradamus. It's mad.
Well, he's crazy next for a reason.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that was the call that I asked people to also take in the fantasy preview, that this is the one team where you can risk dropping Samson because he's had some troubles, and again, not always those historic numbers come true, but when they do, it's nothing like it.
Correct. And today, like essentially, I didn't choose any wicketkeeper. I had to choose one, obviously, but Butler was in the keeper category,
Okay.
so I got away there. Obviously, I wouldn't choose Dhoni because he wouldn't bat. But Ashwin's come up. Interesting right now because I prefer Ashwin here. What do you make of this?
They don't have any other option. In fact, if I'm not wrong, they've got like three number 11s. They've got Kuldeep Sen. They've got who's the other pacer? If I'm not wrong, it's Sandeep Sharma probably. And they've got Chahal. So they've got three Indian.
Oh, he's dropped him. Damn.
And it was Jadeja to Ashwin. How often do we say that in the IPL? Jadeja bowling to Ashwin. First ball, does him all, ends up nicked. And that's a second drop catch of Moeen Ali this evening. First Padikkal and now Ashwin. Dhoni is just running away saying, forget it, Moeen, forget it. You're not keeping that again.
Our producer back there is equally disappointed. We could see him,
Yeah, exasperated if that's a word. But yeah, keep your comments coming through and subscribe and like this particular subscribe to the channel and like this particular video, I should say. Jaiswal's shot ball issue is a bit concerning, has happened in the last few matches. Thoughts? Padikkal's best position in RR. Archit Aryaman, good to see you. I'll take that first and then throw it to you guys. Essentially, I think Padikkal, because I've seen him dazzle in RCB colours, I just think the power play is his best friend. So essentially, I know today he came out because a left-hander got out and they didn't send Samson. They sent Padikkal. That was a beautiful move. And he, of course, rode his luck, but also the power play being a big element. We'll just come back to that Padikkal chat because Sisanda Magala is bowling his first over tonight to Joss Butler. We'll see that matchup in just a bit. Going back to the first point that you mentioned, Archit, it is a problem, but Jaiswal's still been getting runs, right? 50, 40. Only today was probably his undoing. But what's your take on that, boys?
I don't really think it's. I mean, again, like I said, the sample size is too small to look so deeply into it. He might or might not have, but just give it some more time. And Jaiswal, from what we've seen, his range is fantastic. The way he handles pace, the way he handles spin. So I wouldn't really look too much into it. Yeah, he had an off game today, but that happens with the best of players, so that's perfectly fine. And talking about Padikkal's best position in RR, I feel it's outside RR, not in RR. There's absolutely no reason why they continue to, play him out of position when clearly it's not like you said. That's not his natural position.
Yeah.
He's not really been able to score hit boundaries, rotate the strike. He's equally proficient or equally mediocre or equally bad against pretty much all matchups. Be it left arm spin, right arm spin, be it right arm pace, left arm pace, and against high pace, he has like proper weaknesses. So yeah, I don't know why would RR just continue with that, and that's what actually upset me. That Parag was given an opportunity finally last game at number 4. He didn't come good, I agree, but he could have been given a chance today. Like Nick's mentioned, this was probably his best shot at coming good for them. He also could offer them a couple of overs of spin as well with the ball. That could have also been helpful. So yeah, like with Padikkal, that's my stand.
Next,
do you echo those thoughts, Jaiswal and Padikkal?
See, I think it was a problem the moment they took him instead of in terms of fitting him into the setup. And you see, there is a clear void of a middle order Indian batter. So they've tried to switch that position, play everybody in the system that they have. And when they played Parag, I felt good. Now they can give him good 14 games. Give him a season. Yeah, I mean, it's been like it's like a broken record. Give the Indian batter some confidence at a good spot right through the season, and then take a call on him. Even if you want to use him as an impact sub, do it, but bat him at 4. I just don't get sometimes. They just talk a lot, but they don't use him. I think Padikkal today was great in terms of how he was used, because They got Jaiswal out early. The role is to keep attacking, and Padikkal in the power play is a natural fit. So
Correct.
in that sense, hopefully this is only the role for him. Otherwise, it's tough to fit those two. But then that's what you see. Ashwin is batting in the 10th over. He actually came in the previous over. So there is the position swap or the role swap that there is the issue exists with them, and I don't think they have anybody else to address it apart from other local Indian batters. So they'll either have to let go of one of them or just use again. It's the usage.
True.
It's the usage, that favorite U word from Knicks. Right now, though, let's see if your Ashwin's usage will be productive for RR. Getting a chance of his very first delivery right now. What is his role? Is it just to bat till his 12th, 13th?
Yeah, just to ensure Hetmeyer's entry points are correct. That's pretty much lengthen their batting.
But if he
lineup.
does get out this ball, then do you still kind of expand that batting order by setting Dhruv Jurala? And then keep Hetmeyer and Holder for as long as possible? Or make an impact sub right now?
I don't think they'll be making an impact sub right now. If I'm not wrong, they've got just two spin bowling options, and the way again they would probably want to bring in Zampa. That's pretty much the only reason why they've gone ahead with three overseas. And in terms of sending Dhruv Jurel earlier, again Dhruv Jurel is still a relatively unknown commodity. So in terms of how he plays against spin, that's something even we aren't aware of. Like he played really well in Guwahati, which is again a true surface, excellent bounce, excellent carry, which is similar to what that's something we've seen here as well. But if the surface remains the same, then yeah, sure, I wouldn't see why they shouldn't send him. Because Hetmeyer after 12th, 13th is when he becomes explosive, gets to his potent best.
Oh, look what's happening here. Jatu has bowled the ball, Dhoni's kept it out. Let's before we go into the 10th over, let's show you some stats right now, which are really, really interesting because we were talking about Jaiswal and his dismissals versus pace since IPL 2022 is obvious with this regard. Back of the length more than anything. 27.3% to be specific, back of the length. And 3-4 dismissals hovering around that area. And even on length, it's pretty much that same percentage. So lots more data like this on the cricket.com website and the app. Check it out. Because not very often do the other competitors of ours produce pitch maps, beehives, and all these little statistical geeky things that you guys like as fans back home. And I know most of you guys are cricket nerds. So check out our app and our data digest over there. How often is Jadeja bowled to Ashwin in the IPL? Not that very often, right?
Yeah, not too many times, I guess, because Ashwin also doesn't really bat this high up the order ever.
Yeah.
This is only because of Rajasthan's sort of the way the playing 11 usually structures. That's why Ashwin comes up.
Correct. Both of them are in my fantasy team and Butler right now. So
Yes,
look,
yeah.
Jadeja's taken 2 wickets as a vice captain, brilliant. And Butler's got 38 of 21 so far. He holds the key, I feel, because if Butler is there till the 15th, then you know there is something of solitude coming up for RR, essentially, in terms of the runs that they can post tonight. Also, I was just going to tell you guys very quickly, or ask you guys a question which I just saw. Who was the first pacer for Chennai in 2008, the foreign pacer who got a hat-trick? Was it Mokel, Antini, Mutai Muralitharan, or Jacob Oram?
Antini got a hat-trick. None of the others even got a hat-trick.
So it was Antini.
Yeah. And Antini, did he get it in 2008 though?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He got it in 2008.
Yeah.
Mukai Antini playing for Chennai way back in the day, and now Sisana Megala, how times have changed 15 years later. Levino's got 97 for 3. Jadeja has been absolutely brilliant. Moeen Ali, do you think he'll come back in the innings? I know he's taken apart from Butler.
Sorry?
Go on, next.
Oh, I thought he said something. Okay. I actually wouldn't mind bringing someone like a Tikshana in right now.
Yeah.
And see how that goes. Do you think Tikshana will be used as a death bowling option today? Like, is that why he's not been brought back after the power play?
Yeah, I think now their first aim is to get Jaws. So it's going to be whoever they feel is the best equipped to get rid of Jaws. Sorry, I was saying, am I audible? I don't know why this is happening today. Hello.
Yeah, audible. Quite fine.
Sorry, I just think that there's a net.
Yeah, audible. Next, go ahead.
Yeah, so I feel the best bet is to get the Jaws
We'll just try to reconnect with Nick and come back against. There is a net. Is it ours?
Yeah, see this on the top.
Or the top left symbol is showing a net issue at some point in time, which is
Yeah.
again just seeing off right now the net
Yeah.
situation. Anyway,
Yeah.
keep your comments coming through me while we get this sorted out. And next, you could probably go full frame just in a bit.
Okay, great. I think the key there for Chennai is to
Yeah.
get Josh Butler now.
Just
So
if you like stop for a second. Yeah, perfect.
okay, I think the key for Chennai is to get Josh Butler, and which is why you see Magara bowling is second. I thought Thikshana will be used as the end overs bowler, but the thing is they've taken so many wickets. It's a very dicey call to take right now. That do you keep two of him for the end overs, or do you bowl him right through just as of now, so that you look to get the wickets and then you set the game up for your side. So I think Magala probably looks to try and bounce out Josh. I don't know if that's possible, but one wicket here from Magala will probably set the tone for then the rest to just come in. Tikshina, Moin Ali also gets to come in, and then they can keep control on the game because this is the key phase. You see the projected scores 185, 174, 202. Chennai will love to keep it to 170, which is what we discussed right just before the wickets fell. So I think that is the ideal score to see. Now I think Ashwin will like to take risk. Let's see if that comes out. And yeah, that's a top edge that doesn't fall anywhere in the
Yeah.
fielders end. But yeah, so
Yeah, sure.
let's
We're back on. We are back on. I think there was a little bit of a lag, but I think we've sorted that out. And I can see also
great.
Gurkirat on the wings in a bit. I think we'll get Gurkirat as well. But we'll make a substitution in just a ball. I just want to ask you guys right now, any sort of wicket alert, what's happening? Because Ashwin, 7 of 10, you feel like something's going to give. What's your best bet?
I mean, my best bet is to say all predictions that way. Not, I mean, I wouldn't really be that great at
Making predictions?
Yeah,
we shouldn't go down the Knicks route. I think we should just add
Give it to
energy
the
as much as
best.
possible.
Yeah.
Ashwin, digs it off for 1. So Magala is bowled 2 overs and it's the 12th over. You fancy him to probably close out of the death. You said
Yep.
Teaksara the ball of the death. That's an interesting call. Why? What gives you that gut feel?
Because even at JSK, that's how they used him predominantly as a death overs bowler. And even last year for CSK, he did not more than just a couple of games. In fact, he did bowl at the death. And I don't see why they shouldn't use him because they don't have a lot of other options. Apart from Magala, they've got Tushar Deshpande, Akash Singh.
I think Akash Singh is a good option. I know that they asked Mukesh Chaudhary to bowl certain death overs last time around, and he kind of lived up to the billing. Some would say he blew hot, blew cold, and duly blow hot or blow cold, apparently, according to Somesh. He beach mein kya hota and all that. But anyway, speaking of Somesh, he'll join us right now. 104 for 312 overs. Keep your comments coming through. Somesh and Gurkirat will join us in just a bit. I'll see you guys soon. Hang on.
And here we are. क्या बात है आज तो रेड पहने हो
मैंने येलो उन्होंने रेड
सही है
It's the same turban that I was wearing yesterday.
Moin Ali is having a horror day so far. Let's see. I mean, the last time these two teams met last season, Moin Ali was technically the best player.
Oh, that was the 90
Yeah.
odd he scored.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yep. And just going back to that death bowling thing that we were discussing with Avnish and Nix, I would like to hear both of yours, but like in terms of CSK's death bowling options, the way I look at it, probably Tikshana and Magala is their way to go. That's how they're looking at it, and that's why they're not bowling both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, much of both of them right now. Where do you guys see them going?
See, I think Magala did not bowl in the power play. That's
Yeah.
an indication enough that they are seeing him as a death bowler, and that's their only hope. I mean, I was thinking that maybe they should have played Pretorius ahead of Magala because he's sort of more of a proven entity in this league than Magala. He was there with them last season as well, but since they've gone ahead with Magala, I think they will. They have no other alternate to other than him to for the death overs. And Theeksana, I think even ball, yaar, Jadeja अलग level पे deal कर रहा है भाई आज.
Jadeja is the only spinner who's getting so much purchase. I mean,
Yeah.
Theekshana went for runs, Moeen went for runs. Sorry, you were saying.
And even Theeksana, even last season in some games they used Theeksana as a death bowler.
Correct.
So
And at GSK, they predominantly use them as a death bowler.
even Sri Lanka did that in the World Cup.
Yeah. True. What about you, Gurkerat? What do you think of CSK's death bowling options?
No, I tend to agree with what you said. I think it would be Tikshana and Magala. I'm just thinking that if Jadeja is getting to turn this much, for me, the obvious choice for Rajasthan should be to get Zampa in and, as an impact player, and then just bowl 12 overs of Zampa, Chahal, and Ashwin at Chennai. I'm just thinking, did MS make the wrong call at the toss given how much turn is there? Because if there is no dew, then batting second on this pitch could really be difficult.
Yeah, but I think he did mention that last 2 दिन में वो यहाँ थे, तो what they have observed is that there was significant dew. So yeah, I think we have some statistic lurking in the backdrop. Let's show it on the screen and maybe we can discuss it further. So Rajasthan is apparently Jadeja's favorite opposition, and it continues to be that way.
Yeah.
I mean, he has been CSK's bowler of the night so far. Even though he was gifting wides for free in his first over, after that he's made a solid comeback. And if not for a dolly drop by Moeen Ali, he would have had 3 wickets so far. Yeah, so good to know. So I mean, Chahal's favorite opposition is also Rajasthan, so great. At least Rajasthan will be spared that burden now.
But also going back to what Gurkerat said about Zampa, I don't see it play any other way because they don't have any other spin option in their impact subs, and they would most likely go for another spinner. Which is why I'm like I mentioned before, I was very surprised that they decided to drop Parag over Padikkal because CSK usually bats very LHP heavy. They've got 6 left-handers in their top 7. So Parag, again, an off spinner, could have given them that away spinning option as well. Right now, Ashwin's the only, of course, both wrist spinners can bowl their goalies and spin it away. No denying that. But having a conventional off spin, at least one more option, would have gone a long way in helping them. Or maybe even a Root for that matter. Maybe starting with Root. Root has a 5-point test at the Chepauk test. So who knows? We've seen funnier things happen. So maybe Root could have been a slightly left-field option.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that maybe once Bolt was ruled out, maybe playing Root at 3 wouldn't have been the worst option, given how he plays spin well. And against this bowling lineup, Root could have really fancied himself. And then obviously on a turner like this, his bowling also becomes a handful.
And again, especially because of how CSK's lineup looks, he would be even more potent against a lineup like this. So
yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, Moeen Ali and Shivam Dube, they are not your usual lefties against off spin, right? They can take off spin apart pretty easily.
Yeah.
So I'm actually thinking, I mean, it's not going to be very easy for Rajasthan. They do have a good spin attack, but CSK have some pretty decent players of spin. I mean, Conway, Ruturaj themselves, then Moeen and Shivam Dube, at least 4 of them. So yeah, I mean, this can be a good contest.
True. I mean, I don't think the question is about whether CSK's batters can play spin. Given their lineup, what could RR's best 11 be like?
Yeah, I think still I would go with Zampa. I mean, he's more. I mean, the point is he's a proper bowler, and I mean, and just getting caught up with that matchup thing and not which won't result in them playing their best spinner or best possible spinner from all the subs. I don't think that's very wise.
Agreed. But don't you think that's also coming at the cost of compromising on their batting lineup or even their depth? Because
not really, because I think right now they still have Holder and Hitmai to come.
Yeah, and 3 number 11s after that.
That's fine. I mean, number 8 तक बैटिंग है, वो भी कुछ नहीं कर पाए तो फिर I mean, what more?
Fair point.
And I mean, Dhruv Jurel भी है, so 3 more batters to go and 7 overs to go. And actually, their punt on playing Particle worked out well. He played a very good knock.
I mean, Nick had actually mentioned that because Padikkal was able to come in earlier, so that sort of helped him also get in. So in essence, but the only way Padikkal could be a good fit for RR is if they lose an early wicket. So अगर वो नहीं होता, then he'll be forced to come in the middle overs. Yeah, they'll try to push the inevitable and just keep sending other batters, and then eventually in the 16th or 17th over he might make an entry. So yeah, that's the reason why I just don't understand why do they continue playing Padikkal. And the sad part is they don't have a lot of backup options as well. Like it's not like they've got top order batters in their lineup. I mean in their squad. So they've got, if I'm not wrong, they've got Kunal Rathod, they've got Abdul Basit. Abdul Basit is more of a finisher. So Kunal Rathod is not proven at all, not even at the domestic level. He's yet to come good. Like he's one of those Dhruv Jurel type project players. Dhruv Jurel was bought in last year. They spent a good year with him. So a similar project player for them. So yeah, let's see. Let's see how the punt goes for them. Oh man! What? Oh. You got to be kidding me. That was Ali again. That was Moeen. What was that throw?
Moeen Ali's mind is somewhere else today for sure.
Is he still there?
I was waiting to come in and say that Ashwin is going to take chances in this over, and that might result in a wicket or a couple of boundaries. And it almost.
Yeah, but Moeen Ali is not mentally present today for sure.
Shot.
Yeah, hona hi tha, as it usually happens.
Oh man. So yeah, after this they've got 6 overs. Jadeja's bowled out. Tikshana, this is his third over.
I think looking at how Akash the bowled up front, maybe giving him 1 over at least.
Let's see. Akash has bowled 2 overs, right, in the power play?
Yeah.
He's bowled 2.
I don't see Moeen Ali bowling in this game anymore.
Neither do I. Unless, maybe
to Hitmire, but that can backfire.
Yeah, but I actually see it backfiring. It would make little to no sense. Unless, that was too close.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. When we come to Hitmire, Gurkirat, I mean, I have something to ask. Remind me whenever he comes out to bat.
Okay.
Vijay Damble says Mo having a shocker.
Yeah, Mo
definitely. At the field. How was he with the ball? I actually don't remember. Like, did he?
He gave 18.
Oh,
I think Butler hit him for.
Butler hit him for 2 sixes.
After the power.
No, in the power play. Like
was it in the power play?
Yeah. 2 short balls and both went for 6s.
Yeah, all 3 sixes in this innings have been hit by Butler. 2 to Moeen, 1 to Tikshana.
And Butler's also looking.
I don't think it came the power play because I think power play split was 2 Tikshana, 2
Tikshana bowled 1 over, right? Tikshana bowled Tikshana bowled 2 overs, the third and the 6th.
Then maybe it was a 6th over.
Yeah. Moeen bowled the 5th over, if I'm not. I might be getting that wrong. But I'm pretty sure it was the power play because I was off air. So.
Oh, down the ground, but I think there will be a fielder.
Yeah. Tikshana actually hasn't, come good for CSK today. Like, 36 runs in 3 overs. Not the kind of returns they would have expected from him. And also going forward, like, I would like to hear what you guys think of Patirana, like giving him a chance. Death bowling, they don't have anyone. He can bowl good Yorkers.
Don't think so. I mean, it'll just complicate things further. They already have Pretorius waiting.
Instead of, like I'm saying, like Pretorius or Magala is how they're looking at it. Why not also throw Patirana in the mix? Because
but where?
Instead of these two,
But why? Magala is working out decent.
He hasn't done anything at the death.
But he's not done anything to just sit out, right? I mean, I know. See, when we watch from outside, this happens with everyone. Ye bhi to hai, isko khel sakte hain. But I don't think teams, especially teams like Chennai, don't look at it that way. I mean, over the years, Dhoni has been one captain who refrains from playing 11 changes unless it's absolutely necessary. So I don't think he'll complicate things for himself further. I mean, even right now, they've just dropped Hangar Gekar after 2 games and brought in Akashdeep. I'm sorry, Akash Singh. I keep calling him Akash Singh. Akashdeep. I'm sorry about that. But this in itself is unlike CSK because even if Deepak Chahar is injured, probably they would have stuck with Hangar Gekar. But I think they just wanted that left arm variety or something of that sort. Which in itself is a good idea. I mean, why not? True. I mean, if you have a left armer, might as well try him.
Yeah, agree with you on that. Veera Reddy says, why do teams put RR to bat first after winning the toss, given their poor record of chasing? What do you guys think of that?
I think Dhoni had his reasons today. He clearly said, "कि due रहेगी या good खेला."
I think a lot of it is to do with the fact that
Out again.
short.
Oh, wow.
Short.
I think a lot of it. I think a lot of it is to do with the fact that RR sometimes have batting only till 7 or 8, so they want to exploit that lack of batting depth. And even if they have those 8 batting options, one of them is sometimes Parag, who's very inconsistent. The other times it is some DDP, and then there is Jurel. So teams think that they can exploit and sort of contain Butler once, but if Butler knows that he has to bat through, then at least he may not be as aggressive in the power play. While chasing, when Butler knows short,
This is definitely a six.
short,
Yeah, short.
short, and while chasing, when Butler knows what is to be done, I just think players like Butler, Warner in his prime, uh, De Villiers, even Kohli when he was good against spin, they just know how to pace those innings better, and then it becomes very difficult to contain such a batting lineup. So this might be one of the reasons to put RR in and make sure that just in the confusion of what is the power score or what is the a good score on a wicket, they might just lose a couple of wickets while trying to go hard early. That just might be the case.
True. And also, what I think is teams would rather, I mean, most teams would rather focus on their strengths than the opposition's weakness. So,
Short.
toss, wow, that's a four. Oh no, my bad. So they'd rather focus on their strengths. So in CSK's case, they know how the surface plays. This is their home venue, and they feel that batting would be better second. So they just look at that. They don't really focus on what the opposition's good at doing and all of that. Like that, it'll simply be reading too much into it. And
And I think in T20s in general, if there is no particular reason of opting to bat first, every team likes to chase.
Correct.
Because it's just a psychological thing that we'll know what the target is.
And I've never understood the bias, but yeah, that bias exists. People
But that bias exists in results as well, especially in certain venues where there is due.
But overall, like if you look at say even this IPL, this is the 17th game. Out of 17 tosses, 15 tosses. 15 teams that have won the toss have chosen to bowl first. But in terms of the results, 15. I mean, it's not like 15 matches of the 17 have been won by the team bowling first. It's in fact, if I'm not wrong, teams batting first have probably won more games, especially in the first 10 games.
I think the impact player rule and the rule to name your tosses after the 11 has helped in teams who have lost the toss, because then it allows them greater flexibility to fight the conditions, and I think that has had a role to play in that.
True. That's probably helped reduce the bias to a considerable extent.
How much do you think can Rajasthan get in the last 5?
Who do CSK have got right now? 2 of Magala.
I think 50 easy.
50 is the bare minimum, to be honest. Like 50 se niche gaye, so that's actually a win for CSK.
Yeah.
That's how I would look at it. Even if they give 50. So 2 of Magala, 1 of Tikshana, and the other 2 overs by either Akash or Tushar or Moeen.
Would be unlikely if Akash bowls again.
Yeah, given how what. Yeah. So I'm actually I would sort of be 1 second. Let's just that's a wicket. That should be a wicket. Moeen probably is
Magala.
But this is such a well-timed wicket for Rajasthan, because it allows Hitmaier to come in just with 5 overs to go. This is actually perfect timing of the dismissal by Ashwin.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if had he not gotten out now, he would have probably even retired out and just headed back. But
this was perhaps the last ball in Ashwin's mind itself. Ki bhai ye, iske baad I'm going. Yes, Sarthak G. Oh, that sounds like a new name. Sarthak, A, tell us which team do you support, and B, if you've not subscribed yet, please do, and please spread the word. Impact player, I understand how it has helped. How could you elaborate? Your naming 11's post toss has helped. Most times captain just had 2 sheets, that is one batting first and one bowling first. Yeah, Gurgeet care to take this one? Because for me, it's a combination of both which has helped. If you take the impact pair out, maybe just having the option of naming your 11 after the toss itself won't be such a big difference.
No, so they most of the captains do have two sheets, because if they are batting first, they tend to have an 11 where they have minimum of eight, batting till number
Hmm.
8, and then what they plan to do is bring in a bowler by subbing out one of the batters. And if they are bowling first, they tend to have 6 bowling options, and then they look to sub out one bowler and bring in a batter. So what it allows is that in all cases, what is doing is it's allowing you to have 8 batters and 6 bowlers, right? If you just had the impact player, then you would have had at best 7 batters and 5 bowlers, and not necessarily 8 batters and 6 bowlers. So this is how the toss thing is helping, because when like if you consider RR today, uh, they have a holder coming in at 8, and they can easily now sub in someone like a Zampa, and that allows them 6 bowling options along with eight batting options. So I think any team who's struggling to have 8 batting options and 6 bowling options is either is either tactically being poor, or they just don't have enough good options in the squad of 25 after the auction. And it's something that I'd said for Delhi after the second game, where they had only 7 batting options against Gujarat, and they did not bowl Akshar, so they ended up having only 5 bowling options. So if after these rules you cannot have 6 bowling options and eight batting options, uh, then you are really doing something wrong, and you're starting behind the 8 ball than other franchises.
Hmm. Yeah, I think just to elaborate on what Gurpreet has said, let's assume that teams had only the impact player option and not the option of naming the 11 post toss. Then most of the time, impact player would have either been an all rounder or a player for which there is a deficiency. Like imagine Rajasthan Royals last year. They were playing with 6 batters and 5 bowlers because they did not have a player like Holder. So in that situation, what they would have done is use that impact player always for a proper batter, and it would have been very clear that they'll just use the impact player only in their batting innings, because that's
Yeah,
the department that gets short.
so that's what I'm saying. The
Yeah,
holders' inclusion in their team allowed them to, use that impact player even better. Holder
yeah.
was needed for their team because of the situations they were finding in themselves in. They never had a proper fifth bowler, and they did not have a proper batter at number 7. They were looking to send Ashwin up the top and have Parag at 7. And in some cases they were playing Obaid McCoy, so they were just either playing 5 proper bowlers and 6 batters, and I don't think it's sustainable at
Mm.
all. And they found that out later as well, when they chose to, I mean, like you had mentioned in one of the games, it was baffling how they chose to bat first in the final after just having 6 batting options.
Yeah. True. I think coming to Hetmeyer, Gurkirat, I have two questions. One, is he the most underrated overseas player in the IPL?
Uh, Probably yes. Well, at least, I mean, even if teams rate him, it seems like fans or probably people who watch the game don't rate him as much.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because as a finisher, there isn't a lot of opportunity for him to score those 50s that sometimes brings a player into stat books. But Hetmeyer has been so consistent, and we know what makes it even more fascinating is that he was a number 3 player. He was a part of Bangalore in 2019, and he had become a part of that Bangalore squad on the back of a good series against India, where he had taken apart Chahal and Kuldeep both.
Mm.
And he was a number 3, number 4 batter then. Didn't do well for them. Bangalore dropped him, and for Delhi, I think the first game he had come out on number 3, and then Delhi had decided that okay, we'll keep him for later. So from that season, this is probably his 4th season when he's batting at number 5, 6, and
Mm.
consistently doing it. And the only
Yeah.
reason why he's been able to do this well is because he's one of those rare West Indies batters who can play short of length pace bowling very well.
Mm.
And what makes him better than someone like Robin Powell is he obviously plays spin a lot better than Robin Powell. So one of the most complete batters that West Indies have right now in the circuit It's just unfortunate that he doesn't really turn up for West Indies. I mean, what happened in the last World T20 where
When you say turn up, you mean actually turn up, physically turn up, not turn up on the field.
I mean both, because even when he's turned up for them before the World T20 in the last 2 years, he was only averaging 20 odd for them. So it's a case of both. So really don't know what's going on between him and the board, but the Hitmire that plays for Rajasthan in the tournament would be really would be really a player that West Indies can use both in ODIs and in 2020s. I think he can genuinely be the best number 4 for West Indies in the World Cup later this year.
I think to add on to what you said, I think there is one more difference between Hetmyer and other West Indian batters. You compared him with Powell, that how he has a better spin game. I think a big difference between him and Puran is that he has four hitting options as well. At a lot of times, I feel Puran is someone who just has 6 hitting options. There are no 4 hitting options in his armory, and that becomes a very high risk game. Whereas Hetmyer does have a few options where he feels कि यहाँ पर I don't have to take the maximum risk. I can actually take up 4 or
he has more options to access areas behind square on the offside than Puran.
Oh my god, what a move! And I mean, see, this is one of those things you can't predict. I mean, Moin had no reason to bowl this over, but and he not only his bowling has taken Butler out.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if this is not Juju, what is?
Yeah,
And
this is peak CSK, peak Dhoni. I mean, something that no one can tell them कि भाई ये करो इससे अच्छा होगा, but just happens.
Samish Santosh says, has Chennai used an impact player already, as I saw Sheikh Rashid on the field and not Magala?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that's just a fielding sub.
Yeah.
Oh, Magala is injured already.
He took a catch. Is that good enough to get injured? I'm not sure. Wow, man.
Oh, maybe is that the reason Moin Ali is bowling?
Oh, I hope not, because that would really make it very difficult.
I mean, whatever it is, Moin Ali has just saved 20 runs for his team, at least.
That's unfortunate for RR. And Dhruv Jurel has walked in, and you've got Jason Holder after this. So, where do you think RR will end up with? 16 overs, 141.
Yeah, they should at least have 185. But आप Butler के wicket से चलो 6 run कम कर दो, maybe 178, something around those lines, 178, 179.
Interesting.
Because Holder can hit.
Holder can definitely hit, but I'm not sure if when the ball's turning like this, if he can add a lot of value.
Yeah.
With it saying Moin bowling only because Magala is injured. So wow, that's a very sort of very good stroke of luck for them.
Matchup.
Why I was actually thinking of next.
No, but even despite the matchup, I don't think and if Magala was not injured, MS would have thrown the ball to Moin, given the kind of day Moin is having and how Butler got the better of Moin early on, and a set Butler with the ball turning in. I don't think any other batter would have even thought of taking this call. I know Dhoni is smart and he's very intelligent than most captains out there, but his luck, juju, magic, whatever you want to call it, is just something else. It's something that you can't explain.
True. I mean, and I think that Moin versus Butler matchup is just. I mean, it's a matter of chance. I don't think there is too much to read into it.
Yeah. But who cares right now? He's given CSK a 3-run 1 wicket over, and that's all Dhoni could care about. Yep. So what's 144 after 17 3 overs to go? Yeah, 13 3 also actually looks a bit dicey with how the ball's turning, and Dhruv Jurel's just entered. Admire Chipok. That will also be an interesting thing to watch out for. So wow. So if Magala doesn't bowl, then who bowls them the last few overs? There's Akash Singh, there's Moin, Tikshana's done.
Tushar.
Oh yeah, Tushar Deshpande.
Tushar, I think he did bowl an over at the death.
against Mumbai.
Yeah,
too.
he did. In the Mumbai game, against Ellis, he got 2 runs wicket, right? Like after conceding 27 in the first over, he sort of made a comeback. So yeah, he has bowled at the death. Be interesting to see. Good that Padikkal at least came good for them today, so that sort of lends some respectability to the score. Or else they were really sort of looking down the barrels right now.
Yep. Let's see.
Yeah, it's Deshpande into the attack.
So Magala is injured by the look of things.
He bowled 1 over.
Two.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, 2. And that's something was CSK, Deepak Chahar, then Magala.
And
That's
is that the line for Hitmire going wide?
I agree. Yeah, I actually would like to hear more of what Gurkirat has to
This
say.
is the second question I had.
Gurkirat, you can.
If you can hear us.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Is this the line of attack? Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Is this the ideal line of attack for it? Just go it wide Yorkers to him.
It is a line which offers you a greater margin as opposed to bowling in his arc, especially given the fields that you have. But this line is perfect for a lot of those batters who don't have shots on the offside. The good thing with Hetmeyer is a lot of times Hetmeyer is able to make that adjustment and just move across the crease and access those lengths. So if Deshpande becomes too predictable with that line, Hetmeyer will still be able to move across the crease and find the boundary over cover or just slog across the line.
Yep, I mean this death overs has so far been fizzled away.
Yeah.
As of now, I mean, सोच रहे हैं हम कि क्या होने वाला है आगे.
RR have been like particularly sort of aggressive at the death. Like in the 5 overs at the death, they've scored like 83 runs so far. Not a big sample size, agree, but still they've really
Wide.
Not given.
Oh.
Dhoni's applause at the trick. Vedit actually has an interesting question. Should Rahane open and Conway come 1 down? Knowing Dhoni, it won't happen though. What do you think? Any changes in their top order? You think
not gonna happen?
And I'm actually interested to see how Rahane goes. Like after last game at Wankhede, I really want to know if he comes good for them. If he does an encore of the last performance, that'll be interesting to watch out for.
I think Rahane is gonna be the next Raidu for CSK. The next 2-3 years.
Who would have thought though? Like especially after the kind of season he had for KKR last year, it seemed like he probably won't get any bits. Which is how it should have been, given the numbers. But yeah, CSK doing just CSK things.
Shot.
Is that
out? 6.
It looked like that it was going to find the fielder.
Shot. He's pumped.
Yeah.
Hetmeyer is pumped.
You give him a full toss, he's hitting it for a 6 every day of the week. So yeah, wouldn't have made a difference.
The only nationality you should not bowl full tosses to, you can afford to bowl full tosses to are the Indian batters. That's a wide. That's a sure wide. And yeah, we are 1 ball away from making a double substitute of sorts.
But yeah, it's again been a very slow over for them. Like just the 8 runs in the 5 balls and 3 runs in the previous over. So 11 of 11 balls at the death. I don't think that's what RR hoped for. It will be interesting to see because another 13 balls to go.
Let's see. Four behind the wicket. 4. Okay. So 157 for 5. 18 overs are done. It's time to have our boy, our RCB man, Avnish back on. And Gurkirat, we'll also see you in the second innings.
Yes, you will.
Yep. So let's make the double sub.
and gentlemen. 2 overs left of this first innings. 157 for 5. Get your comments rolling because I'm back. Just uploading the fantasy center as well with regards to tomorrow night's clash between Punjab and Gujarat. We're giving you some top tips for that one, so watch that once it comes along. And they're showing exactly that in the broadcasters right now. Dhawan versus Pandya tomorrow. I won't be doing that watch along, but these guys will. Somesh will be there, Bishan will be there, Akshay as well. Right, so Som, how much will RR eke out in the next 2 overs? I feel they need nothing less than 23 runs. Psychologically getting 180 and then apply pressure with their spinners.
Yeah, I think especially when CSK are short of their death bowler, they should be getting at least 23 to 25 runs. Let's see. Dhruv Jurel, he has had 2 good games.
Yeah.
देखें क्या होता है. Oh, Akash being trusted.
Oh, smashed there. Just for a
Not
single.
really.
Just for a single.
Just for a single. So Akash Singh is gonna bowl out.
Hmm.
You know, Akash Singh is in the same team as your Karnataka boy.
In the sense?
Stuart Binney.
Oh, correct.
Both of them play for Nagaland.
Yeah. I mean, he's born in Jharkhand, right? Akash.
Yeah.
But
it would be interesting to know if he is the first player who to represent or to play for a franchisee in IPL while representing Nagaland.
Yeah, that probably. I think he's surely the only one from there. I mean, no disrespect to Nagaland, but yeah, Nani Code goes on to say this is the first time CSK making too many changes after winning initially. Yeah, you don't normally see CSK teams twist that much.
Yeah, guys, but I think this season is unlike any other. This season should be remembered as a injury Premier League.
Yeah,
I mean, there were already a lot of players who were injured coming into the season, and now as the season, अभी तो 1-2 हफ्ते हुए हैं, and we've already seen Deepak Chahar out of action. Even who else?
In terms of injuries,
Magala is injured today, but there are certain other players. I mean, Jofra Archer.
Yeah.
For all you know, he might. I mean, just looking at Rohit's response in the last game after the toss, I mean, he just इतना बोलने का ही रह गया था कि हाँ भाई, he's ruled out.
Yeah, Reece Topley. So
there's
another one. Bolt has a niggle today.
Oh,
Jurel's gone down the ground, and I think he'll get another single. So this is decent bowling from Akash Singh. Remember, who's been trusted to bowl in the death. Magala, Soms just mentioned that he has got some sort of injury. We don't know what, but he has 2 overs remaining. Only time will tell if he closes out the last over. Or do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, if he were to bowl, he would have bowled that over which Akash bowled.
So who's going to bowl the last one? Deshpande to close out.
Yeah.
Deshpande has done decently well.
Yeah. Jai Kishan Sharma saying perfect conditions for Zampa to show his prowess tonight.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
And speaking of Zampa, we'll probably plug in an interview that one of our boys have done with him prior to the tournament, and where he's talked about different things.
Oh, Shaw, full toss to mat
Full
dalo,
toss,
full
and that's
toss nahi
6.
dal sakte ho.
Not to hit
At
Maya.
6.
Not to hit
And
Maya.
Hetty proving his worth again. I mean, what a player, yeah.
What a
How
I was just asking Shub because I overheard your conversation saying is he the most underrated in the tournament, right? And I was like, Shub, do you miss him the most in terms of all the Delhi Capital exclusions? And he was like 100%. Because the other options is Dhawan, Avesh Khan, Ashwin, all the people who've left Delhi Capitals.
But I mean, see, those are the roles that can be filled.
Exactly.
This role cannot
Can't.
be filled.
And it's such a
I mean,
hostile
in this Rajasthan lineup, even before the tournament began, we did that
Irreplaceable.
segment. Irreplaceable players कौन है? And Rajasthan's irreplaceable player is Hetmyer.
Correct.
I mean, I don't want to put any mockers on him. I mean, taking your lingo. But if, let's say, Hetmyer is missing a game or 2 due to niggle, Rajasthan, I mean, they don't have an option who can fulfill his shoes.
Yeah. And that's something to really worry about. So the fitness of Hetmyer for them throughout the season is key. And you look at the numbers as well. And essentially, look at Hetmyer's IPL record. It really supersedes all the rest of his compatriots, even though we saw, say, Puran play those blinders. But with Puran, we expect more consistency. Hetmyer has been delivering. We saw it with Delhi Capitals and, of course, RR last year as well. He was just that perfect impetus that they need. Right, another full toss from
like
Akash
Indian
Singh.
player, hai na? Indian player ko tum full toss डाल सकते, you'll get wicket. just how we said.
I mean, it's a heavy ball that Akash Singh bowls
I don't
in.
know. I mean, if I'm working with some Indian boys someday, I'll tell them ki dedicate 15 minutes of your net session just trying to hit full tosses.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm pretty sure that players from every other country deposit full tosses better than Indians do.
Yeah, and it's a give me, right? I mean, Dhruv Jurel, I think, is trying to refer this, saying that it's slightly above waist height. I don't think it should be revoked by any stretch. But look,
They have-
Holder, I mean, going to come in probably right now is a perfect entry point for him because he just has to swing.
Yeah, Holder is a better option क्योंकि वो full toss को छोड़ेगा.
Exactly. And with the long levers that he has. Abhinav Gupta, good to see you. Will we see orange cap given to players having runs with high strike rate from next season for players like Hetmyer to come into limelight? They should have some sort of other thing, right? Where I know they have these plethora
Yeah, I
of
think-
awards. but-
Yeah, I think there was this discussion happening, which even Dan Weston participated, that orange cap should be given to players who end up with a strike rate of 130 plus in the season.
Mm.
I feel 130 is a too low a bar because if you even apply that 130 bar, then only 2 players ever will miss out.
Yeah.
That is Mike Hussey in 2013, whose strike rate in the season was around 129, and KL Rahul in 2020, whose strike rate was also 129, which very close to 130.
Yeah.
So, I mean, apart from that, rest every 12, 13 players would have kept their orange caps intact. So, orange cap, I mean, 130 is, I don't think is the benchmark. Maybe it should be closer to 140. But then 140 is not easy, right?
140 is not easy. I mean, I
Yeah.
was just looking back at that 2016 season when Kohli won the orange cap, right? 973 runs, but like the pace that he got it at was quite ridiculous. I think Kohli had a strike rate of 148, 150 that
Yeah.
season.
I don't think orange cap is an issue.
Yeah.
I think milestones in general is an issue. I think what should happen is 50s and 100s, at least in T20 cricket, should not be celebrated.
Yeah.
I know. Was it Simon Dole who raised that point?
Yeah, he
Kohli
did.
scored last 8 runs in 12 balls, something before reaching his 50.
Correct.
Yeah, so maybe it's more about the milestone. I think as players reach closer to the milestone, that is when they sort of slow down, and which hurts the team's cause.
Yeah, I mean, we saw with Kohli as well the other day, right? Like he got off to a really quick start, but then every time he was approaching closer to 50, you could see that he was just more than happy picking off singles and stuff. And some players don't care about landmarks, but more often than not, how often in this tournament have we seen it? Right, last over, 167 for 6, and Tushar Deshpande to close up because we have told you that Magala is also injured, so I don't think he's going to be bowling, and it is Deshpande. They need 13 plus. Hetty's on strike. What is a ploy from Deshpande? Because right now they just showed it a while ago. I don't know if that caught your eye, Som. Bowling to Hetmyer, especially that wide channel. Can he do that?
Oh,
Or
over
is
pitch
no
to
point?
nahi kar sakte.
Surely
Let's see
he's
if
gonna
it's a
come back for
4.
2 or
It's a
he'll
4,
fall.
yeah.
It's
It's a 4. Over
Brilliant
pitch to
shot.
nahi
Brilliant shot. Hetmyer
It
right
has to
now.
be even more fuller.
Yeah.
See, the margin of error is too low.
Hmm.
You have to be wide, and it has to be Yorker as well. Because if it's a full toss, then he'll hit you.
Yeah.
And Admar can actually access the offside as well.
Correct.
And if it's over pitch like this, even though it's not as wide as he would have wanted, but over pitch to fir
Correct.
nahi chhodega.
I'm regretting the fact that I didn't pick Hetmyer in my fantasy team. I just got the impression that today maybe he wouldn't get that game time. But sometimes, yeah, it's these which just piss you off. Can he come back for 2? Surely Holder's going to come back. Yeah, they do.
They are coming
That's
back.
the most important thing. They need Hetmyer to just maximize his time out there in the last 4 balls. 173 for 6. It's all about Rituraj Gaikwad when Chennai come out to bat, which we'll talk about in due course. But if he goes, it'll be interesting to see how Chennai go about their business. Because remember, they will make that inevitable sub with Deshpande going out. Maybe Magala for Ramati Raidu. Only time will tell. Keep your comments coming through and like and share this video as much as possible. We're going to be here till, I think, 11:30 by the looks of things. It's going to go down. Imagine getting another great game. We've seen like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It'll be fascinating. Deshpande to Hetmyer. Can we see a 6 of some sort? Ooh. Has he taken the pace out of that?
Don't think so.
Has he rolled his fingers over it? Because Hetmyer wanted to hit that.
Are they reviewing a wide? It's not a wide. Don't waste
Yeah,
time.
he's
Please not.
reviewing it.
Please not.
He's reviewing it. Allah bowler whistle Podu saying Priya K. Priya, subscribe if you're new and tell a friend about Priya.
And I think Allah
cricket.com.
bowled today.
Yeah. Allah bowl today?
Yeah,
I think we both are similar minded. Hala bowl today, but we just know sometimes whistle Podu, especially at Chepauk. I mean, Dhoni 200 games as captain, right? Win percentage
bhai.
is 61 in Chepauk for 200 games. That's crazy, so.
I think his win percentage 61 should be overall. Chepauk, it
It'll
definitely
be
is even
more,
better. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I guess he would have probably captained Chennai in the IPL at Chepauk. 60 games, 70 games at least.
At
I know
least.
taking those 2 seasons out plus 3 seasons of COVID. So, yeah, out of that, he would have
60 at least.
won 40 out of those games, which is still crazy. Absolutely crazy. 3 balls left, 173 for 6. What does Deshpande have? He goes outside off stump, and this is a perfect result for
Single.
Chennai. 174 for 6. now.
Holder, 2 balls.
Okay,
Something
so I don't know
tenure.
if you guys have let us know your predictions in terms of winning that Amazon gift voucher, because we asked you that at the top of the show. We should have plugged it in the middle as well, but you have your chance right now, and you'll have a chance in the second innings as well to do the exact same. So all you have to let us know is how much will they end up with. Right now, if I ask you guys, one of you guys will get it right, because you guys can predict what's going to happen in the next 2 balls, or is that touch and go still?
Oh, ab to aasan hai. There are only so many options.
True. Greens Gonzalez, good to see you. We'll take your question in just a bit. Penultimate ball of the first innings. And Holder swings away. Mid-wicket. Is he just a spectator? No, he isn't. Mid-wicket swallows it up. And Deshpande gets another wicket. And Holder was in my team. But look, I don't know. Is that negative points? First ball luck?
Think so.
Oh, good grief. Anyway, Conway takes the catch.
Chepok win rate is 72%. Yeah.
Yeah, and Chennai, look, plugging things back nicely. We saw that how well Mumbai did that against Delhi at the back end. Chepok win rate is 72%. Well done, Greg. Who's our favorite sports presenter? Going on to answer Greenish Gonzalez.
Who's yours?
Nasser, Atherton.
Yeah, those two.
Sports presenter, like back in the day, the guy who really like inspired me was John Dykes. If you
John
guys know, you
Dykes,
guys
yeah.
know. There are a few other UK football presenters who I absolutely love. But in terms of cricket, if I have to put an Indian out there, I really like Gaurav Kapoor. The fact that he's really had that, Hindi, English, comic
Funny
ability.
and talking
statty,
cricket, but
everything.
still funny.
Perfect.
He's fair.
Let us know, who you guys fancy is the best sports presenter out there or commentator. Makes for a good chat in the mid-innings show. Speaking of the mid-innings show, we're going to be republishing Somesh's video where he did that impact player ratings and all of that.
Oh,
So
are we?
yeah, we are.
Is that ready?
I think that should be ready, right? Essentially.
Well, let's see.
The
Let's see.
producers, I think, have it
Oh,
under check.
Nikhil's favorite presenter, right here.
Like, blessed, honestly. Learning from the best. You guys make me look good, honestly. Anyway, last ball. And Adam Zappa, they made the sub right now. Interesting, because obviously he can bat better than Chahal.
Hmm.
And yeah, let's see. I wonder if he carried his coffee.
कितना मजा आता अगर जो रूट को भेजते हैं अभी इम्पैक्ट सब एक बॉल के लिए फिर ऑफ स्पिन में कराएगा.
Anyway, oh, and he's
gone.
gone. Oh, he put it down. He's put it down. I mean, is that the simplest of chances to go down? Oh, and Dhoni. Dhoni is Dhoni.
Thiksana, Moin, the two overseas pros that Chennai brought in today have had a shocker in the field. Moin Ali has dropped some dollies, missed a very easy run out.
Is this drop easier than what Khalil Ahmed put down of cameos?
Definitely. And look at that. Look at what Dhoni does.
I love it. He's literally playing Lagori over there. It's not even wicket keeping. Anyway, 175 for 8 is what Rajasthan have huffed and puffed to get to. Is that enough? Let us know in the comments. And of course, predict if Chennai are going to win the game. Jaikishan going to say Mark Nicholas's voice is magic.
Yeah.
It is. It is indeed. Ian Smith for me is one of my favorite personal commentators. Barry Richards back in the day, Tony Cozier back in the day. From an Indian lens, I'll always side with Ravi Shastri, even though he's prone to make lots of mistakes like we saw in the first game. The Gujarat Giants taking on the Chennai Super Kings.
If there is a AI bot who can replace a commentator, Ravi Shastri,
Would that be
Ravi
the
Shastri
scene?
is the easiest one to replace with a bot, in my opinion.
What is it, like Chat GPT, all his
Easy. I mean,
phrases?
it's those same phrases done in some good energy vibes.
So let us know your favorite Ravi Shastri cliches. Takes the aerial route, just what the doctor ordered. Then there's like a tracer bullet. There's 3 already in 3 seconds. There's something he always says about
Scruff of the neck.
yeah stuff that flashes hard, which is all these sexual innuendos as well.
Scruff of the neck
Manjrekar.
स्क्रफ ऑफ द नेक तो जब वो हिंदी करने आता है तब भी बोल देता है उन्होंने गेम को स्क्रफ ऑफ द नेक पे लिया.
Yeah, which is crazy. I think he was doing the digital Hindi bit last year, and the stuff that he was just like.
Isha Guha is Avnish's favorite.
Isha Guha is proper solid. Like, she's also damn good. Like, I think we'll see her in the Ashes. I want to see her in the IPL, but I don't know. I don't know if the BCCI are going to go down that route. Anyway, look at the Chennai bowlers. Nothing really to write home about. Something to worry about. I mean,
Jadeja, bhai, kya baat kar rahe ho? He has hands down the bowler of the innings.
True, which goes without saying. But Theeksana, Anirudh's on stats today, not Kasargod, but Suresh, and he was telling me this is only the 3rd time in his T20 history, his Dixon has conceded 40 plus in a game.
Third time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bad day.
Essentially, I mean, that's pretty crazy.
I mean, talking about the knock of the innings.
The knock of the innings for me would still be, I would like to say Butler. No, yeah. Hetmeyer's impetus. That could be the difference.
But still,
Padikkal played well. Butler played well. Ashwin got lucky. Ashwin, I feel like, I don't know, Monali had a strategic plan to drop him, to miss run out him, everything. Time traveling from the future, my favorite sports presenter is Ashwin Anna, saying Jai Kishan Sharma.
I think I'll go with Hetmeyer. Yeah, that's the tougher job.
For sure.
And they just lost Butler.
Correct.
And even then, he just stood there.
And
He ran well as well. I mean, for a guy who is not known for his fitness, he ran well as well and was frustrated जब ones into twos में convert नहीं हो रहे थे तो. So I think the knock of the innings for me is Hetmeyer right now.
Let's see if it makes a difference though.
What was your moment of the innings?
My moment of the innings, there's so many to choose from right now, but I will go. I would say Ashwin's back-to-back sixes. Just the fact that he's running Chennai, something to smile about for him and his fans. I know maybe there were some dodgy Chennai fans saying it was Moeen Ali's ploy to drop him not once but twice and then miss run out. I don't think you can read too much into that. But yeah, I mean, I feel that if they get Rituraj early, they have a real chance.
Yeah, but I think the moment of the innings was Jadeja cleaning up Sanju Samson.
Good delivery.
Yeah, back-to-back ducks for Samson doesn't happen often.
And not to forget, Nick's predicting it as well just before that incident happened, which we put out on social media. He said just before that incident happened, apparently, he was telling me and Akshay, he was just like, guys, I don't know, Samson doesn't do well against Chennai, especially in Chepauk. And then next second, he's castled. He's castled.
God. So just want to ask Shaunak, do we have anything to plug right now while we are waiting for the second innings to begin? 2 minutes, they say.
It's 2 minutes indeed. But yeah, just on that.
How do you want to kill these 2 minutes? Or suna kya chal raha hai?
No, I generally feel like when I look at RR, right, I'm thinking to myself, dude, like they did so many right things last year and they missed out in the final. I think they'll actually be one of those teams to make the playoffs consistently for the next 2-3 years. They have a solid team. They have 5 specialist bowlers. I know both stopped playing today, but they just have a way to get stuff done.
Yeah, they don't have Prasidh Krishna this season.
True.
He'll come back.
Yeah, I'm really happy that Kuldeep Sen's made his way back in the 11 because he was a shining light for them last year. And obviously, it also makes you think how Zampa is going to take to the surface in Chennai right now. Lots of people saying
I'm
that.
really looking forward to that.
For sure. There was another comment from Veera Reddy when I was watching earlier, having my dinner, saying, why did you guys choose to have Jadeja in the thumbnail right now instead of Dhoni and whatnot? It's simple. I think we sometimes predict what's going to happen. We had Rinku Singh in the GT KKR one before Rinku did the unrinkable. So sometimes, I don't know, a graphic designer just throws on random catchy pictures.
Yeah, I mean, our graphic designer had Rashid Khan in that game and we didn't even know that Hardik Pandya is not playing.
Exactly. So quite an intuition from Sidra. Big shout out to her. By the way, Sidra is not going to be there in the office for like another 1 month. She's going back to Rajasthan as we speak. So Magala is not going to be this thing. I was just going to ask you and the viewers something really funny that I realized that I chuckled with the boys. They made, I shouldn't say this because they were kind of fat shaming, dare I say.
Let's not go there. Even
Sisanna Magala,
even before you begin,
Thunder
let's just not go there at all.
Who can be a faster runner in the 100-meter race? Magala or Hetmeyer?
Me.
Yeah, I think so. Might be a close second there. Hetmeyer, by the looks of things, was running quite fast. But yeah, I think really it's important that Chennai get the job done today. Even though me and So personally like to see them slip up, I don't think that'll be the key.
I want Rajasthan to finish in the top 2.
Top 2, right? And then they get straight to the final. Or they have that to be straight to qualifier 2, that is. But yeah, keep your comments coming through. We'll take all of them right now because essentially sometimes these stupid mid-inning shows in terms of the broadcasters are 20-25 minutes, which is just unforeseen and unneeded at times. So keep your comments coming through. Girish Gonzalez is going to say, even at 7:30 matches end at 11:30. We've not seen a quicker end this time. We were lucky in the WPL that the games got over quite fast.
See, the ideal time is all games should end at 10:40.
I mean, per cricket rules.
Yeah.
So you're calculating that with 1 hour 20 minutes per innings,
1 hour 30,
Okay.
90 minutes per innings and 20-minute mid-innings break.
and that's still a fair leeway, right?
Yeah. But 10:40 पे तो कोई match खत्म नहीं हुआ. I think the only game that ended by 10:40 was RCB bowled out.
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. But yeah, 6 minutes would you take as an average for an over to be completed, or is it 4? What is the? Because I know in tests it's 4. In T20 is it 6 because of obviously boundaries and by the time the ball comes back and all of that.
I mean, currently calculated it's around 4.5.
Jadeja sometimes finishes in 2. Siraj finishes in 8 over 8 minutes.
Yeah, but 4 to 5 max.
Yeah, because even if you do 4 to 5 to 20, that's an hour and 40 minutes. At times, obviously, you can push it. But here, 10 minutes, I want the batters to come out because I know people are thinking, yeah, dinner break karao and go get all your things and refreshments for the second innings. But sometimes it's just like, will you get it on with already, which is quite crazy. Magala would never be close to the national cricket team if he was an Indian, Jaikishan Sharma.
Maybe now he might be. In the Kohli Shastri era, no. True.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I didn't want to look at it from that lens, but yeah, it's true. I mean,
if the current management keeps someone out based on their body weight, then it would be hypocrisy of the highest order.
And his chances of making the Indian team are probably more likelier now than the South African team because South Africa, of course, they didn't play Dane van Niekerk for failing a yo-yo test. So imagine Magala.
Not even a 2 km run test.
2 km run test as well.
And
which is quite crazy. But
I think Magala is the one who also failed that test. And Magala was like, bhai, when do we run 2 km on a cricket field? I mean, what sort of a test is this? I mean, test is not matching up with the sport. I mean, this is not something that we do in the sport.
Sisanda Magala, I'm surely thinking to myself, like, yeah, he just wants to bowl as much as he wants to in the T20, 4 overs, and thank you very much. I'm just thinking, will Ashwin be a power play option for RR? Because he knows Chekhov pretty well? Or do you think how will you use Ashwin today if you're Sanju Samson?
Maybe 1 over in the power play if they don't get early wickets.
Because they have Conway.
But I think they'll have to start with pace, and this is where Chennai have to be very smart. They need a very good power play because pace bowling attack is where Rajasthan have gaps.
Agreed.
They have Kuldeep Sen and Sandeep Sharma. Sandeep Sharma moves the ball. And we saw in the first innings the ball was moving.
Yeah.
So from RR's perspective, they would want Sandeep Sharma to become the peak Sandeep Sharma.
Correct. And you look at his power play numbers, he's right up there with Bhuvi, I think Umesh Yadav, and I think even the other guy.
There was a point in IPL 2020 when on an aggregate level, Sandeep Sharma's IPL numbers and Jasprit Bumrah's IPL numbers were exactly identical.
Wow.
But this was IPL 2020. A lot has changed since.
Yeah. And he's really underrated, Sandeep Sharma. So let's see.
So change ये हुआ है कि Bumrah is injured and Sandeep Sharma is playing.
Correct.
Exactly. That's the change I'm talking about.
Exploiting conditions is what he'll be trying to do up front. What are the potential matchups? Because we mentioned Ashwin right now. There'll be a lot of left-handers that he would like to eat for dinner. Conway, Moin Ali, Shivam
I think
Dubey.
leggies to Jadeja and Dhoni, if it comes down to that. Sandeep Sharma up front against both Gaikwad and Conway. Kuldeep Sen has that back of a length sort of a delivery.
Ashwin versus Conway is a matchup?
I don't think so. Conway is a good, decent player. He should be able to keep him out.
Yeah. I think because Raidu will probably be their impact sub they'll bring on. Raidu
Rahane versus Ashwin.
Oh yeah, Rahane is also there. How do we forget Rahane? Rahane is going to be there, which is another...
Usually in tests, Rahane gets out to off spin. Let's see.
Yeah, but remember the unfortunate bit, if you guys are joining us late, Trent Bolt is not there. He is out for the niggle, but Sandeep Sharma will have to hold the responsibilities. Maybe potentially with Kuldeep Sen. I'm second guessing here. Even Kuldeep Sen was predominantly used as a middle overs enforcer for them last time.
But Rajasthan, I mean, the one good thing is they have 6 bowling options.
Yeah.
So 12 overs of spin and 4 overs of holder.
Yeah.
So even if Kuldeep Sen or Sandeep Sharma have an off day, I mean, they can just bowl 2 overs of Sandeep Sharma. I think what they can do is 3 overs of Sandeep Sharma up front and bye-bye. Rest kar.
Can Chennai target any of the RR spinners, and if so, whom? Chahal, Zampa.
I mean, see, Chahal on his day, I mean, can just go for even 50 runs. So,
yeah.
I mean, target के लिए तो दोनों ही हैं. Even Ashwin can be targeted. Yeah, that's
Because, I mean, you look at the ploy from Rajasthan, they just went after Theeksana. I know it was like a double-edged sword with Moin eventually kind of getting Butler, but look, it'll be dictating the game's play this. That 12 overs, like so mentioned. I think Gurkirat also mentioned the 12 overs of Zampa and stuff. Let's, of course, show you a fantasy preview right now with regards to what's offering on Thursday. Nearly said Tuesday. Thursday, the Punjab-Gujarat game. We've gone for Shikhar Dhawan and Rashid Khan in our team. Who else features? Let's quickly take a look. It's a Thursday night thriller as Punjab take on Gujarat, and we're here to give you all the fantasy winning tips on the Fantasy Centre preview. You want to watch this show. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Avnish Hegde. Let's get straight into it by telling you the pitch and conditions, because this one comes from Mohali, and well, we know a few things. When we talk about the ground, you take a look at the characteristics. Well, it's toss agnostic and neutral. The average first inning score here is 156, and well, 47% shows us that it's won by the team batting first. Wicket split, pace into spin, it's 93:80, which is of course 54% to 46. And remember, the recent matches here, Punjab won as they beat KKR as the rain intervened. Right, so let's tell you about our suggested team next, and it's a fascinating one this time around. When we take a look at our suggested team, it comprises of one wicketkeeper in Jitesh Sharma. We're going to captain Shikhar Dhawan this time around, as we have Shubman Gill and David Miller too as options, not to forget the informed Sai Sudarshan. All-rounders, we have three of them, Sam Curran, Hardik Pandya and Vijay Shankar, who remember scored 63 of 24. We've gone for three bowlers, vice captaining Rashid Khan. We've also chosen Arshdeep Singh and Alzari Joseph. Now this is our suggested team, but please choose cricket.com's Fantasy Research Centre to make your better ideal 11. Right, so as always, we'll finish up by telling you some Grand League punts this time around. We're going for Shikhar Dhawan as captain. It's a no-brainer. Remember, he scored 99 of 66. In fact, Shikhar is in the orange cap run getters list, so he is going to carry on that form, especially in Mohali, where he thrives already. In terms of the other grand punt, we're going for Rashid, because even though he conceded 35 runs in his 3 overs the last match, the last over saw him yield a hat-trick. So he has his tail up. So Rashid and Dhawan, captain and vice-captain respectively. And finally, in terms of some of the stats which matter, Sai Sudarshan, well, he's been yielding all the runs for his team, Gujarat Titans, because what he's done is scored this many amount of runs. Got it. Right, so that was a fantasy preview. It's available on the YouTube channel right now. Sandeep Sharma is going to be running into bowl to Rituraj Gaikwad. And straight away there is swing. And there's an appeal, of course.
Too high.
Is he thinking it's
Virendra
pad
Sharma?
first? Yeah, Virendra Sharma.
Yeah.
Is it pad first?
अरे
And
नहीं है रे, मत तो करो यार. Come on.
yeah,
नहीं है संजू,
no
नहीं है.
chance. Sanju, don't be fooled.
Relax करो यार.
Don't be fooled, Sanju.
Relax करो baby.
Yeah, relax karo. So Sanju, I don't think he's taken the review, but straight away, Sandeep Sharma showing why he is literally a swing exponent. Good shout, nearly no.
No, not
He'd
at
already
all.
kind of
It's just a shout.
Yeah, just a shout. I think it just comes to the fact that he's bowling his first ball in this tournament, so maybe just has
No,
that
he
adrenaline.
played in the last game.
Sandeep Sharma played.
Yeah, man. He went for only 20 of his 4 overs.
Oh, correction, my bad.
Kuldeep Sen is
Sorry.
playing his first game.
Apologies. Because RR's last game was just a misunderstanding in my little head.
Oh,
So anyway, 2 balls in.
shape.
Good shape.
Mast hai yaar.
Good shape. I mean, he takes 48% of wickets since 2020 in the power play. Obviously,
Is Sandeep Sharma the only surviving member from the 2012 Under-19 World Cup? I mean, surviving member of known.
yeah.
I don't know what the correct way of saying it without sounding very rude.
2012. That was the Unmukh Chand year, right?
Yeah.
Who else do they have in that patch?
A lot of people who've left the country.
Smith Patel, Unmukh Chand, lots of those blokes who play for USA right now. But 3 balls in, none for none. Let us know how much Chennai is going to get in the power play, and keep your comments coming through, of course. And make your fantasy teams for tomorrow's game by using the Fantasy Research Centre. You guys just saw the preview out there. And let us know who you guys have captain, vice captain today. My vice captain did his job with Ravindra Jadeja getting 2 wickets. And my captain as well, Josh Butler. but I wish I had Zampa.
Yeah, by the way, Rituraj Gaikwad is the number one player in cricket.com's impact list up until the 14th game. We will revisit it after 28 games, but till the 14th game mark, that is before RCB played LSG, Rituraj Gaikwad was number one.
Yeah, and Gaikwad, look at his numbers, just quite crazy. He got that 90 earlier in the competition, which is madness. Woo! 1 second, what's happening here? The batter's pulled out at the last minute, and it's nearly hit him in the balls, or did hit him in the balls. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think that's Sandeep Sharma's fault at all.
No, it isn't. We saw it earlier in Chennai's innings as well when Jadeja bowled to Ashwin, which was going to hit the stumps. And he was, mat karo, bhai, mat karo. We've also had a good article from Akash on our homepage right now with regards to Ben Stokes and his situation in Chennai Super Kings, whether they actually work better with him or without him. That's a fascinating read. If you guys are just thinking about that at the top of your head, why don't you check out Akash's article on our homepage right now. This Fantasy Fair Play Award, sorry, not Fantasy Fair Play, just a Fair Play Award, just never gets to me. I don't know how
Khel Bhavna.
Bangalore just lose in this regard as well.
Do you play with Khel Bhavna?
Khel Bhavna. No, don't know any Bhavna. None whatsoever. Anyway, 3 balls in. Rituraj Gaikwad still having side screen problems by the looks of it. I would love a wicket right now. I like Gaikwad to get runs, but I'd like a wicket right now just to make the game much more interesting. Oh, there could be a wicket here if they hold on.
No, don't think.
Oh, Chahal.
Not happening.
Chahal.
They needed a long off, but ठीक है, acceptable है. अभी long off नहीं होता है.
Correct. Not the best fielder. So
Yeah.
just wondering.
But this is Gaikwad's go-to shot. Just pick up, just show your bat face.
And it's a calculated risk, some would say, especially in the power play when the fielders are in. Chahal was never going to get there. It was always running away from him. But I can see a little bit of flickering on the TV. I don't know. That gives me an optical illusion of whether there's some little bit of droplets of rain. I don't think so. But yeah, impact and power score over 3 meters, but wickets were hitting.
Wickets hitting. Oh.
Interesting. Holder also saying hi.
Maybe it's the Chennai surface.
Maybe it just
Oh,
is.
bad ball.
That ball and put away for 4. I would like to have seen Hetmaya dive, but we know that
Nahi,
he's
bhai,
an
mat kar.
irreplaceable player.
Mat karo dive.
That RR
Not
has.
worth it. Not worth
Not
it.
Hetty. That's one of those rare cases where you say na Shimron na. Not Ja Simran Ja, literally. But let's see if Sandeep Sharma can get some assistance from the second over with regards to who his partner in crime will be. Who do you think will be? Holder?
I will be tempted to give Holder 1 over because the ball is swinging.
Yeah.
And Sandeep Sharma is a natural in swinger. Holder is a natural out swinger.
Yeah.
So that means it's going to come into Devon Conway if he's on strike. Let's see.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like how Sandeep Sharma has the ability to bowl it like.
Oh, interesting. They have the long on but long off, which is, I don't know, surprising. Because that is Gaikwad's go-to shot,
Correct.
where he targets long off.
And sometimes it makes you think just the perfect feels for Gaikwad early on, because right now he's just translating the domestic form into the IPL. And I think now with Deepak Chahar out of the tournament, Rituraj Gaikwad becomes CSK's irreplaceable player.
Yeah, but
You can replace Conway. You can replace Moin Ali. You can replace every other
can you
team.
replace Rituraj Gaikwad with Ajinkya Rahane?
No. Actually, what am I saying? CSK's irreplaceable player is MS.
Of course.
I mean, if in case who
Of
keeps
course,
for
of
them
course.
if Dhoni gets injured? Dare I say?
Good question.
Because last year it was Uttappa. Who
No,
couldn't.
they had Jagdishan as well last
Oh,
year.
Jagdish as well.
Can Sheikh Rashid keep? I don't know.
Maybe. Anyone who's an auxiliary keeper here? Raidu?
Yeah, Raidu's there.
Yeah, Raidu's there.
I think
Raidu's-
Conway
as well.
Yeah.
Conway can keep as well. Right, so it is Kuldeep Sen. It's not Jason Holder. Let's see how he goes about it, because he has good pace. He's 140 plus in that channel at least. And he's going to be bowling to Devon Conway. Oh, sorry, Rituraj Gaikwad, who's still not given Conway a single ball to face.
बस ये शॉट मत फेंकना.
Yeah.
लोगों को लगता है कि गायकवाड़ को शॉट फेंक के कुछ कर सकते हैं, but कुछ नहीं कर सकते.
But they do have protection on the offside and the leg side in terms, he's bowled shot straight away, but they have protection there. Yes, they do. So just a single. I wonder if they can just bring Riyan Parag on just as a substitute fielder,
They can.
essentially. Right?
Fielder तो ला ही सकते हैं.
But not for the entire 20, right? Just maybe sprinkling of him. You remember this Gaikwad 100 against RR in Abu Dhabi? Who was the
Yeah.
best of the best.
Yeah.
That Gaikwad
That
had
was
to offer.
the Orange Cup season for Gaikwad.
It was brilliant.
His sixes on the leg side were top.
That was too good, dude. I mean, they had that bank on the, as you can see here now.
He got to his 100 on the last ball, right? Yeah.
The final ball.
Oh, it's that time of the watch along where we will be having some stats. Let's see what
numbers we can crunch on. Gaikwad's going strong. It says fastest with 3,000 runs in T20 national. Sorry, T20s, beg your pardon. He's right up there with the best. You look at the other guys.
Oh, I mean, two
He's the
of them
only
are
Indian.
opening.
He's
together.
the only Indian.
He's the only Indian, plus two of them are opening together, Devon Conway and Gaikwad.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just shows how good a opening pair this is.
Yeah. I mean, they've all
So I'm
enjoyed.
very surprised to see Aaron Finch there and Darcy Short. Bhai.
Good Darcy Short.
Darcy
All of
Short.
them actually had good IPLs, apart from Darcy Short.
I know Anirudh Suresh must be listening to us and would be like, dude, you don't know. Darcy Short is the Lord when it comes to Big Bash.
Darcy Short. But yeah, good stats there. More stats on our Instagram page and Twitter. Follow us if you guys haven't already. Now, Rituraj Gaikwad, something's going to give here, I feel, because he wants to take the game to RR. Will Kuldeep Sen fish him out? No, just a single. They've got fine leg back. They pushed deep square leg back, and they've got the sweeper on the offside as well, because they know that I don't think they're going to bowl that full to Gaikwad. Might be a back of the lens sort of scheme of things right now. And more importantly, if you look at those numbers right now, I hate reading numbers in Hindi, but I'll go for it again. Strike rate and balls per
Boundary.
Is that? Boundary. Jesus Christ. How do you really? Wow.
Yeah, so this season he's been very good in power play.
Yeah, very, very good. I mean, I'm just thinking about it. I know Conway can also get on with it, but if they don't have Gaikwad, dude, they're fucked. Honestly, they're fucked. Anyway, 10 for 9, 1.3. Can Kuldeep get a wicket here early? Conway more than happy to play the waiting game. And Chennai, I remember last time around, they managed to be flexible with their batting lineup, and I think that'll always be the case with Chennai. They'll play it according to the situation. Last time they had Dubey come in when they've already kind of set 80 for none and they just wanted to finish off the game. Rahane, of course, is still there after his 61. Which Indian opener will make more runs this season? Yashasvi Jaiswal or Rituraj Gaikwad? I mean, are they really taking the piss out of Jaiswal? Or do you think it's actually even?
I mean,
it's a fair
see,
question.
the point is both have different roles.
Agreed.
Gaikwad is being told to just stay there,
Yeah.
whereas Jaiswal is being told ki, bhai, we need Butler to stay there, so you be the thrasher.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, Gaikwad has a higher probability of being above Jaiswal.
Yeah, fair. And Gaikwad, generally, many people are comparing him with Gill. Literally, that'll be the shooter for the orange cap, I figure. Who do you see as future CSK captain and who's the vice captain right now? Right now, the vice captain for Chennai Super Kings should be Bowen Ali. I think so. Because
Do they need a vice captain? Their vice captain is Stephen Fleming.
But who is the potential leader there once Dhoni goes? Will they buy in a leader?
I think it has to be Gaikwad.
Yeah.
You can't have an overseas. I mean, I know people talking about Stokes and all, but that's not happening. Stokes, yeah, I mean, he is the England captain. The test team will need him at some point of time. There'll be some clashes with their summer. And Stokes will not be as mentally invested as a franchisee like CSK want their captain to be.
Yeah.
So I think Gaikwad is the best bet in my opinion right now.
Gaikwad also got age
But I
on
mean,
his
why
side.
do they need a future captain? I think Dhoni is going to play at least 3 more seasons. At least.
I mean, the producers are having a laugh.
भाई impact player rule क्यों आया है बताओ किसके लिए आया है
MS by.
of course कि कल को अगर भाई बैटिंग नहीं भी कर पाए तो आराम से चिल करो ना विकेट कीपिंग करो.
Look, to be
captaincy
fair,
करो.
I don't know if though, I mean, so much is being on, I mean, serious at all.
सच में see everyone knows that the player around which this IPL has been marketed for last few years has been MS Dhoni. Since the MI franchisee just went down a little, I think MS has been the selling point.
MS.
So I mean, the people who run IPL would want MS to stick around for at least 3 more seasons.
Okay, let's see. Just to finish on that, I generally feel MS also has 2 big tasks: wicket keeping and captaining. Wicket keeping, he can just do 14 games in a year, so that's fine. Doesn't that have to bat that much because invariably he doesn't get that much
And
game time?
anyway, season after season, his balls per innings are coming down.
Correct. And even at the age of 45, 46, I think he'll still be lightning fast behind the stumps.
Yeah.
Maybe, obviously, he's never really been really good as a catcher.
But stumping
And
all,
stuff is just brilliant.
reviews, bowling changes.
And just the presence, dude. Once you have Dhoni in the field, opposition shit. Oh, there's a wicket here because he's played across the line, Gaikwad. Who wants it? Jaiswal doesn't make a mistake. So they've got Gaikwad early. Somesh likes it. I like it, to be fair, because it just opens up the game. And Chennai fans, well, they'll have to look at another hero tonight to get past this 176 that RR have.
I'm happy for Sandeep Sharma. I mean, he was unsold in the auction.
Yep. And very strange for him to go unsold in the auction,
I mean,
right?
just imagine. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I will say something which will make you feel like that I'm a Mumbai Indians fan. But just look at them. I mean, what? कौन से vacation पे गया उनका think tank? I just don't know. They could have easily bought him for 50 lakhs.
I mean, if they had the balls last year to play Jaydev Unadkat, who's fantastically doing well in the domestic and in tests, but T20 he's done.
And he's so brilliantly suited for Wankhede.
For sure. And even in the scheme of things, like, just think about, close your eyes and think about that. Bumrah's not there. Sandeep Sharma is a perfect Indian option right now because Arshad Khan, I know he's young, but look, unproven.
I know some people say that Mumbai में खेलने का एक वो है, there's a test that you have to pass, that even if you're a bowler, you should be able to bat. But it can't apply for everyone, right? You can't have just 11 batters.
Exactly.
I mean, even Jasprit Bumrah, for his innings in Lords.
No, Lords, Edgbaston.
Lords, bhai.
When you're saying the world record against
the partnership, yeah.
Oh, that against Shami was at Lords, but when he took Stuart Broad down for 36 runs or whatever, it was at Edgbaston.
But yeah, I mean, if I don't know, I mean, whatever it is, MI's loss is Rajasthan's gain, and my heart was with Rajasthan even before the season began. It was last year as well. I was so angry and pissed at them when they opted to bat first in that final.
Seriously, I honestly think there were greater powers at play, but we'll come back to that conversation. Rahane, of course, coming out to bat. And let's see if Rahane has it again. No, he's trying to start off from wherever he left off against MI. And I think he'll come back for 3 here. Zampa will pull it back in. And the two Mankaders have gone to get the ball over there. Zampa and Ashwin. But yeah, jokes apart though, let's see if Ashwin will come into proceedings at some point in time. He will, as in make an impact, because he's in my team as well in terms of the fantasy selections. Keep your comments coming through. Let us know if you agree with Som about MS Dhoni playing for at least a year or two. I think there is definitely a possibility there, where especially if Chennai go all the way in the competition or there and thereabouts.
I think that was. I was just thinking that maybe if they win, maybe he'll retire.
Yeah.
If they won't, maybe it'll give him the kick. Chalo, let's try once more.
Yeah. I think if they make the top 4 and they don't win, I think MS will definitely come back next year as well. Given the fact that it's gone back to the usual format where everyone plays at home. So that's the seductive part, right, for Chennai fans. The fact that they can see MS Dhoni not just play for CSK, but play for CSK at home. And hence, you'll see all these 7 games at Chepauk back to the rafters. It's been a serene start so far, 14 for 1, 2.4. But Rajasthan have also done pretty well, thanks pretty much to Sandeep Sharma. Let's see when spin's going to be introduced. I think they might have another over of Kuldeep Sen before they go to their spin.
Unless Sandeep Sharma goes for a lot of runs, I see him bowling one more over.
Yeah, that is true. When would you bring on Raidu's impact sub? Right after these two? Or would you still bring in Moeen Ali next? And then Raidu at 5?
And next, though, I mean, it depends if Conway is playing. Maybe they wouldn't want to bring in Moeen Ali.
Yeah.
But if Conway is out, then yeah, Moeen Ali.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if Rahane gets on with it again. Because after all, this is an Ajinkya Rahane derby playing for RR and CSK, like lots of other players out there. Quick single taken, and I think that should be, the 2.5, 15.1.
They've just hit 1-4, right? In this so far?
Yeah, just the 1-4.
That one pull by Gaikwad.
The outrage has gone down with Mankading, become so prevalent in grassroots. I'm happy, but still batsmen stealing runs is not acceptable. What is your whole stance, by the way? I've not got to pick your mind about...
Common sense. Batters have to stay behind the crease. I mean...
Correct. So just going back to that RCB LSG game, if you are Harshal Patel, you've noticed at the corner of your eye Ravi Bishnoi is escaping, pinching.
Fine, do it.
But execute. It's like
execute. Touch karo yaar, aisa mat.
It's like going to a bank and not taking the money and coming out. You're going to go rob a bank. Take the money with you, mate. What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway, a decent over yet again from Sandeep Sharma. I I had a hunch earlier saying that he might bowl 3 on the trot front up. He'll definitely be bowling another one, I guess. Keep your comments coming through. Like and share, guys. Really have to keep saying this like a broken tape recorder. But as long as the algorithm helps us and YouTube grows, that's all we care about. And building our strong YouTube community. And tell us what in particular you guys would like to see in terms of content, whether it's more shorter content, reels. You guys are the best people to ask. So, look, we'll leave that there. Also, Shaunak, if we can put out a particular poll on YouTube right now, because we've been having some debates in the office with regards to what watch-alongs should we do this weekend, right? So Saturday, we have the RCB DC game in mind because LSG take on Punjab Kings in the evening. And in the Sunday game scheme of things, it's MI KKR, the afternoon game, and then we have GT versus RR in the night. So which games would you like us to do? My hunch would be both the afternoon games because I'm an old school IPL fan. But look, it'll go down to what you guys think. Bowler into the attack and straight away some bounce and carry. Conway trying to pull, and there was a slight appeal, but I don't think that's there. Everything wrong with Indian cricket fans can be summarized in Som's comment on Tala.
Yeah, fair.
Which is what?
I mean, they want a sellable face. I mean, but that's fact. I mean, since Kohli has moved on from all the captaincy shenanigans, BCCI are looking for the new face, and I mean, they would really want Shubman Gill to click because at this point of time, he looks like that face who can be the face of Indian cricket for the next decade. But till that happens, at least for the IPL, they have to stick with Dhoni. They don't have any other alternate.
It's sad, right, from a BCCI perspective.
I mean, but it's a sad thing from fans' perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, more than the contest and.
But are fans truly sad? I mean, they'd like to see. It's like Dumbledore, right, of cricket.
But
MS Dhoni.
it's true all over, right? Even if you stretch it to movies, people still want to see a 60-year-old Shah Rukh Khan or Salman Khan doing what even 25, 30-year-olds would not be able to do.
Correct.
But that's what the fans want. So I mean,
And I
it
think
is
I
what it
heard,
is. I mean,
and sorry to make this a Bollywood chat by no stretch, but Salman Khan recently came out and said, you know what, me, Shah Rukh, Amir, Saif, we'll still keep doing movies till like 65, 70, and none of the new boys can give us a run for their money. Maybe even Dhoni saying that, saying, chalo Virat, hum, tum, Rohit, sab hai, bhai, IPL chalte rehte hai. How much of these boys disturb our scenes? And these guys are the money.
again, nothing against
makers.
Dhoni, to be honest.
Yeah.
Dhoni is doing his job well,
Correct. What
at
can you
least
do?
as a captain, and he understands his batting prowess at the moment. It's not like
Exactly.
he's walking. I mean, if a wicket falls, he's not coming out. कि भाई मैं ये chase करके देता हूँ.
I would love to see
No,
that.
because he knows कि ये उसके बस की बात नहीं है.
Yeah.
He knows. He understands his limitations.
Correct.
So this is where he is actually very pragmatic.
I want to see Dhoni in that situation. We've seen it multiple times in the IPL before. By the way, great pull
Yeah.
shot from Rahul.
So this is where I feel Dhoni, the captain over the years, wants a batting heavy team.
Yeah.
Because he knows that he can maneuver his bowling resources, but he can't score those runs for the team.
Correct.
So he'd want a decent batting lineup. Even, I mean, the reason why they play all three of Stokes, Conway, and Moeen Ali is because in his mind he wants as many good batters as possible.
Absolutely. And remember, Dhoni was such a pivotal batter for CSK in their form, batting at 5, sometimes batting at 4 right after Raina. He can't do that anymore. I mean, we've seen evidence so far in this IPL where he's still about to manage to hit his first 2 balls for 6s. But still, essentially, if there is a game in IPL 2023 where, the chips are against them,
Chips, kind chips. Chips hai kya?
literally the chips against them in the sense that they're in a pickle where they're 34 for 4 and then
Pickle
Dhoni,
bhi hai. Beer ki kami hai.
essentially
Oh, glass
if Dhoni can play one of those innings that he's played, I have a feeling that innings will be on Monday night against RCB. Corey Anderson, Umesh Yadav, all those memories.
All the vibes.
I want to see Dhoni score a 50 against RCB, but RCB to win by 100
good
runs.
good shot.
But RCB to win by 100 runs.
4
Akshay kya kar rahe bhai? Kya?
overs, 26 for 1.
Yeah.
10 runs of this over.
And now Sandeep Sharma another over.
Yeah, at the start of this over, I was about to say I don't quite get why Holder is bowling this over, but theek hai.
Yeah.
I should have said that.
Essentially, the run rate's not going to be a problem because it's within 180 the target, and they still have a lot of firepower, like so mentioned. But Sandeep Sharma, if he gets another wicket here, in particular Devon Conway, then RR would fancy themselves, especially with the 12 overs spin yet to be even utilized. So it makes for these fascinating subplots. By the way, check out the cricket.com app in terms of the live analysis and the blog. I think Shub's on it today. Who's the live blog? Shub's on it today. So he loves using these little depictions, pitch maps, beehives, all of that. I was nearly going to say Mitch maps.
Mitch maps.
That's maybe.
Shub wants to see some Mitch maps, but Mitch is in Australia.
Mitch is in
getting
Australia.
Married.
Oh yeah, Mitch Marshall.
I think so. That's the reason why he's gone back.
Oh, Papa Ponting has to worry about his another son in Delhi. Okay.
Where did this Papa Ponting thing come from?
Knicks. Anyway, Zampa into the attack in the power play. Interesting move this. So no Sandeep Sharma to bowl his third over. By the way, Shaunak and the producers, if you guys are hearing this, if you guys can reinstate that Adam Zampa interview on the app. I think it already is, but if you can just bump it up to the homepage for the benefit of the viewers and all you guys back home. It's a fascinating interview because he says, I cannot live without my coffee. I cannot live without my coffee grinder, and I cannot live without Marcus.
I was about to say, did he say that? Because he had.
And there was a really funny thing because I think Rajasthan Royals, they do some crafty reels, right? So they've got a video of Zampa and Trent Bolt sitting next to each other next to the flight, and there's a message from Stoinis saying, "Sorry, Bolty, it is of course you." Hilarious, absolutely hilarious. But let's see how Zampa goes about it because he has bowled in the IPL before, namely for RPSG and RCB. And he was pretty good for RCB when he played for us for that one season, 2021.
Even RPSG, he took
He was
what, 6
good.
for?
He was very good.
6 for how much? 19, 20?
Yeah, 6 for 19, I think, against SRH. So Zampa has it in him. And what a way to make your RR debut, right? On the perfect spin pitch like this. I know it's not the typical spin pitch, but he'll still be in the game for sure. Look at how they spell Zampa in Hindi. Hilarious.
They missed the dot. There has to be a dot below.
It's like Jampa.
Now, right now it's Jampa.
And that's the thing with the lefties and righties
4.
because bowlers will tend to make errors like Zampa has done here, and Conway punishes him for 4. Sanjay Bharti Sarvanan, good to see you in the comments. He goes on to say so. Iyer coming back is doubtful. He's a good player of spin, but can Ritu be good player for 4? Good player of spin once he settles, takes game. What are your comments on that?
Yeah, not a bad option actually.
If Iyer is still injury
But
prone.
who are the others? I mean, right now they've tried Sky, but please, for the love of God, let Sky just dominate T20 cricket.
Huda?
Oh, not sure.
Huda, maybe.
Not sure. Yeah, I think at
Tilla.
the moment,
Tilla, they should go for Tilla, bro.
this close to the World Cup, I'd rather
It's scary.
I'd rather go with Sanju Samson.
Sanju Samson is a good
But the
shot.
issue is then all your top 5 are righties.
Yeah. But do they care about
In fact,
that?
top 6 because Hardik Pandya.
Oh, put down. And Zampa nearly scalping his first wicket, but it was just the force of Conway's sweep which burst through the hands of Sandeep Sharma.
They needed holder there.
They needed holder there. I mean, the high
Even
threat against
Ashwin ki height bhi chal jati.
Yeah. But look, tough chance, and we've seen tough chances go down already, but Conway will take that. Chennai 35 for 1 after 5. Not a power play which has got 5 by any stretch, but look, both teams will take this right now.
I'm just thinking if there is no due, then it's going to be really difficult for Chennai. Because they needed a very strong power play.
Yeah.
Somewhere close to 55. They can still reach there.
But you say that, but look at their batting depth.
Yeah, but I mean, even look at Rajasthan's bowling depth.
Yeah, bowling depth, yeah, sure. They have the 6th bowler today. And like you mentioned, if Kuldeep or Sandeep Sharma, or any of their bowlers for that matter, go and have an off day, they have Chahal and Ashwin to make up the overs in the middle as well. Are we going to see another over of spin? We are with Ravichandran Ashwin as well. So look, Sanju Samson playing his cards well. First 4 overs of pace, then Zampa, now Ashwin. And Zampa not getting that wicket because it was a drop. But look, the matchup here could be Ashwin versus Rahane, even though it was not really a matchup. Oh, catch that. There is no one in the deep. That could be another 3. Or
2.
no, it could be 2.
That'll be 2.
That'll be 2. I really wonder why Shimron Hetmeyer's jersey number is 189. If you guys know in the comments, let me know. Because it's always kind of struck me. I know why Gales has been 333.
Probably he's a very big Viv Richards fan.
Oh, Salanche Surya fan. 189. Oh, Viv Richards also got. Was that a 189 or was that a 188?
189.
189 that Viv got. Yeah, it could be actually the beverage as well. Oh!
Who got 188?
Ashwin nearly monketing.
I think even Gary Custon got 189, if I'm not wrong.
188.
So Gary Custon was 188.
Yeah, 188. Against the UAE, the 1996 World Cup. 188 was also... Oh, they're mind games here from two test prodigies. Prodigies? Why did I go for that choice? Test veterans. Ashwin first faking bowling to Rahane and now Rahane backing out. Let's see, it's a little cat and mouse game here. Ooh, and it's a little Karam being released. Oh, there's Zampa in for death going on. Say wicket alert at this over saying Gurkirat Singh Gill. I've heard that name before. I don't know. Gurkirat, if you're new, please subscribe. I have no idea who that is.
Shot.
Rahane is going after Ashwin. Vati's coming, but Vati's coming back harder. Zampa and Ashwin bowling in tandem, Mankar at both ends, possibly, Pramod, possibly. But yeah, I mean, what a shot that is from Rahane. And dude, Rahane has played 37 balls for CSK and he scored 79 runs. Is that a joke?
Just CSK things.
I mean, is he basically Ajinkya Uttapa this season for CSK? Because Uttapa also is doing the same thing, pretty much. What is a messaging Dhoni would have told you, Aju, देख, तू बस यही कर. Entry point ये है, exit point ये है.
Exit point ये है, बीच में मारना है. हम तुझे हर मैच खिलाएंगे. और जब नहीं खिलाएंगे, जब चुपचाप रहना. नहीं खिलाएंगे मतलब नहीं खिलाएंगे. We know better.
As funny as it sounds, it actually could be that exact conversation in the CSK dressing room.
जब खिलाएंगे तो टॉस के पहले बता देंगे.
And it's good to see the revival Rahane in the IPL. Good old Rahane. Anyway, they've got 9 runs so far. Ashwin's over 44 for 1, 5.4. Will they get more? When you said CSK needed a good power play, what did you mean? 64? 55. Fair. But because they're chasing under 180.
Scoring after power play will be difficult, right?
Okay, that's your gut.
You have to create that delta in power play.
Yeah. Also, I want to ask you this, right? Because you said 12 overs of spin. If you're Sanju, are you actually going to put both leg spinners in bowl in tandem, or would you do what they're doing right now?
Yeah, not really. So that is where his captaincy will come into the picture.
So an alternate over maybe here and there.
Yeah.
So Ashwin's going for runs. Let's make a quick substitution right now with regards to Akshay Kumar Swami coming back in the scheme of things. It'll be interesting to see what that boy has to say. And Somesh can go order dinner. I mean, essentially, are you sticking with any of the themes tonight? Maybe a dosa with lal mas.
Nothing. Just some good old grilled chicken.
Maybe some chettinad chicken with what are the other Rajasthani dishes?
Lal mas.
Only lal
So you
mas.
already said it. No. Dal bati churma.
Dal bati churma. Churma. Okay, let's make a quick substitution. He's got the grilled chicken, Somesh. He was grilled for a while here with regards to the flashy lights in the studio and whatnot. But good to see Akshay back in the scheme of things. And we'll take you through to the 12th over. Chahal. So 3 different overs of spin in the last 3 overs. Let's see which spinner can, of course, shine the brightest amongst them all. I have Jadeja. I had Ashwin. Sorry, I had Jadeja. I have Ashwin. I didn't have Zampa because of the last minute change. I have Chahal. So I think Chahal could be the potential man of the match here. It's a bold shout. And I normally play bold. If you guys know, you know. Oh, and we have Nix also.
Yeah.
Nix, good to see you. First of all, Akshay, we'll come to Nix. What do you think? Because Rituraj losing him early was obviously key to our success. But right now, you still feel that there may be a couple of wickets away from putting real pressure.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you just look at the scorecard, 45 for 1 does not really say much. But yeah, like we discussed, in the previous innings, Gaikwad was sort of their most important batter, so to say, in terms of playing spin, in terms of handling, and being sort of the sole, right-hand option. So yeah, let's see how it goes right now. I'm still not entirely sure if CSK, will get through, especially because Chahal, Zampa, Ashwin, that's 12 quality overs of spin. So yeah, things won't be easy for them.
And that's the thing, right? Next, essentially, when we look at this game so far, obviously, Rajasthan have those 12 overs of spin, but how do they utilize them? Do you think it'll probably be predominantly in the middle, or do you think maybe a couple of overs even in the death?
I think the pressure is on Chennai and not on Rajasthan, to be very honest, because uh, they haven't got off to a flyer. Josh Butler said in the mid innings break that the wicket was very good to bat on in the power play, and
Yeah.
it kept slowing down and going further slow. So, and the problem with Chennai is they have a middle order which is very vulnerable. Like they all could hit like four, five, sixes each, but they could all miss time four, five balls every time, like in the air and just get out, just like that. So that is something that I'm very keen to see how they play around because they have to take somebody on. There is enough spin with RR, and they have to start taking the risk. Be it Conway, be it Rane, you need at least a couple of fours every over now because you're chasing 170.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Conway is pulled that away for four, so they've got their boundary this over. Again, I mean, not the ideal ball that Chahal wants to bowl to someone like Conway who absolutely feasts and spin. I think even Rahane has a certain role to play right now. He's already playing that role quite beautifully, 20 of 12, and he's left off from where we saw him really excel against Mumbai the previous night. What are the potential matchups, boys? Akshay, when you look at it from the offset on paper, you're thinking to yourself, maybe Conway against whom?
I mean, technically, all three of them. I mean, based on conventional terms, all three of them can get the ball away from Conway. But I don't think Conway has any sort of noticeable weakness as such against away spin. So I don't like. There's no clear matchup. But at the same time, given the quality of Zampa, Chahal, and Ashwin, all three of them would be dangerous. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know it sounds very diplomatic, but then like, there's no clear sort of. That's the way I'm looking at
Favorite.
it. Yeah. What about?
Yeah, next, what do you think? Because essentially, the matchups that we were looking at prior to the game was Bolt with Raj. That did happen because of various reasons. But in the middle, especially when Chennai in this chase right now, I know they have Raidu also waiting as an impact sub. Do you think it just comes down to Zampa being their trump card tonight?
Yeah, possibly because see, also he's someone who doesn't give them a lot of time. Zampa is more quicker in terms of his trajectories as compared to a Chahal and even Ash at times. So while Ash did bowl a very good carom ball to Ajinkya, which I found was very good because that's what you need on this surface. There is help already, and okay, so it's Holder in this very over. So I think Conway is looking to go big now. He has to start looking for a few hits. Won't be surprised if he looks to go over covers. But yeah, let's see. I think this is pace is something that they have to target. It's okay to lose wickets to pace, I feel.
Hmm. Of course, you can see our stats gone over there. Adam Zampa in the IPL in South India, 14 wickets in 5 matches, 9.9. I like how it's in South India because he's bowled everywhere. The Holder starts off very loosely, and Conway says, "Thank you very much for bread and butter on my pads." Outside South India, 7 wickets in 9 matches, averaging 33. So that's something we would, of course, look at outside South India. I mean, define the periphery. Maybe in Mumbai, we're not terming it as South India, but look, I mean, Lucknow as well is a spin paradise up north. So, wait, I know that girl. Oh my God, I know that girl.
I mean,
A Chennai fan in the stands in Chepauk dancing to the aisles. Think she was from my college. Or there's a doppelganger. Her name is Ria as well. I don't know if that's the
Well,
same. But yeah, look.
Good job, dogs.
Yeah, it's just weird spot out over there. By the way, so we're asking you guys tonight, will Chennai and Rajasthan produce yet another last ball thriller? We've seen it on Sunday, we've seen it on Monday, we've seen it on Tuesday. Will Wednesday give us 4 in 4 tonight? Let us know in the comments. Where is the cricket expert Gurkirat? We miss his analysis. I mean, Gurkirat, who is he? I don't know. I've not heard of that name before. But he's there, Priya. Don't worry. He's coming on, joining in a bit. I think he's just gone to get his dinner. Avnish, why aren't you in a yellow shirt today? I thought you were a CSK supporter after RCB, obviously. I mean, wearing yellow within Mansi. I don't have to really kind of always bring the yellow to the fore. He's kind of wearing, what is that
both
color?
of us.
Yeah.
Call
I
it
think
what you want. Mustard
if
yellow.
Chennai and SRH ever made a child, I mean, you would look like Akash right now with that particular. But there's 2 yellows, and yeah. Hetmaya has 189 because that is his high score in lower level cricket. Oh, that's fair. I mean, what do you make of players having 3-digit numbers? We saw it with Gale, we saw it with Murali, 800,
Yeah.
333. Any other cricketers?
Now that I remember, yeah, Murli 800, Gale. Did anyone else have any of the records? Yeah, I don't think so. Off the top of my head, yeah, these two.
Yeah, these two as
Like,
well.
whatever floats their boat. I mean, I don't think it really matters at the end.
I
of
don't
the
think there's a single Indian player who's gone for like 3 digits.
Yep. Sehwag was the one who could have, but he chose to have it completely. I mean, he chose to be numberless.
Oh yeah, he taped it or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
which is strange enough.
Yep.
59 for 1, by the way, 7.4. Lots of stats and content to be appreciated on the cricket.com app right now. So get in your downloads on iOS or Android for that matter. And we'll show you some more numbers as we speak because look, this game is yet to catch fire. And as you can see over here, Ajinkya Rahane in the power play in IPL 2023, strike rate 232.3, which is the best. Balls per 6, 7.8. Dot percentage 60.1. I mean, this is just ridiculous, right? I mean, if Chennai had a more value for money player, it would be Rahane right now. Is it almost like Dhoni telling Rahane, listen, Robin Uthappa was a great addition for us, just do what Robin did?
See, it's one thing to say and a completely different thing to actually be able to do it. It's not like, Rahane always had this ability to go after bowlers and that sort of was unlocked by CSK.
Yeah, but it's a
something.
freedom. It's the license.
I'm pretty sure he was given the same freedom even at KKR where he was opening.
Yeah, but it's that arm around the shoulder, right? It's that, the God arm around the
Maybe,
shoulder.
I don't know.
No, I
Nick
think
said, it's
any cricketer right now, you might be playing in the West Indies, you might be playing South Africa, you might be playing New Zealand or Tripura. Anyone would listen to MS Dhoni.
Agreed. Completely agreed.
Try
with you.
to think of a cricketer who wouldn't listen to MS Dhoni.
There isn't any because
Gautam
This is-
Gambhir.
Sorry, Gautam Gambhir. Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, Gautam, my bad.
Gautam.
Dhoni, to his credit, just see his credentials, man. There's no reason why anyone wouldn't listen to him.
Has there ever been a player in CSK's history where he's had some beef with them? Or got really pissed off and dropped him?
Not that I know of, maybe Knicks would
Next,
be better
can you
placed
put
to answer that.
anyone who Dhoni's not
Yeah.
liked?
There are a
Please.
few names who keep doing rounds.
Who?
I mean, I think Irfan had. I don't think they had a tiff, but there felt like a visible tiff there. But again, that's nothing that we know or that's come out that will tell you that okay, this was a problem. And again, the thing with MS and why it works for him is he something that Shane Watson said, right? That when he was out of Bangalore, he felt that he wasn't used well. And when he came to Chennai, for all the bad form that he had, there was never a murmur or any vibe from the CSK system that made him feel unwanted or unimportant or lesser value. And there was always that hand on him, as you said, that it's okay to fail. Don't worry, we're going to back you all the games. Just do what you do best. I think
Yeah.
what that does is it completely eases it. It just takes the pressure off you because then you are looking at it in a different way. That okay, now you want to perform for the faith. It's like okay, now I want to do this because the faith is shown on me, despite whatever has gone past, and which is why you see some of the even Rahane this year. I mean, you could take countless examples of people coming to Chennai and finding their best forms or whatever forms left because they're probably used better in the best possible form and shape that okay, this is your role, this is what you do best. Don't try and be somebody else. Just do this and I'm happy whatever the result may be. So I think that process just eases people into wanting to do their best by themselves.
Yeah, and it's food for thought. That I was just trying to think at the top of my head if there's any other player or players in the league who've had some sort of tiff with Dhoni. I can think of two certain Delhi Capital boys. If you guys know, you know. Manish Pandey and Mustafizur Rahman. Manish Pandey first at the non-strikers end. Saying, "Kya dekh raha hai tu?"
I wouldn't really call it a tip. I'm pretty
And
sure
then
that's
Mustafizur being
yeah,
bunched out.
I remember that.
That was
And,
too good.
Yeah. What was actually even better was the smile he gave after doing
yeah.
that. Oh man.
I mean, there's of course some players that we've seen Dhoni give his death stare to. I think in the last game as well, right? One of the bowlers who bowled, why was it
Tushar
Tushar Deshpande?
27 runs. in
Yeah,
the over.
imagine that if you're bowling for Chennai, for Dhoni, and he's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I would just be like, dude, I'm sorry, I'll get it right, I promise.
He actually didn't he actually blast Chahar in 2018, if I'm not wrong?
Oh, yeah.
The Yorker is slipping out of his hand. Yeah, I vaguely remember that as well.
I mean, some things just Dhoni says just sticks with you forever.
Yeah.
Anyway, coming back to the game, because both the teams have enjoyed a strategic timeout, and it'll be interesting to see how they go about their tactics from here. Quick to take in. That's another thing, right? Whenever the Chepauk equation comes into place, or the subplot, or whatever you want to call it, there are a few things which hit you straight away. One, the size of the ground compared to the other grounds that we see. So there's plenty of twos and offer potentially threes, of course. Two, whether there'll be dew tonight. I don't think there's any dew. Apparently, we're hearing that from our correspondent over there, saying that there's not much dew. And if there's no dew, then Chennai will struggle. Because if there is dew, even the 12 overs of spins there,
Agreed.
as a spinner, you don't want to be bowling with a bar of soap, right?
Sure, definitely. And yeah, like we mentioned before, quality spinners, dew is the one thing that could sort of negate their impact, and that not being there would really go a long way in helping RR get a win here.
For sure.
That's-
Sorry, let me just cut you off because I don't understand Aman's comment. Asghar Afghan should have been in an IPL team. He's playing terrific cricket. EA Sports Cricket. Please, I mean, I can put the pieces together, but please, Aman, clarify that thought. Do you guys get it?
I'm not sure what the reference
Yeah.
if the reference is supposed to mean something. Because, is that a wicket?
Is that a wicket? That could be a wicket. Oh,
man.
unlucky.
Okay.
Rahane, I think, was planning to get out, but it's maybe a strategic leave. CSK milks and players Tukra ke mera pyar intikam dekhegi against former teams. I have no idea what that means.
So
I mean,
it
like-
basically means what Stoinis did the other day versus RCB. That
Or what-
players go out from their former franchise and then go on and play well against them. What Gale did.
Correct. Yeah, what Gale did against RCB also.
Is
Catch
that
that.
a wicket now?
Nah.
So,
Okay.
I mean, clearly the message to Rahane after the timeout has been hit out or get out. Or run out.
Yeah.
Hit out, get out, or run out.
Dude.
Literally.
And that was Conway who would have been run out. Oh
I mean,
man.
yeah.
He was kind of, I don't know, was he trying to mimic the way Hetmeyer runs between wickets? Because he was really scampering through for that second run. And
Yeah, but just to point out, the two shots that Rahane has played now, you don't
Yeah.
see him play like this very often.
oh, exactly.
So that is what it is. You get the freedom, but then there is also a clear message that get on with it. So Rahane is going to look for boundaries every ball if he can, because there is 9 wickets left. You have to catch up with it. Keep it to 9. And yeah,
Well, that's a
that's
beautiful shot.
That's-
And this is how MS Dhoni gets the best out of players, right? Because once you actually release the shackles of anyone, person like Rahane who's played all the years of IPL cricket, he's just coming in looking like a 21-year-old fresh off the block. Literally. And this one, I mean, the shots that Nick's mentioned was maybe more cross-batted and stuff, but this one he just read it beautifully.
Yep.
Shot of the evening for me.
Very well played for sure.
And Zampa's been targeted. 20 so far of his 1.5. Oh, a little small appeal. I don't think that is, but they'll scamper through for a leg by. 73 for 1, 9 overs gone. So they're literally above not above, but just below the required run rate in terms of this chase. 103 still of 11. And look, it is Chepauk. I know it is a long batting order that Chennai have. It just gives me a feeling yet again we're going to see a game go down to the wire, guys.
Even I see that happening because RR's bowling lineup again does not inspire a lot of confidence in terms of their death bowling as well. So Zampa hasn't done much so far.
Who are you going to send in next? So I'm guessing Rahane will probably get out first by the looks of things. If that's the case, would you send Raidu or would you send Moin Ali?
That's what, I don't know how would CSK look at it. Are they if they are very particular about, the left hand, right hand combination and all of that, then yeah, Raidu would make sense. I mean, before I get on with that.
I think they've reviewed for a while.
The LBW?
But LBW, surely.
Okay, that's interesting. Wow,
There's a
man, they
little bit
actually
of
showed the
confusion.
ads. They went through with the ads.
Yeah, they went through with the ad. And I think Kuldeep Sen might be bowling this over right after this review because I think he's warming up, which I just saw,
Oh, okay.
if I can remember
Interesting.
correctly, which will be weird. Anyway, they DRS'd it,
Pitching
and
in line. Ooh. No.
no, you can't see leg stump from
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You just can't see leg stump from there.
Bit too ambitious, I guess, from RR.
Flat line, I'm satisfied. Can we rock and roll that, please? Always love channelizing my inner Ulas Gandhi.
Wow, you went to him of all the umpires out there.
I mean,
Nice.
it's this fixture, right? Essentially.
Okay.
I mean, it's the Ulas Gandhi derby. We've called it the Shane Watson derby, the Jikarani derby, the Ravindra Jadeja derby, the Ravichandran Ashwin derby,
The Shivam Dubey derby.
Shivam Dubey derby, the Robin Uthappa derby.
Oh, man.
Jesus, there are
Enough
too
with
many
the
players. There are
derbies
too
now.
many players.
Oh.
The fixing derby, the fixers derby.
Knicks. Well, I have a
Knicks,
thing or two to
Knicks
say.
wouldn't like that. Knicks wouldn't like that.
The Akash Singh derby, for
Yeah,
what
I
it's
mean,
worth.
you look at the history. I mean, these two teams have enjoyed lots of success over the years, especially in that 2016, 2017.
Was that given a wide?
I think so.
So who reviewed it? Wait.
I think Chennai reviewed it.
Oh, okay.
Rahane reviewed it.
I thought that hit the pad though.
No, it didn't. It didn't, according to Rahane, despite having worst record in this ground, horrible matchups, other bowlers playing well. CSK Juju is real. Juju.
See, it's
But yeah,
not Juju. I think it's just taking the Mickey out of common logical calls. See, if it was all Juju, they would have won so many seasons. You can't just put it out to abstract things like that, because again, he's not taking out his negative matchups or stuff. He's taking risks. They are coming off. Now he could simply still get out on this extra ball, but he would have still done his job, and that's what teams try and do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. Speaking of something you guys can take into account is statistics, and will of course feature a few new numbers right now. Unstoppable at home, this one reads, because it tells you the highest win percentage for a team at home in IPL, and you can see Chepauk being an absolute fortress there, the MH Chidambaram Stadium seeing a win percentage of 71.90%. I wonder where our good old friends RCB feature in this, maybe at
48%.
the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's something that'll make every Chennai fan very happy to read. In fact, I think one of my friends also sent me this particular depiction saying, look how strong we are at home. So yeah, it makes you think that Chennai and their unbeaten record, even this year, will be super important for them. They've enjoyed a lot of success, Chennai and RR, in terms of how they've gone about their visit in the IPL, especially in 2016, 2017. Those 2 seasons, I mean, CSK and RR were just on fire. Nix doesn't like it. I forgot.
The Juju is real. The Juju is real. That's what it is.
But yeah, look, Dilsupa 100 of 66, and Rahane, I think there's a wicket alert here. I want to channelize my inner Knicks right now.
Let's hope that comes true. Chehel, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
has the ball.
Chahal, is it? Okay, fair enough.
I'm just assuming. I have no clue.
Ashwin,
know.
it looks. Yeah, Ashwin it is.
Okay, it's
Oh,
Ashwin.
nice. So Conway to go over covers or get out? Let's
Ooh,
see.
interesting. But Rahane's in strike, right?
Yeah. Like
Yeah, but
once.
I think okay. Whoever takes the risk.
Oh.
Okay, interesting. Someone on my timeline mentioned this clash is Jail Classico, and I can't forget it anymore.
Nicely
Jail
done.
Classico.
That's a good pun.
Yeah, IPL Jail Classico. I mean,
Oh,
literally.
nice.
Who were the players from CS? They didn't have any players at CSK.
CSK was never caught for fixing.
Only
He was
Mr.
betting.
Mayappan.
Yeah, Mayappan was caught for betting. He was betting and he had these inside like he was always on ground. So yeah, that was it. RR were the ones who were caught fixing, but yeah, we like to club both of them, and a lot of it stems from insecurity.
Yeah.
RCB fans don't have cups. Need to
I need to say something.
Yeah.
Need to say, okay,
Yeah.
give us Kaveri is ours and all of that. Can't believe MI vs KKR is losing the poll, one of the all-time rivalries. Nachikeet. In fact, if you can figure out our YouTube poll right now, because we asked you guys, remember,
GT, yeah.
which watch-along should we do in the weekend? RCB versus DC is definitely hands down the Saturday one,
Yeah.
because it's the afternoon one. But Sunday, is it MIKKR or is it GTR?
How is
For sure, a
it?
wicket
That's
for
got to be
RR.
out.
And a wicket, Ashwin strikes.
Oh,
And I don't
not
think
bad.
Rahane is going to review that. I don't think he's going to review that.
So yeah, Avnish was successfully managed to channelize his inner Knicks.
Yeah, but like not the same charm that Nix does it in. Nix does it in like 3 seconds before the wicket falls. I just said vaguely our wicket might fall. Sure.
That's just
No,
fine.
but that was well called because you had to take the risk, and
Yeah.
that's again a carom ball.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And a plum as they come.
So who do
Yeah.
you see coming in now next? Dubey, Ali, or Raidu?
One second, just before we get to that, I love how Ashwin like kind of appeals at times when it's plum. He's like, "How was that? How was that? How was that? What? No, how was it? Ah, thank God."
Yeah, and it's a very fair and right observation, and I think it is Shivam Dubey who walked in.
Ah, the
Yeah.
25 number, even I could see that.
Yep. When you asked me, I
Yeah.
actually wanted to say Dubey wouldn't be half a bad shout because Dubey likes to take on spinners, and RR is most likely going to just get their spinners in for the next 5-6 overs.
Unless Ashwin
Yeah.
can get back-to-back wickets right now, because look, he eats left-handers for fun across formats. Chichard, going on to say, Abhish, you're underestimating RCB's performance in the last 4 years. They performed consistently and got into the top four. I mean, bro, I'm hopeful for another good season, but right now, I don't know.
See, I do trust the management. I mean, the think tank rather.
Even though a lot of fans in that CDC fan camp said sack Mike Hesson.
See, I mean, it's very easy for all of us, me included,
Yeah.
to get a bit overwhelmed and sort of let our emotions get.
Look at that
better of
for the
us.
win percentage.
Oh, I know it
Brilliant.
was less than 50. I'm
Brilliant.
surprised.
It's like you never know what you're going to get as an RCB fan at home. One game will win, one game will lose. One game will lose, we'll win 2 more, then we'll lose 2 more. It's a joke. Okay, coming back to this game. Speaking of RCB and former RCB players, Shivam Dube.
Yep. As we like to call him.
Yeah. How long was he playing for RR? 1 year?
1 season, yeah.
Just
21.
One season, yeah. Yeah, and I think Rajasthan will be very smart. They could really get Kuldeep now from the other end and try and force both Shivam and Conway to hit across the line with bouncers, and then try and see if they, because even if Conway gets out trying to take like how he got out to Markwood, that actually just opened the game even more for Rajasthan to attack from both ends. So I think let's see, it should see a pacer from the other end, because if it's spin, Shivam will have to keep swinging, because if he's got 15 balls, he has to hit 4, 5, 6s. That should do the job for him.
Yeah, I like that call, Nix, because just to break the monotony of spinners also. And Kuldeep said we've seen him being that middle overs enforcer when he was doing so well for them last year. And he has, 140 plus in terms of pace?
Yeah,
So
he does.
just a different option. I know Holder is probably going to be favored at the back end, but let's see how this little phase plays out, because it's important to note the run rate, because sometimes it just starts creeping in, goes higher and higher. And even though Chennai have a long batting tail, they don't want to leave too much for the likes of Jadeja and the likes of Dhoni as well. So 80 for 2, 9.5. Keep your comments coming through on this CDC watch-along, CSK versus RR. We've done a YouTube poll. Please participate and tell us which Sunday watch-along you'd like us to do. And of course, let us know what's your favorite CSK RR memory. I mean, essentially, 2016 sticks out to me. They were brilliant in that season.
And talking of CSK RR memories, I just completely slipped my mind. It just hit me when Duke walked in. One reason why I feel Duke got picked by CSK was his knock against CSK in 2021 in Abu Dhabi. Century match.
Yeah.
So RR chased. That was 180, 190 at a difficult Abu Dhabi track. I mean, difficult as in big Abu Dhabi track.
And Stokes won it for them, right?
No, not Stokes. Duke. It was Mr. Duke.
Duke
Just
he's calling him Shivam Duke for fun.
Yeah, guys.
Not actually, because it's Dubey.
Yeah, we know it's Dubey.
Or Doobie. I remember Johnson Dhoni collision, and Dhoni gave his bet test.
Yeah.
I remember that one as well. I remember that.
Nagpur.
Yeah. Nagpur is in that 2013 ODI series, right?
Was it
ODI? And he also got a 50 of the very last ball. There is a bit of dew from what you see on the screen now.
Okay, so who's bowling this? It is.
I think it's a pacer.
Yeah, it is Kuldeep Sen.
And that's a very good call because I completely agree with Nix on that. Dubey cannot really handle pace. Conway does not have a lot of other options but to just go after the bowlers. Kuldeep could be a tough nut to crack in that sense. And just to add to Kuldeep's skills, outside the middle overs, he's also got a very good Yorker, something he showed also season.
Last year.
So at the death, he's actually which is why I was very surprised why wasn't Kuldeep in the first 11 of the first game. I guess he was sick or something, but he will be someone to look out for sure.
Let's see if he can really get a wicket here, because that'll just make it even more interesting, I should say. Beg your pardon. Veera Reddy goes on to say RCB got into the playoffs for the last 3 seasons because matches were not played in Bangalore. We're seeing vintage RCB already this year. I mean, Veera. You take that, mate. You take that.
Let's just wait for the 15th.
This is how RCB are also taking games at Bangalore. You take it. You take it.
You take it. Essentially, because also the elections, if you look at Bangalore's fixtures, they have Delhi on the 15th, Chennai on the 17th, then they have Punjab on the 20th, and then RR on the 23rd.
Correct.
So 4 home games back to back before they go on to a slew of away games and then come back to play, I think, GT at home at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So let's see how they go about pocketing their points. All I know is that I want them to be in 10 points the next time they're playing away. I know that's too much of an ask. Sometimes we're thinking Delhi Capitals will be a definite 2 points. They've not even opened their account in IPL 2023, but it'll be against us where suddenly Warner finds his old Warner. It'll be, I don't know, Akshar Patel again, man of the match. All of that kind of shit. People like, I don't know, Yash Dul might score 50 against RCB.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's not beyond RCB.
RCB are one of those teams, right, who obviously do well in getting other players' teams into form again.
Definitely. So Manish Pandey might end up scoring a brisk 30 ball 80 for all you know.
Exactly. Vasant Narayan going on to say, I don't like RCB because of their squad construction. Personally, I will support RCB if they buy Root from transfer window and play at J&K bowler, even if it's risky.
He's talking about Avinash. But why do you want Root?
Yeah, wherever you play Root.
Yeah.
What Kohli, Root, Faf, Maxwell.
Oh man.
That is madness.
And in terms of the squad construction, we've also got to cut them some slack. They've lost Will Jacks, they've lost I'm forgetting the names already. Reece Topley, they've lost Rajat Patidar. Missing half of the season. Hashranga missed the first 3 games. So it's easier said than done. Of course, we expect all these teams to foresee such situations and come up with backups. But you can't. It's practically impossible to have a backup for every player. And it's practically impossible to have a backup for the backup of every player. Like Maxwell's backup was supposed to be Will Jackson. He goes on to get injured. You can't help it. Hazelwood's backup was Stoke. He goes on to get injured. You just can't help it.
Aman saying Raidu will arrive in the IPL match against RCB. Even Raidu as an RCB fan.
Don't worry. I'll when I get to Bangalore, we'll see a match together, and then we'll see some special one into Hasaranga stuff.
I mean Hasaranga, and I don't know if he's ever played a T20 in Chennai. I don't think he has.
No, he hasn't.
So let's see if that ground goes and works in his favor, because for the longest time, Yuzvendra Chahal was reaping all the rewards in the Chinnaswamy. His personal best for T20 internationals also came there.
6 for 23.
Against England. So, look, sometimes it is a graveyard, that particular venue, but at the end of the day, if RCB pocket the points, great. Absolutely great. Right, so we'll make a little substitution after this ball. Kuldeep says just conceded 5, so it's a win. Winning over in the scheme of things for RR looking ahead. And all you guys watching right now, subscribe, tell a friend about cricket.com. This is going to go down to the wire. You'll see some emotion. You will see some passion. You'll see some stats. You'll see pretty much everything. And I think Somesh has managed to digest that grilled chicken quite rapidly. So be on with you guys in just a ball's time. Prediction, last ball of this Kuldeep Sen over. Wicket alert here, boundary, a release shot. Nothing. Shivam Dubey just chilling. Anyway, 86 for 2, 11 overs gone. Speaking of chilling, I think I will do so for the next 6 overs and probably get my dinner in. Akshay, Nix, I think maybe Gurkirat also will come and take you guys through as well with Somesh. So we can make that change right now. Back with more in just 10 seconds.
क्या बात है, राइट इन द निक ऑफ टाइम. और भाई बहुत क्रिकेटरों से रीट्वीट मिल रहे हैं. क्या बात है भाई, जलवे चल रहे हैं अभी तो एकदम.
नहीं वो क्रिकेटर से कोट ट्वीट मिल रहा है बट चेन्नई फैंस think of it of that tweet as some sort of a dig, but see, my philosophy is simple. If you are lucky, you should always appreciate that. There's nothing wrong in it, and luck is an important part of life. I want to discuss something, and I wanted to bring up this discussion. Do you think that
Oh,
no,
I
he's
love
in, he's in. I think he's in.
पीछे
Do you think that
बैक फुट के नीचे फेविक्विक लगा ही हुआ है,
चिपका
सीमेंट
है
लगा
तो
हुआ है
बस।
एकदम।
do you think someone like Rahane has sorry, someone like Chahal has stopped bowling the googly at all? I mean, he was never someone who used to bowl a high percentage of googlies, but I think even by his standards, he's not bowling the googly at all. And I think that is something that is forcing Samson to bowl Ashwin at these two batters, and not even taking not even allowing him to take a chance with someone like Chahal.
That can be true, but the other option is he's spoiled for choice at the moment, because if you see Shivam Dube coming in right now, it sort of makes it easier for Sanju Samson to bowl Kuldeep Sen out, because
Yeah,
एक
that it does. Nahin, I was talking about this over. Like maybe if Rahane was bowling his googlies, maybe if I don't know why I'm calling Chahal Rahane. I don't know what's happening with me.
Indian ball
But yeah,
from I mean, this is the quicker one that he tries with more often than not.
Not the leg.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But what I was saying that maybe if Chahal was bowling his googlies, Samson could have taken a chance with.
Yeah, I think, but maybe because Ashwin only bowled two, this is just third. There is no point saving Ashwin's over for later, because बाद में जो भी आएगा वो और difficult होगा. I mean, it will be Ashwin will be the easier matchup for the others. So
True.
if at all someone, then maybe right now.
And I sort of agree with Gurkirat on the Googly's part, but I would also like to see some numbers on it. I don't really remember Chahal bowling a lot of Googlies.
Yeah.
And it might also be the case that they're probably saving Chahal as well for, the later batsmen. Because, that turned. Because given their options right now, outside Chahal, they've got what? Ashwin, Zampa, Kuldeep, bowled the previous over. They've got Sandeep Sharma and
Holder.
they've got Holder.
Yeah.
All of these options, all of these are both.
This shouldn't have been a wide. It turned after crossing his bat.
Is that given a wide?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Gone.
that's
Gone.
a ball. Oh, wow.
Ashwin showcasing his class. I mean,
Excellent ball, though. And I was just saying, Dube actually had a very good matchup against all of these options, barring Kuldeep Sen. Sandeep Sharma, I mean, again, no disrespect to him, is young pace. Like, at his pace, if he bowls anything that's even slightly full, Dube is going to go after him. And same is the case with Jason Holder. Mid 120s, 130s, this does not bother Dube.
Yeah. Actually, if they are somehow able to get Moeen Ali out, then Chahal becomes an easy option against the entire batting lineup.
True. Raidu, if in case Raidu comes in, then
Raidu,
Dhoni,
Jadeja, Dhoni, anyone.
yeah, exactly. That's the only sort of logical reason I could think of for why Chahal did not get this over. But Ashwin is good, man. He's taken Dube out. That's fantastic.
who do you think should come in next? Do you think it should be someone like Raidu?
Moeen is walking in.
Yeah, and Raidu, pata nahi, I don't even think they're probably going to use him as an impact player. Like, nahi to ab tak aa jata. Like, there's no point.
But they have to use someone.
They've got Sheikh Rashid is more of an anchor.
Yeah, I think they'll use Raidu. They don't want to send him right now, because then again,
Maybe.
too many leg spin overs. So
They want to
it'll be
maybe
easy.
kill the game as
But
early as
Raidu's good against leg spin. Raidu's someone who's done well against Rashid, so I'd back him to do well against someone like Chahal.
I think Chennai's fixation of promoting Dube so far this season has not worked out. This is the fourth game now, and I mean, he's not made any real impact. He ends up scoring some runs, but he starts off very slow. Alzari Joseph tied him up. Then today, Kuldeep Sen did it. Who else did they play?
Mumbai. I don't think he even batted, did he?
No,
Oh, yeah.
not needed. Oh, missing. That was not reviewed.
Wow. That actually looked very close
Yeah.
right, to the naked eye.
That was missing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was missing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And also talking about Raidu's, how Raidu plays leg spin, I don't think Raidu is like 2018, 2019, 2020 Raidu was something, and I don't think he is the same player anymore. In general, not just leg spin, his sort of like he is on the win in terms of his skills, in terms of his ability to clear boundaries. So yeah, I don't know how long will CSK persist with him.
I have a feeling that Chahal won't bowl out.
Yeah, quite possible.
Do they have a sixth bowling
Yeah,
option though?
there are 6 bowlers.
Oh
Kuldeep,
yeah,
Sandeep.
3 base, 3 spin. My
Yeah.
bad. Yeah. Correct.
I think Sandeep Sharma and might bowl one more. So that means Kuldeep will bowl 3, Sandeep will bowl 3, and Chahal might bowl one more.
If
So
Sandeep,
that goes your 8 overs.
if Sandeep does bowl another, that will be the over. CSK should look to
Yeah.
target, get like your 15-20 run over from.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at the broader spectrum, maybe Rajasthan wants Sandeep Sharma to at least be able to bowl 1 over at the time.
Okay,
Because it
Chahal's
means-
here.
Yeah,
Chahal's
it's gonna
here.
be-
I think this is the over. This is the over where Conway is, where one of the batters is going to go after him,
Hmm.
Let me
and
just
it could bring a wicket.
say yeah, wicket alert.
Dot ball. Yeah, so I think moving forward in Bolt is it's going to be a shootout between Kuldeep Sen and Sandeep Sharma.
But it shouldn't be, to be honest. Like Kuldeep Sen is a direct shown for me every day of the week. With the new ball, Trent Bolt can be partnered by Jason Holder if required, and the 5th over or something can be bowled by Kuldeep Sen. Because right now that death bowling without Kuldeep Sen is nothing. I know Jason Holder has done decently well, but last year he was carted around the park, and I expect nothing less, especially at places like Chennai and Wankhede. He will definitely go for runs.
Raidu's holding gloves, so maybe
Where I
he
would say
is the
Raidu.
impact.
Oh,
Sir.
yeah. Who knows? Maybe CSK might, go slightly left field and send Dhoni in.
Yeah, let's see.
Dhoni, the 42-year-old finisher.
And I'm very interested to see if Chahal floats up a googly over here, because these two batters are the.
Oh,
He's just pushing it wide right now. I'm guessing that's
Wide
the
and
plan.
flat.
Yeah, that's the plan. At best, the flipper. That's it. Like, I don't think they will risk floating anything right now, simply because I haven't seen Chahal also get the ball to turn as much as off spinners, which is very surprising. Ashwin, Jadeja, all of them got the ball to turn, but Jampa and Chahal haven't really. Usually,
Do
it's
you
the
think-
other leg spinners.
Do you think it's because both Ashwin and Chahal have played a lot of Test cricket in Chennai, and otherwise as well, that they've played a lot of Chepauk? Maybe that could have been a factor, because Chepauk hasn't hosted a lot of IPL games in the last 5-6 years. I mean, there was no IPL game in Chepauk. I think in 2016, 2017, 2018 there was only one game. So 2019 was the season where there were games in Chepauk, and then 2021 there were 4 or 5 games, and I don't think Chahal particularly bowled in. No, Chahal did bowl. Actually, Chahal was in Bangalore, and Bangalore played 3-4 games at Chepauk.
Great.
Oh,
But yeah, that's actually something to think about. Like, usually the common sort of thought, I mean, the general thought is that leg spinners usually get the ball to turn like at any surface, while off spinners need some purchase and all of that.
Oh, अरे भाई क्या कर रहा है?
Thank God.
ठीक है. It would have been a 2 anyway.
Funny,
Thank
अभी
God they
मुझे
had
लगा कोई
their
है नहीं
backup.
पीछे.
Yeah, correct.
And he's just given up.
Yep. So Jaikishan Sharma is saying Tala will never be criticized for backing Dubey, but will be praised for a random Rahane cameo.
So the thing with Dubey backing is there will come a game where he'll just score 25 or 60 balls randomly, and Chennai will go on to win that game.
See, till you're winning,
It could happen. It could happen at Chinnaswamy when Chennai play Bangalore, because of the bowling that Bangalore have, and the pitch.
And the dimensions.
Ball.
really quick, man. Like for his
Good over.
This is something new. Chahal
actually,
being
yeah,
flatter.
yeah, very true.
Defensive Chahal, which we seldom see.
And also, just going back to that Kishan Sharma comment, it's very easy to back players when you're winning. Last season, you even saw RCB back Anuj Rawat till they were winning.
Yeah.
Once it started affecting their results, that's when they had to make the change. And the same thing will happen with CSK. Assuming results don't go their way for an extended period, they will make the change. Like, yeah, Hemant MS going to struggle against Chahal. That's assuming he actually plays Chahal. Well, I don't think it happened in the first place. So, yeah, there's no point discussing that. Oh yeah, Raido seems to be warming. So, yeah.
Where do you think a big over is coming from? I mean,
Who can they target?
Sandeep
Ideally, that would have
Holder.
been. Sandeep might not even bowl. He's already
Holder,
bowled
either
two.
of them has to bowl, right?
But Holder would be difficult to hit.
Yeah.
They have to go big this over. They have to
Zampa is
target
well,
Zampa. Zampa has not had a
has
great
been-
night
yeah.
so far. Not for his own doing, so to speak.
To agree with you on that, Zampa could be another option. Moin also hasn't really.
But Zampa historically has not been very easy to hit.
Yeah,
only 22 runs have come in the last 4 overs for the loss of 2 wickets.
Yeah. While I was on a break, I heard people praising the Conway Rahane partnership. I was actually wondering that is that really that good a partnership? Because in my opinion, CSK had to make a head start in the power play.
Yeah.
Looking
They
at
had to, but I think the role that has been given to Conway, it's just that it's not coming off for him, is that he had to bat through, given he's one of their better batters against pace. He's actually their most complete batter, and with Rutu being dismissed, I think it just became the de facto responsibility of someone like Conway to bat through, which probably restricted him from taking risks. One is that, and I think otherwise as well, he struggled with the slowness of the pitch, which you would not really expect him to.
this is where they had to have a good power play, because I think I was here till the power play mark. I was speaking to Omnish, and I thought at that point that if CSK don't get a head start in the power play, this chase is going to be a struggle for them.
True.
Yeah.
True. 5-1 after 6 was it? Oh, yeah. Okay, after this they'll have 6 overs to go. Kuldeep's got a couple. Chahal's got one. Ashwin's got one. If I'm
Chahal's
not
got 2.
No, Chahal bowled his 3rd over, right
No,
now.
Chahal's got 2.
Chahal's got
Oh,
2.
my bad.
Chahal's
my
got 2. Chahal's got 2. Zampa's got 1 after this. Ashwin's got
Ashwin
1 after this. So 4 overs of spin to come, and then there is I think Holder has 2, and so does Kuldeep Sen.
So, actually, so they don't have to really even bowl Holder or Sandeep. Oh, that's a wicket.
Oh,
Take it. It was
finally some luck for Zampa.
It was one of those, the ball held on to the fielder. Oh man, wow.
Yeah, but Chepauk is not a small ground.
Yeah,
You have realized even the last game and this, it's not.
It's never been a small ground. Chepauk, Mohali, these grounds, Chepauk, Mohali, Hyderabad. These grounds have never been small, and they allow the spinners to come into the fray.
Yeah, that is what I was alluding to, and that is, it being a bigger ground is one of the reasons why spinners tend to have such good numbers there. Not just the wicket, not just the pitch.
True, and actually, this is something I hadn't really sort of noticed a lot before, how big the ground is and how easy it is actually to milk.
Yeah, because I think this would have been a 6 in Chennai.
Easy. This was definitely. So Raidu's walked in. Again, I'm pretty sure the message must have been very clear to him. Just keep going at them.
So if Chahal, Zampa, and Ashwin bowl out, Rajasthan would end up bowling more spin overs than Chennai at Chepauk.
Outspinning Chennai. Wow. Chennai bowled 12, right? All of them.
No, they bowled 10. Mohin bowled 2,
yeah.
Jadeja 4, and Tikshana 4.
Okay. You think Chennai could have probably gotten in an extra spinner tonight?
They could have. They had Prashant Solanki waiting.
They have Prashant Solanki too. Who were the Indian pacers though? Like Tushar Deshpande and Akash.
And the thing is, if Magala was not injured, Mohin would have bowled 1 over fewer.
Yeah. Oh, how did that miss?
So that's unlike CSK. I mean, allowing the opposition to outbowl spin to them.
No, but then if you just look at the quality of spin bowling options, right?
Hmm.
That is
Yeah.
also something. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a travesty that who I feel is probably the second best spinner right now in T20 cricket is not getting a game because you already have Ashwin and Chahal in the 11, and you need all the overseas players for different roles which you don't have currently. I mean, you can't do without Bolt, especially
yeah.
in the absence of Prasidh Krishna, and I think now even Navdeep Saini is injured, so you can't really do without Bolt. You can't really do without Holder because he's the one player who glues the batting with the bowling. And you could maybe argue that his batting is not really going to have that much of an impact with Ashwin also being there, but it still mentally gives you freedom to bat a little more freely than what you would do when in the absence of Holder.
Out. That's
Oh,
got to be. Oh,
taken,
taken, man.
taken. So right,
Very,
Good
really
catch.
good to put, man. 92. Wow. Like for he's usually late
Yeah.
70s, early 80s kind of bowler. Wow. Wow. Good for him. It's going to be really hard now for
So
Chennai.
Jadeja walks in. I think next over has to be Ashwin.
True. Yeah, two lefties makes sense. Ashwin. Oh yeah, that would bowl Ashwin now. Chahal bowls out now, and maybe.
Chahal has one more.
I keep forgetting that. My bad. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. But
Yeah.
just going back to that Holder point Gurkirat was making, I really feel it's just the mental side of it that's sort of making them play him, because I don't really think he offers a lot of value either with the bat or with the ball. Holder. Because it's only mentally Holder as a number
Not
seven
true, not
is
true. Yeah, I mean they need someone experienced at the depth. So this is a conversation that they had. I mean they put the clip out,
the
the
option.
option strategy. So Sanju Samson was on the phone, and everyone was discussing that they have Jason Holder in the auction. They're planning to target them, and Samson actually asks how good is Holder at the depth, and the analyst speaks out the numbers. That again, his economy has been
No,
9 points.
so here's uh, what I feel with Holder, especially bowling. I think Holder definitely has value on a few pitches, especially bowling in the power play. I think when it comes to Holder bowling at the death, what happens is that he's too inconsistent because he doesn't really have those Yorkers, and he doesn't have the pace to rush the batters. So it's just his variations that can help him out. And some days when you're not feeling very confident, you really can't try out those variations. And some Indian grounds are also small for him to try out those variations, such as the slower balls. And those same slower balls work in the CPL because of the pitches that are there. So his numbers at death, I think, have to be taken with a little with a pinch of salt, purely because of these factors. But what I do feel is that his presence at number 7, number 8 really allows really allows the top 6 or the top 7 to bat with a little more freedom. You need that, especially when you are batting first. Otherwise, you're 2 or 3 wickets down in the first 10 overs. Probably till the 14th over, what you are only thinking is just consolidation. Like, I don't want to lose more wickets. So from that
Yeah.
point of view, Holder is very important.
And I think his variations would be crucial for them at their home venue. Jaipur is also one of those big grounds. So slower balls, etc., will come into picture at that
True.
venue.
And also, I agree with the fact that Holder adds most value with the new ball. He can actually move the ball around, and especially with his bounce, with his height and everything. So he can add a lot of value there. But given how RR play, they've got Sandeep, they've got Bolt. So more often than not, it'll be these two opening with the new ball. And also in terms of his death bowling, for LSG he was thrashed left, right, and center. And previously for SRH he wasn't really their death overs bowler.
But I think last season we should not.
He was
Last season all the guys played in Mumbai, which is.
But even like he was much worse than the average bowler at the death. And also about the auction thing that you
fielded, yeah.
I'll say one thing. I think to sum up what Akshay is saying, he's not as good as a death bowler as what he was probably in 2021 or 2024 Hyderabad, because again, pitches played a part in it. and
Correct.
he's not as bad as what he was in 2022 because again pitches played a part in it. Last season, if we look at it, so many good finger spinners really went for a lot of runs because of the pitches. So, like on a ground like Chepauk, I do feel that he brings value at the death with his slower ones and the angles. And the other thing is he can really extract more bounce than the average pacer that you have, whether it's an overseas bowler or a or a or an Indian bowler. I just think because they don't have any other player who can fit in that number seven, number eight, who offers a little bit. Maybe if they had David Wiese, probably they could have chosen to
Yeah.
maybe leave out Holder. But because they don't have anyone who provides balance, uh, I don't think they can leave out Holder. Holder and Ashwin are two players that they can't leave out no matter how bad they do, because there is no balance in the absence of these two players.
And that was actually my point about Holder. It's not like they did not have better options. They had better options and they chose Holder over the others. And also, I agree with the auction strategy of, like, again, even RCB for that matter, these videos. I don't know,
that-
because I mean, these guys have placed a 13 crore bet for Harry.
So exactly. So their
So,
auction
yeah.
video, it's so funny.
Exactly.
Oh,
What to be a big
Gone. Should be gone. Should be gone.
take it, boy.
yeah. So Conway is now coming to an end. Now Dhoni will walk out. Biggest score that we won't hear. So yeah, I mean, so auction strategy में what they were discussing was
It is Dhoni.
we'll go for Harry Brook. वो नहीं मिला तो we'll go for Jason Root.
Yeah.
ये कैसा comparison है भाई?
No, so that I think barring that move to go after Harry Brook, which was completely brainless, I thought Rajasthan had a good auction, and they Holder was also one of the few all rounders who came early in the auction, so they knew that they had to seal him, and I thought they were brilliant to then get those three overseas players in Root, Zampa, and Donovan Ferreira later on, because they realized that there is some value. And I think Donovan Ferreira's stocks will only go up from here, even if he doesn't get a game in this season. What will happen is that the next SA20 will also be before the IPL, right? So by then, I think franchises will also know which player to keep and which player to release. So
I agree with RR had a great auction, and Root, Zampa were excellent backups, no doubt. In fact, we've already spoken about this before also. SRH sort of really messed it up by not going for Zampa. And about Donovan Ferreira, I still have my reservations. I don't think he is like the big hitter that teams are making it out to be. Because even at the SA20, he, like, the one innings off note that he played was also, he was very lucky. He had like 4 missed chances, a lot of edged boundaries, and after that he went on to cash in. Great for him, but yeah, so I still have my reservations on that. Anyways, coming back to the game, 62 of 29, Ashwin's bowling his last over. Finally, Chahal's got only one more over. This time I'm getting it right. Zampa's also got another. You think all three will bowl out?
Should. I think, I mean, that's the best, the easiest strategy
Against Dhoni. So, yeah, just
Dhoni, Jadeja,
yeah.
both, just bowl your spinners out. Simple.
Wow. So next 3 overs of spin, let's assume they get like 20, 25 runs. That still means like 37 of the last two.
Yeah.
That will be very...
And then, 35 of the last 2 is easy for Dhoni.
Let's see how it goes. He's still like... I don't know how to put it. Like, he looks like this beast. This, and suddenly spinner aati matlab ekdam, it's wow, something. So what do you make of Conway's innings? How much did he make? Like 45 or
No,
40?
he hit an half century.
Oh,
I know in CDC we do not really celebrate milestones. We want no one to celebrate milestones, but yeah, he did reach 50.
Okay.
no, I think Conway, it wasn't a good innings. He needed to bat through to see the chase once Rutu was dismissed. But I wouldn't say that his low strike rate was due to lack of intent. He was just struggling. He just couldn't time the ball due to the slowness of the pitch, and maybe he was trying too hard. So maybe it was that reason. But can't blame him for the effort. But it was not a good innings, to be honest.
And just
And
going to...
talk about the due, I mean, difficult to say, but I think even with or without due, the quality of the spin bowling
clearly the
troika of our Rajasthan is top notch.
Yep.
And truth be told, I mean, we all knew that CSK's batting lacks firepower and it's sort of being exposed.
And I thought CSK had a batting lineup that could handle spin, but of course the quality has been top notch, so that also played a very big role. But yeah, Gaikwad getting out early on, that was a huge blow for them. He was sort of supposed to be the primary spin hitter, so to say, especially in the mid overs. Yeah, at this rate, I think they're just playing for, NRR. Like, I
Not
don't-
really. Maybe they're just playing ki bhai aakhri 2 over aayenge.
So after this over, there is
Chahal and Zampa. One each of Chahal and Zampa. And yeah,
Maybe
Yeah, so
maybe
the way-
right now would be a good point to actually just finish that ball holder for 1 over.
no.
No. I would go Kuldeep Sen,
Yeah.
Kuldeep Sen, Zampa, Kuldeep Sen, holder. I would go for holder if Kuldeep Sen's first over doesn't really end up well.
I would actually do it the other way around. I would first bowl a spinner, and so Zampa and Chahal both have got an over.
that's
Actually, yeah,
what-
you're correct.
I
you're
would,
correct.
That's one strategy where they can just bowl the 2 spinners out and see if they can eke out a wicket.
Yep.
Knowing Dhoni, he won't give his wicket away to spin. He'll wait
So-
कि भाई कभी तो pacers आएंगे.
So what Akshay is suggesting that Zampa, Chahal, Kuldeep Sen and holder, or do you want to go holder 19th and Kuldeep Sen 20th?
Now, I would first want the spinners to do their thing. If these batters survive, good for them. Then let us see what happens. I don't want to give them that, that I don't want to keep the door ajar and let them come in. Because let's say Kuldeep comes in for the 16th, for the 17th or the 18th over and ends up having 15 ends up giving 15 or 20 runs. That would really help them kick on. So I don't
But
want
who
to
would
take
you
the-
bowl first? Would you bowl Zampa first or would you bowl Chahal first?
Chahal, maybe he's already taken a wicket. He's bowling those flattish leg breaks. Not even leg breaks. He's just bowling them flat and
Right.
wide. Yeah. So I would
Flat
just,
flippers.
yeah, exactly. So I would just bowl Chahal first, then Zampa, Kuldeep and Holder. I'm not too particular about the order. By then, I'm assuming at least one of them, if not both, would have gotten out. So yeah, and then I'll see. Even if both of them survive, the next overs of spin, I don't see them scoring more than 20 runs. They need 59 of 4, so that's 39 of 2. That's not easy. The conditions might not be, the conditions might suit batters and all of that, but 39 of 2 is not something that can be done day in and day out, unless you have someone like a Corey Anderson bowling from the other end. So
Maybe one of the last 2 overs can be bowled by Yashasvi Jaiswal.
just for Dhoni to have his finishing abilities shown. True. Anyways,
Is it time for the impact sub?
Yep. Talking about finishing.
Impact sub
Yep. Avnish is here
in the
to
CDC panel.
finish the game.
Is there a chance that Sandeep Sharma comes on to bowl?
No, I personally wouldn't want that to happen. He has a decent Yorker, but no, I wouldn't want Sandeep Sharma to come in. Kuldeep Sen has proven death bowling ability, so yeah, I would stick to him. Just stick to him and yeah, go ahead. Anyways, yeah, let's
Let's see what happens.
Yep.
We have all the permutations, combinations discussed. Let's see what Samson feels.
Right, so MS Dhoni out there in the middle. I'm back in the hot seat with Som to call the action for the 4 overs. It's Chahal to Dhoni. Something's got to give here because the required run rate is just under 15. Som, what is your prediction?
I think RR will win for
Okay.
sure. 2 overs of spin, a little too much
A little too much.
for CSK. I'm just interested to see the distribution because definitely Zampa will bowl 1 more.
Mm,
But if he bowls the next one, and if CSK are left with around 40, 42 in the last 2, let's see.
Let's see. Remember, Dhoni scored 23 in the last over off a spinner. Akshay Patel goes back.
Ho gaya
In mind.
let's
Time to time. And
7
let's see if we
years
can
ago.
roll back the clock. Chahal to Jadeja. And Jadeja doesn't like
Oh,
playing spin particularly. So
That's just
Rajesh Human predicting the future, saying Zampa, Chahal, and then Kuldeep Sen to finish off.
and he's like last over won't be needed.
I think he's saying right after this over.
Hey, ho nahi sakta na. This is Chahal's last over.
Oh, okay. So what did he say? Oh, yeah, this is Chahal's last over. So they'll have to go with holder instead of Chahal. So 1 more over of spin after this. Look, I really want Chennai to win from here. Because Dhoni's there, bro. I mean, think about it from our perspective as a content channel, we'll also get more views. Dhoni. Everyone will be like, yeah, chalo, click, MSD. I mean, it's just when the lion decides to roar. Right now, it seems like a cat on a Sunday afternoon pawing itself in the garden.
The cat has calculated. The lion has calculated that they have 2 overs of spin. वो मैं ऐसे खेल दूंगा.
Yeah.
And we'll fancy ourselves to chase 40 in the last 2.
It's crazy. I've seen some crazy Chepauk chases, namely when Sam Billings, I think, took down KKR the last time they were playing the IPL in Chennai. But look, right now, 21 balls left, 56. Something's got to give here.
Oh!
Maybe buys can help
Nice.
sessions. Just a single. So 55-20. Chahal's also a crafty customer, by the way. Very crafty. So let's see if MX picks the bones out of Chahal or will he take it down to the last? We know that Dhoni loves taking it down to the last over. All those bowlers come to mind. Kulasekara, Shaminda Iranga, if you guys remember the 2013 Selcon Cup. What do you mean 2013 Selcon Cup? He just took him to the cleaners. Akshay Kumar Swami. He's probably not born in 2013. All the youngsters. But yeah, subscribe, by the way, if you guys are watching
not
this.
even a single dot ball.
Not even a
This
single.
is frustrating.
Okay, this is frustrating.
Because, I mean, if at this rate, they're going to get 50 of the last 2, which, I mean,
Dhoni will, they're saying. See, he's brought out the ton. The ton normally gives you an impression that it's just still a nudge and nurdling bat. Once he gets out the bass vampire is when he means business. So anyway, Chahal has been brilliant today. So fantastic from Chahal and fantastic from Ashwin. 2 for 24 for Ashwin, 2 for 27 from
played
Chahal.
towards deep cover.
How much is Zampa? What's Zampa's figures?
28.
3 overs for 28.
And 1 wicket. Okay, so not bad, dude. The spinners, basically Ashwin 2 for 24, Chahal 2 for 27. It's a given in the surface, but they've delivered. Now the next 3 overs.
Zampa to bowl the next one.
The bad legs, sometimes we make good content, but I just wish in the years to come, we can get into the mindset of MS Dhoni, Kya soch raha hai bhai? What is he thinking? 11th ball, 12th ball, 13th ball.
He should donate his brain.
He should insure his brain. Like how Ronaldo and Messi have insured their right foot and left foot respectively, Dhoni should insure his brain. Anyway, 3 overs left. The required run rate is a massive, wait for it, a massive 18. I was trying to do the math quickly, but that was 18.
Oh, and we have some numbers to show you.
We have some
Let's
numbers.
go.
Let's
Before
go.
the action kicks in.
Oh, captain, my captain. We're not reading out any ode from Shakespeare, but it is that Dhoni graphic.
I think we should get this out, get rid of this.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it. It's
Because
200.
he's-
And he gets a boundary.
He's playing his 200.
He gets a boundary straight away. Does he mean business? Come on, even you love it.
Yeah, of course. Let's see what the plan is.
Because, sometimes it's wrong because Somesh gets the impression that he's a Dhoni fan. That's not true. I mean, he's a Dhoni hater. That's not true. He actually likes Dhoni, right?
I'm no one's fan and no one's hater. भाई मेरे पास बहुत इतना time नहीं है.
No, but like this public perception that we give people to watch
मेरे ऊपर किसी कोई public perception नहीं है भाई.
I'm sure there'll be a few people thinking, oh! When we were reacting like that because it was a long hop which Dhoni had to plant away.
Flipper.
Right.
Attempted flipper.
So he's got 5 of the first 2, 49 still required of 16. Now Jadeja has to go. Who else does CSK have after this? No one. Literally no one.
Magara probably is
Substituted.
So Tiksena
They don't have
can't
Santana,
bat.
they don't
Tushar
have
Pandey can't
Pretorius.
bat. Who else? Akash Singh. We'll have to ask Hardik if he can bat.
Also, guys, Anirudh Suresh, I know you're doing the stats. Can you tell me Dhoni's stats as a number 8 batter, please, in IPL? Oh, Jadeja pulls. Is it in the gap? No, it isn't. Just a single. Hetty's out there. I mean, this is quite crazy.
Who should bowl the next over? Kuldeep or Holder? Or Sandeep Sharma?
Bro, I'd go for Kuldeep last over. I think let's just keep him back because he has the ability to bowl better Yorkers than, say, Sandeep Sharma or Holder. At least I'll back him to do so. Anyway, 15 balls, 48 required. Surely a big shot coming here. Dhoni gets 6. Oh, we're seeing something special, baby. We're going to. I'm telling you, we're going to. It's Wednesday. It's Chepauk. It has everything written in the stars.
Sahi bhai,
Bro,
sahi shot.
bro, this is nuts.
Finally
Yes.
takes down spin.
He has the ability. He has the ability. And this is just an absolute slog into the Gaushala, the cow corner, as we like to call it. And look, 39 now, 14. How much would they be happy chasing off the Pacers? I'm guessing anything under 35
Mm.
for sure. These next three balls will be a real gamble. Dhoni knew it. Dhoni knew it. India love Dhoni, bro. I mean, as much as he can say whatever, the fact that, yeah, he's just like, come on, get in there. Right, so 42 of 14. They still require 3 runs a ball, literally. Can MS get them over the line? Do not want to jinx it. Come on, MS.
Oh, flatter one. Good one.
Okay, now Jadeja, this is your free hit, mate. Please consider it.
Not really. CSK need Jadeja to take on pace.
But if you're
later
Jadeja
on.
now, are you going to go for it?
Depends on the ball.
Okay, fine, fair enough. Because if it was again this kind of ball which Zappa bowled to Dhoni, I think Jadeja's better played just to get 2 potentially is also a good option. But Dhoni just swatting that into the leg side, man.
ये कुछ नई एनालिसिस है मैक्सिमम हाइट कितना था
35.
क्या फायदा इसका
It doesn't make sense. Honestly, doesn't make sense. Right, so Jadeja to face the last ball of Zampa's spell. And
Oh.
he will probably come for 2. No, I think he's happy.
I think they'll take 2. Oh
they'll
no,
stick
they're
with
not.
1.
14 euro the last 2. That's a big number.
I want to see Crit Lyrics. Now, Crit Lyrics, our good old friend in the cricket.com app, which is
12% chance to CSK.
what is your
At
prediction?
max. Max 12. It cannot be more than
I love opening the cricket.com app just to check our Crit Lyrics at times. Oh my god! Oh my god! It's a 1% CSK chance to win the game from here. 99%. They're not like factoring a super over. So Crit Lyrics, maybe. So yeah, going by the Hindi broadcasting schedule, we should do the Gujarat Rajasthan
should.
Watchalong.
We should do the both. We should do both.
Oh,
Both.
they're saying even the Sunday night?
Yeah.
No,
Saturday they are very clear.
Saturday
It's
clear.
DCRCB.
Oh, for sure. But I don't know. I'm just getting a feeling there's something chaotic going to happen in that Mumbai KKR game. And I'm not saying that because United play in the night. I would like to watch the GTRR game as well. But yeah, a lot of football fans here saying, yeah, we should just do the Sunday afternoon game. See you guys Sunday evening types. But yeah, 2 overs, 40 to win. Can Chennai pull off an absolute miracle? Let us know in the comments. And of course, give us a like if you guys want to see MS Dhoni get his team across the line today. Who wouldn't?
So Amazoni's strike rate in the last 2 overs is 215, which won't be enough to win this game.
Oh my God. He basically needs to do a Nicholas Puran. Basically. Nicholas Puran was striking around 330 million against Bangalore the other night. In fact, whenever I see 40 of 12 now, I just think of Nicholas Puran. And right now it's 40 of 12. Right? Because of just what RCB and their bowlers give me as memories and PTSD. Now there is a confirmation, as Ravi Shastri would say, the watch-along has been decided, just what the doctor ordered for, the repeat of the IPL final. But unfortunately, we're going to side with 39% of you guys. It's in your face.
Hey, not really.
No, just
we'll
joking.
figure later.
We'll do it. We'll do both. Anyway, 136 for 6. Holder
Oh,
into the attack right now.
and this is the matchup
This
now. Holder
is the
to
matchup.
Dhoni.
I think Dhoni is going to get 18 of this over.
And the crowd is like, क्या हो रहा है यार? कौन बनाएगा यार? क्या चल रहा है ये?
I think it'll be 21 of 6.
तुमने तो बोला था fortress है ये.
Yeah, it is a fortress. This is just false hope to RR and their fans.
Awesome. Let's see.
Apparently, the last time Rajasthan Royals got a win on this ground, their leg spinner
Shane won.
took 2 wickets and had identical figures like Adam Zampa did tonight. Even though Zampa just got 1 wicket. One got Parthiv and Raina that night. Some weird stats being dished up by Anirudh when I was just having my dinner. So I was just like, what? Okay, right. So Holder, does he hold the cards? Or does Dhoni plant him into the stands right now? He goes down the
good
ground
ball.
for a
Good
single.
ball, good ball.
Good ball, that. I mean, it's out of CSK's reach. This surely. I mean, if they pull it off from here,
They need a boundary every ball.
surely. Can you tell us quickly, Anirudh Suresh, if you're watching, what is the most runs scored in the last 10 balls of an IPL match? Was it that Rinku? No. I mean, imagine if Dhoni does a Rinku. He's done a Rinku before, Akshar in Vizag, all those years ago playing for RPSG, but boy, wouldn't Chennai do it. I'm not jinxing it, Mansi. I'm not
Oh, that's
jinxing it.
four, that's
Look, I
four.
told you. I'm with you. I'm literally with you in terms of backing CSK tonight. 34 of 9. But look, you guys need a miracle right now. Up 8-6
I
chahiye
think
last ball.
this
mein.
was before the last over.
Okay. Oh, Gary V's comment?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
And Gary, good to see you. Where have you been during the IPL? Because you were there with us at the WPL, I think the India ODI series against Australia. You were there. So good to see you in the comments
so
as
10
well.
balls, 10 boundaries needed. Now 9 balls, 9 boundaries needed.
Yeah. So they've got 1 at least. 9 more to go.
9 boundaries or 6 sixes.
Oh my good grief. Imagine. And we have Ravi Shastri on comms. Imagine if it actually goes down to 6 of 1. Dhoni finishes it off in style.
Dew settling in.
And then instead of 28 years after India, so 15 years after the IPL started, this man still can't do any wrong. I mean, it'll be crazy. And Dhoni actually is giving me vibes because of his yesteryear hairstyle also, like the slightly longer-ish one. Anyway, 34 of 9, holder to Jadeja, that's a wide ball.
5 wides mat de dena abhi.
That is a wide ball. I would just love it if Sanju Samson cheekily reviews this. Saying, no, it came off Jadeja's pad. Check it. But yeah, there's going to be some drama. 33 of 9. CSK, where do you think they've lost the game? I mean, so far. I mean, I don't want to jinx it before and count the chickens before they hatch. But where would you pinpoint, looking back at their innings? Was it losing Gaikwad early?
I mean, wo sab to hai, but I think we'll talk about this ball because every
Oh,
event, it's a
6. Jadeja. Get out of here. It could be Jadeja vu. If you know, you know. Now it comes down to 27, beg your pardon, of 8.
Oh my god. Arre, yaar.
Why do we even work at places like cricket.com? Because we might write all the stats, we might have all the analysis, but it just goes out of the window. Because what is this? Surely not a Chennai win from here. But I would love it. I would love it if they get past this line. Jadeja also knows it. I know his name's Jaddu, but come on, Holder, you can't be feeding him laddus on leg side, dude. No laddus for Jaddu. Come on. So 2 balls left of Holders over. Chennai fans are kind of breathing easier than they were 3-4 balls ago, but still lots to really look forward to.
Still
in this
a
game.
mountain to climb.
Man, this is what I love. Sunday night, game on. Monday night, game on. Tuesday night, game on. Wednesday night, game on. Thursday night, I'm off. So look, essentially it's been a working week, but a week to savor. Oh, good ball from Jason Holder, and they won't scamper through. So that is essentially gold dust for Rajasthan Royals. And Dhoni's like, chill, bhai. I'm going to be facing the last over. Kuldeep Sen kaun hai? Kuldeep Sen, the pressure on the lad.
Pressure on Kuldeep Sen.
Man, I'm just already thinking the first ball he bowls, Beamer, goes past Sanju Samson. It comes out 19 of 6. And then Dhoni just channelizes his inner 2013 peak Dhoni. Right, so their prayers going off in the aisles. Let's see if Jadeja can end this over when he does. 6! Jesus Christ Almighty, just that too. 21 of 6. Are we seeing the game award?
They scored 19. They needed 20 runs in each over. They've got 19.
Man,
This
whistle Podu or Halla Bowl. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be Halla Bowl because I think it's going to be Kuldeep Sen's going to be bowling. If you guys know, you know. Because Halla's not a player, guys. How can Halla bowl? Where is a joke? What? They took the piss out of Asmi's play bold. Saying play bold.
Play bold.
Literally. Okay, right. So has that over of Holder really twisted the game once again? I'd love to see our good old friend Cricketlytics if it's changed its perspective. No, it hasn't. It's actually given Chennai still 1%, tie 1%, and 98% Rajasthan Royals. Oh, don't say it. The most runs CSK have scored in the last 2 overs in IPL history against,
45.
of course, Royal Challengers Bangalore, against a certain Virat Kohli, and thanks to Albie Mokkel in Chepauk. That was a game to forget, personally, for me. I think I was in college getting drunk of very cheap alcohol back in the time. Oh my God, he's under the pump. He's under the pump. That could be a no ball and a free hit.
It can't be a no ball.
Why? It's landed onto the pitch.
No, it landed on the pitch.
Oh, it landed on the pitch. Okay,
But
fine.
kya tha, bhai?
He's under the
That's
pump.
Sandeep Sharma, not
Why?
Kuldeep Sen.
Have they made a blunder?
Oh my
Have
God.
they made a blunder? Why Sandeep are the chants going on? Why Sandeep? I think why Sandeep will not just be the chance at the start of this over, but why at the end of this over as well. Why Sandeep? Why?
But the first ball that he's bowled, I mean,
It's laughable. Good to see Jadeja finally doing what we think he's slowly losing. Pranavaran, I'll
Oh
tell you
my
what,
God.
lock in live right now.
Oh
Tell people to
my
watch.
God.
There's some shit going to go on right now at Chepauk. And I mean, it's crazy. Dhoni scored the most amount of runs. We know that in the 20th over. He has Sandeep Sharma to face. He's already got a wide out of Sandeep Sharma by scaring the shit out of him. Now Sandeep Sharma has to put his hand inside the line and get a wicket. Another wide. He's under the pump, Sandeep Sharma. He's under the pump. MS Dhoni has just basically said, listen, if you want to come to Ambu Den and literally take points from me, you have to put your hand in the lion's mouth. Literally. Love Sandeep Sharma and MS Dhoni both. My loyalty. Are you serious? Are you serious? Who is this guy, bastard?
No, it's true.
Or he's just being funny for no rhyme or reason in Mumbai. Enjoy the food, by the way, Bastard. Avnish Ravi saying his old monk days. Yeah, not old monk, funnily enough. Blue ribbon gin days. If you guys know, you know. Shit gin, but did the trick back in the day. Anyway, 19 of 6.
Oh, good ball.
Oh, great ball. He makes up with those two voids. He makes up with those two voids.
Good ball.
Who writes these IPL scripts? Thrillers after thrillers. I think like how Vince McMahon hires writers for WWE sitting out of LA, I think the BCCI hire writers sitting out of Mumbai. Surely. The first 13 games, people didn't even watch the IPL. And now match 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, everyone's just like gripped. Does a PSL give you this? No, it doesn't. Does a CPL give you this? No, it doesn't. Does a 100 give you this? No, it doesn't. Does Dhoni give you this? Yes, it does. He does. Anyway, 5 balls left, 19 of it. Come on, MS. Smoke him for 6. Oh, he smoked him for 6. Is that a flat 6? Oh, is that the flattest 6 ever? Oh, that's 6. Oh, my good grief. Hold on to your horses. And Soam knows it. When Soam reacts like that, you know that there's a game. Oh, my God. Please, for the love of God. Chennai Super Kings.
Come on.
Oh, my God.
They had no business.
And look at Ashwin in the
coming
background.
this close in this game.
I mean, that's quite crazy. Have you guys ever seen a flatter T26 ever been hit? I mean, that's just literally just ambled across the road. Boss came on saying, Greg, subscribe and like, please, for the love of God, for the love of MS Dhoni, please like this. It will pump up our algorithm. We'll put out all the best bits as well later. Remember, they're showing him finishing the game off against Mumbai last year against not cut. Now he has to do it against Sandeep Sharma. He has 13 of 4. Oh my God. This has Dhoni advertising written all over it if there ever was. Now, it's an interesting question to ask you right now. Sandeep Sharma, his second over, Sanju Samson came up to the stumps. Do you think that's a ploy just to put Dhoni and make him think about it a little bit? Or do you think it's too risky?
Too risky. The
way
they
he
might have
started
4
his
wides,
over.
5.
Yeah.
ऐसा डालेगा तो 5 wides हो जाएगा भाई. Yeah, Sriram Raghavan writes the script. Yeah,
Oh God.
maybe he does.
Oh, he's going to get for 6! Oh, he's going to get for 6! He's going to get for 6! You're joking where he's mid-wicket. Have they just taken mid-wicket out? MS Dhoni, you've got to be joking. Chennai loving it. Still 7 of 3, by the way. But he's brought it down from 90 to 5 to 7 of 3. Ashwin is going to do going online tomorrow and play CSK Chase in his YouTube channel. I mean, right now, it's all about MS Dhoni. How the hell has he managed to convert those two? I mean, lowish full tosses for 6 and just about as well. He still has it. So, I mean, 42. Are you sure? Are you sure he's not 24? Can we check his passport again? This is a joke. MS Dhoni, it's not juju. It's a performance. It's performance saying Knicks. The Mahi way.
Come on.
Oh my God, come on. I mean, okay, any more drama? What's your prediction? Last 3 balls. Sure, I don't think there's another 6. If Dhoni does a Rinku, which is another 2 6s to win the game, bro, then he'll definitely play for 5 more years.
Right now, even right now, you can easily play for 3 more years.
I mean, it's quite crazy. I'll tell you what, in the grander scheme of things, I know Rishabh Pant's not there for a while. Dinesh Karthik's retired. Maybe MS Dhoni can come back from his retirement. He's hit already 4 6s, the most by any wicketkeeper so far in IPL 2023. The more stats I go, the more I get mad. Right. Let's see what CSK.
At least he was right about the dew.
He's right about the due.
Yeah.
Due as in like DUE, like I'm due for sure. Oh my god, 17% chance. Still, are you joking, Critlytics? And check out our fancy new interface, by the way. Just on that tip. 7 of 3 then. Chepok on their feet. Oh my god, are we going to go see something which is nuts? He goes again. This time, just a single. And it comes down to Jadeja. Oh my god, 6 of 2. Now, if Jadeja doesn't do anything, he might just be absolutely smashed by the CSK fans. But so far, Dhoni, what is Dhoni doing?
I'm clueless.
What's it? How many balls is he facing this year's IPL? 16 here.
16, 3,
3,
7.
and then 7. And then what does he score? So he's
26.
14 plus 12, yeah, 12, 26 plus 31.
Wow, MS Dhoni. In fact, he's outnumbered the runs KL Rahul has scored and the strike rate. Mazak chal raha hai bhai. KL, if you're watching, please take some notes, pen it down. Strike rates are, of course, not overrated. It's a joke, by the way. 6 of 2. What is MS telling Jadeja? What is he telling
Finish
Jadeja?
it off.
He's probably telling Jadeja and be like, भाई ये तेरा चांस है CSK fans वापस आपके bat bowling पढ़ने में. Last year captaincy नहीं था आपका. You need a 6. छक्का खा के दिखा. I shouldn't say that actually. It sounds really wrong. Anyway, Sandeep Sharma to Jadeja.
Oh, good ball. Good
Oh
ball.
my god, and he gives it the strike. Oh my god, he gives the main man the strike. If this was ever meant to be, is this a 6? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments. Everyone wants to be a 6. I think even Sankalkar, I wouldn't mind it if it's a 6 right now.
I think it'll be a 4.
I mean, imagine if it is. This is literally Nihadas vibes. This is 5 of 1.
Nidahas.
Nihadas. Nidahas. Yeah, you're right. Nidahas vibes. 5 of 1. Can Dhoni do it?
क्या चल रहा है भाई? क्या चल रहा है? क्या मजाक है यार ये? What's going on?
Oh my god. Get in, lads. Let's make the reaction all the more entertaining right now. And try to get
We have
in.
the entire office in the studio at the
Entire
moment.
office in the studio
Everyone
right
wants
now.
to watch this last ball.
Everyone
with
wants
us.
to watch it. Dhoni's a chance. MS Dhoni, surely give us another game, mate. I mean, the pressure on a 42-year-old to deliver has never been bigger in IPL history. But come on, this is a joke. Sandeep Sharma, spare a thought for him right now. And Chennai, I mean, this will just be a dream.
I think in this IPL we have had everything except a super over so far.
Yeah.
And I think last entire IPL did not see a super over, so
For sure.
it won't be a bad time.
I'll tell you what, if Dhoni hits a 6, I don't think there'll be a single ticket in IPL history which will be more value for money than tonight. Right, so Sandeep Sharma to Dhoni. Is it a 6? Oh, it's a great ball.
What
And
a
he closes it
ball,
out.
What a ball.
What a delivery. It's a climax, an anti-climax. And well done, Sandeep Sharma.
Take a bow. I mean, from a position of being unsold in the auction to explicitly mentioning the hurt that he felt to trialing out for other teams to bowling this over out when almost everyone thought that this is a mistake.
Yeah.
Rajasthan should have gone for Kuldeep Sen instead. After bowling the most shocking ball of the game, after bowling yet another wide, being hit for 2 sixes, Sandeep Sharma just lands 3 perfect Yorkers. Amazing effort.
It's crazy. Yeah, we have some stats coming through.
Sandeep Sharma has bowled the last over in the second innings 10 times. He's won it for his team 8 times.
Wow, he's bowled us
Amazing.
last over
And
10 times. He won it 8 out of 10.
this man was unsold in the auction.
Unsold.
All the analysts of 10 teams should just resign.
Yeah, resign, honestly. And look, to be fair, Sandeep Sharma, even though he started off this over really badly with 2 wides, then 2 sixes, he really held his nerve. And to get his team over the line with the ball in hand was brilliant. It wasn't to be for Chennai fans. I really hoped it was to be. But look, it reads at the end of the day, RR winning and winning by what? 5 runs at the end? If we can just
3
give up
runs.
3 runs, beg your
3
pardon.
runs.
So RR getting the points. And what an eventful over. Chennai fans, India fans would have been hoping Dhoni got that. But what a delivery. I mean, if there was any ball not for MS Dhoni to feast on, it was that Yorker from around the wicket, and he did that. But again, a great game, so a great game. We can't complain.
I mean, I'm just looking back at where CSK lost this.
I think those cluster of wickets.
I think tactically Rajasthan played it really well.
Yeah.
They outbowled spin to CSK in Chepauk. That itself is a very good strategy.
True.
And we saw that both Jadeja and MS calculated that let's play spin out and target the pacers at the end. But at the end of the day, whatever you're not targeting is the runs that you don't score are the runs that you'll have to score later.
No, absolutely.
And that's when it sort of that margin of victory is so small that maybe one boundary earlier against any of the spinner and Chennai would have won this. But I think they need to relook at Shivam Dube because they have. Promoting him over Moeen Ali has not worked for them so far in this season. It might win them a game or two, but in the longer run, I don't think that's a prudent move given how deep CSK bat. So I think that is a tactic that they really need to relook in.
Okay, let's see how that goes for CSK. Remember, they do not lose that often at home. The only times they've lost in the last 25 games was 3 times, and all 3 to Mumbai Indians. So for any other team to go and get a result in Chepauk speaks volumes of Rajasthan Royals. That's just a big confidence booster. If you're Sangakkara right now, you're looking at, again, potentially a top 4, potentially a top 2.
Yeah, and last time they won in Chepauk was when Vaughan was still playing for them. So
you never know.
It goes that back.
It's brilliant. But look, the scorecard looks something like this in terms of the batting scorecard. Dhoni 17 ball 32 and literally trying to do his bit in the end. But Sandeep Sharma, like so mentioned, all the other teams should look and take a good look at themselves, essentially. Why was this guy going unsold? He was finally brought back in because of an injury. And at the end of the day, Sandeep Sharma is Rajasthan's hero. MS Dhoni, nearly the finish that everyone wanted him to kind of pull off for Chennai. It wasn't meant to be, but Chennai losing at home. It's not often that we say that. But look, Rajasthan will be the happier bunch. It's been a fantastic watch along once again, especially the last 2-3 overs. And we love calling the auction. We love calling the action, essentially, whenever it gets to that particular crescendo like it did. And so many performers for RR. Look at that bowling card. 2 from Kuldeep, Chahal, 2 from Ashwin, and not to forget Zampa as well, who got that 1 wicket, but eventually bled runs in his final over. So thank you so much for this watch along. Another fantastic one, and the rest of the boys who chipped in with their thoughts. We'll leave it there. Plenty of content to get through to on the cricket.com app right now. We'll re-update it for you guys. There is a Zampa interview. There is, of course, going to be a special feature on Rashid Khan coming out tomorrow. So press the bell icon, subscribe, and tell a friend about cricket.com. It's a goodbye from me and so I really wish MS Dhoni did hit a 6. But look, sometimes an anticlimax is also appreciated. That's all we have. It's a goodbye from us. We'll see you soon.